Pulled up to Calabasas, ready for war, I might turn to a savage. I just showed up with the crew, we the baddest. You just showed up like you might need some practice. You going down for the count, it's going down tonight. I do it all for my family, you do it all for the likes. I hear that bell and I'm ready to fight. Turn me up, turn me up, turn me up. They want the belt, they don't work enough. Don't mess around, end up hurting them. I say the wrong thing, make it personal. You say the wrong thing, I might
We'll do it live. We will do it live. Welcome to Calabasas Fight Campaign. I have two very, very special guests. To my left, the fan favorite. The fans demand you back, Matt.
I do what I can, baby.
Longtime brother from a very different mother,
For sure.
Matt Mitrione.
Or maybe they're the same. Who knows?
That might be the same person.
Yeah.
Now you tell me about your mom. We might have the same mom.
For sure.
And sitting directly across from me is MMA royalty, the legend, the man, the myth, Josh War Master Barnett.
More myth than anything else.
Man.
I don't know. That's your Vita's pretty stacked, brother.
Yeah, man. You're you're still in shape. You look fucking good, man. You
know what?
Shape.
Yeah.
Dude, you came in here exactly how I thought you would look.
He did.
Like
white and blonde.
You know, though, like
Are we
just like
blonde right now. Is that what
I
we're
mean,
calling
this
that?
is reddish, but this is dishwater.
I mean, the War Master. It just works, man. You know, like this whole getup, it works, man.
The nickname was given to me by the band Bolt Thrower.
Yep.
And they have a song and an album called War Master. So you don't get to pick a nickname; it has to get given to you.
Correct.
There you go.
So anybody that nicknames himself, you're a fucking loser.
Yeah,
how it goes.
you're a tool. Yeah, if you
Yeah.
nickname yourself, you're a bit of a tool.
You're a joke.
I totally agree.
But so I went with it, and at that point, there was no baby faceness to me anymore. My nose was like Mulholland Drive in terms of its on my face, and I scars and other shit, and getting gray hairs, and it's like nah, that one's not gonna fly anymore.
War Master just makes sense, you know. Like you look at your career and your body of work, especially as you started going, like it's just man.
I practice firearms training, knives, sticks, everything.
Really?
I'm trained with swords. I drive muscle cars. I beat people up for a living. So yeah, I guess War Master is apt.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're here, man. I've been a fan from the sidelines for quite some time. I told Matt that.
Yeah.
He's like, who else? Who would you want on? I'm like, dude, I'd love to get Josh Barnett on here.
That's like legit a quote.
Yeah, I
was
love
like,
that guy. Yeah.
We'll get that settled.
Yeah,
Matt just goes, let me send him a chat on MySpace. I'm in his top 16.
Yeah. What is top 10? I got him, man.
It's like Tom.
But it was a easy drive for you, huh?
It wasn't hard at all.
Yeah.
No, I just on the 134 and then the 101, and here we are. Plus, traffic wasn't bad either. I mean, going back the other direction, like fuck those guys. I feel sorry for
bad.
them.
I know.
Worst.
Yeah.
But once we leave here, that traffic's gonna be done.
Yeah.
But you just been, since you've kind of got out of the fight game, you've just been slanging whiskey, bourbon, rum, vodka.
Whiskey, bourbon, rum, vodka. Doing professional wrestling, running my own professional wrestling event. Always involved in the car culture stuff and. Working with Automag they brought back the 44 Automag, and hopefully there'll be perhaps a Josh Barnett edition.
And you're a gearhead.
Oh, big time.
But this is where we're a little different. I wouldn't consider myself a gearhead because I can't
But you like cars.
love cars.
You know what?
Modern
you
cars.
You don't have to be full on elbows deep to enjoy vehicles, nor does it disqualify you from being a part of the culture at all.
For sure.
In any way.
But your car of choice is what? What are we talking about?
Well, right now the project that I'm almost done with is and TMI I just done the interior on it, and it's gorgeous. Now I got to get paint and body done. Is my '75 Formula Firebird.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And it's I pulled the old low compression 400 that was in it because in '75 they just really were not pumping out any real horsepower. The gas crisis was there; it just wasn't happening. So that was like. It was anemic. Anyways, so I yanked a 455 out of some guy's donor project that he didn't need. And then I had that rebuilt. And I kept it just to an overbore, which is just clean up. And then aluminum heads, dual quad fuel injection from Phytech. The thing makes 500 at the crank.
It's pretty nice.
But it's mainly just, it's meant to be a 12-second street car,
Straight
fun,
ahead.
just daily driver. Yeah. Well, no, the Hotchkiss did the whole suspension on it. I've got a 9-inch Ford and everything. That thing, it fucking corner carbs.
Yeah, okay.
Willwood did the brakes. It's got 6 pistons in the front and 4 in the rear with a manual setup because I was worried that I wouldn't have enough vacuum to run a disc brake booster. So it's just based on the strength of your leg. But that thing will knowing how LA traffic can be,
Yeah.
and all the stupid things people might do, it will stop on a dime, and it handles great. I put an overdrive tranny in it. It's got a 204R, but I want to go to one of these new TKXs.
And are you doing a lot of the work yourself?
I do what I can, but
Yeah.
the biggest
Time.
thing is time.
Did you
Time.
understand
and
any of this?
space?
Yeah.
You actually
Yeah,
understood that?
Oh, dude,
if you
I'm
guys
telling
do,
you.
if you
That's
guys
why I
go
want
back
him on.
and watch like that, like I'm gonna have Tweety birds flying around. Like, I understood none of that.
But
at
who
all.
else will get their hands dirty like that is Rogan. And
Sure.
you've been on Rogan. But
Well, and
Rogan's
I know
a gearhead
Rogan's,
too.
Rogan's
really?
guy too,
Big time.
that he was using when he was living out this direction.
Yes.
That dude's pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a maniac.
Yeah. Rogan called me. It was after I think the Spotify deal, and he goes, "You hear that?" And I hear, I'm like, "Yeah, what do you got? A Cobra or something? What
Right.
a Camaro?" And he got a Dodge. I think it was one of those T-Rex, and he sent it to Hennessy. It has like 850 horsepower. He's like, "It's faster than my Porsche." I'm like, "This is not good."
What is a
dude."
Dodge T-Rex?
So it's like their new. It's their version of the Raptor for Ford.
Oh, okay.
It's a
and
monster.
it's faster than his Porsche.
So does it
straight
have
ahead.
little tiny tires in the front?
Yeah, like little tiny tires and big ass tires in the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
all right.
Hennessy gets a hold of that thing and they trick it out,
Yes.
man.
Yeah. The Hennessy Vipers,
Yes.
the Corvettes, everything. Yeah.
I don't even know what a Hennessy
It's
is.
come on.
I'm being totally.
You know what an
fair.
Incredible Hulk is too? You know, you make the Hennessy with the Hypnotic and.
Well, I don't.
You know what? There you
I
go.
know that. I know that.
That you'll get
I know the
that.
hen
Yeah.
dog. I know that.
No, Hennessy is an aftermarket performance company, and so
Yeah.
they'll take. If you bought a Viper from Dodge as it comes, you take it to Hennessy, and then they will do all kinds of tuning to it. Maybe put a different cam in it, trick it, and then do different things to increase its horsepower and torque, and probably suspension aspects, all these kind of things. So it's like people would buy their GT500s and they take them to Shelby, and then they get turned into a Super Snake by
Oh,
Shelby.
okay.
And so, although I didn't go that route with my GT500, I worked
you
with
do?
Center Force and other people, and Whipple and Lethal Performance, and I built
Whipple's
what
pretty
I wanted
badass.
was a bolt-on only street car that looked essentially stock, but was not all tricked out, custom, one-off, none of that.
You want like a sleeper.
Well, it's not.
Where
I mean,
people-
it's a
well, I mean, it's still
GT500,
GT
so I mean,
but a sleeper to the point of a
yeah.
Cobra.
Well, it was
Yeah.
the whole point of this car was to compete in the Optima Ultimate Streetcar Invitational, which I did.
Oh, damn.
And it makes 700 to the rear wheels on like 13 or 15 pounds of boost, mostly stock motor except for the Whipple on it, and it's not even the biggest one they make. BMR did all the suspension. I put a Lighten drive shaft in it, and Willwood did the brakes on it. Recaro did the seats. I yanked as much weight as I could out of the car without getting crazy.
Yeah.
Like, again, I said it's got to be anybody could do it if they had the time and the wrenches
That's
and
cool.
the space. And, that thing is scary. At Streets of Willow, I can do, mine's an 08 or an 09. At Streets of Willow,
filthy.
it'll go over 120. It'll go like 120 miles an hour in the short straight that goes
Jesus Christ.
uphill, man.
You
And,
know-
at Big Willow,
Yeah.
the full big track, it'll top out the speedometer at 160 and just peg it.
Just keep it monster.
Yeah, and then that's a little hairy because
You
you
know-
got to stop. You got to slow down to go.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Into that first turn.
You know, Shelby was out of Venice, California, for a long time. People don't realize it. Yeah, Venice used to be kind of a bit of the
Culver
Wild West.
City used to be had an area called Thunder Road, and down there was all these different performance manufacturers, people that were making like I think they made Lolas, which were a class of a type of homologous race car. All this different manufacturers for racing, road racing, drag racing, everything was all down Culver City in this area called Thunder Road.
Yeah, there's some badass history back to
Yeah, La Habra, that's where John Force and all them used to be. My buddy who had a shop down there would tell me, oh, yeah, every now and again, like some guy, they're moving their dragsters around, they're going to light them up down La Habra Boulevard or what have you.
Really?
Just for fun.
Some like rich race dudes built Mulholland just so they take the race cars down it. That's where like Mulholland started. And obviously it's all fancy now, but
Holland's like the windy
the
road.
windy
isn't it?
road,
Yeah, it basically connects all the way across the hills to
Oh.
things like Brentwood Canyon or whatever, and then you've got Laurel Canyon. Like there's these main thoroughfares that will go over and across into
Coldwater
Studio City or
Canyon.
into Sherman
Yep.
Oaks or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, and Mulholland connects all the way across all those.
Some rich dude who's like had all these race cars is the one who did all that.
Really?
But it was so they could race down that.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, nuts.
I got a whole lot of California lessons right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, tell us a little bit about
We're
it.
gonna work on a car
Tell us
now.
a little bit about Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's about it. Yeah,
That's
that's about it. The combine's today. Combine in Indianapolis today.
All
that's right. The combine, but you see a lot of the combine because they were enforcing like a lot of COVID rules.
Uh,
A lot of agents are like, we're out, man.
yeah,
So I
they were
don't.
gonna try to keep him in a bubble.
How nuts is that?
Yeah, dude. And how's that even gonna work?
What if it's
In
one of those bubbles
March?
where if you get it rolling and you're inside it, you can run into other people, right?
It'd be
Like
kind of
the
cool.
hamster- like the
Running a
hamster ball
4.340
thing?
in that bubble.
Yeah, you imagine that, dude.
Some dude set
How
the
the prostitutes
record.
gonna
though.
get in there?
So
That's
I
the best
want
part
to
of the
see
combine.
some like super fast safety suck the mask inside his mouth because he's breathing so hard.
Did you hear about the dude? Well, first of all, Brendan told me about some dude who ran like a 4.3 or something.
set the
today,
record, yeah, 4.31 or something like that.
which is ignorantly fast.
Which I thought the record was Dion or
what's his name? The tailback from
Chris
Tennessee.
Henry.
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought it was him. I
Me
thought he
too.
ran a 4.37 or
Me
something.
too. I thought, but then on Google it was like fastest 40. I don't know.
I know. Didn't they say that?
But that dude you sent me, he's what
Dude,
6'8",
This
3.
cat, 6'6", 341, ran a 4.79. A D tackle from Georgia. What?
Boys are getting out of control.
I mean, how is that even real?
I mean, out of control.
So
That's
my-
nuts.
Yeah, that's
Although
that's fast.
the one caveat I'll say to that is running that 40 is running that 40 in a very controlled set space.
Correct.
Like you're not going to run. That dude is not going to hit a 4.
Ever.
What do you run? A 4 what?
a 4.79.
He's not
at that
touching
big.
4.79 on that field.
Dude, he's not running 40 yards on that field.
Yeah, a D
He's
lineman
running
ever.
No,
a receiver and a
8
DB.
if
I
it's
can
a
understand.
screen?
Yeah, and
Well,
it's
and
like,
even then-
4.28 Baylor receiver Tyquan Thornton posted the NFL Scouting Combine his fastest 40-yard dash time
4.28, yeah.
of the day. My
Wow.
bad.
Okay,
of the day.
There you go.
But dude, let me see
I mean,
fastest
still,
ever,
dude.
Chin. Pretty sure it's Chris Henry or Dion.
I just wrote record.
But Dion's was back in the day when they really it was all by hand.
Oh,
so
hand
was it?
timing. So
14.
they don't count that stuff as much, right? Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
John Ross. Yeah.
Whoa, I never heard of John Ross before.
He came from out of Washington, I think.
That is so fast, dude. Chris Johnson. That's what I was thinking
Rondell
of.
Menendez at 4.24.
You know what's
Dude,
weird
that's so fast.
is a lot of times those guys that run that fast, they just don't work out.
Yeah,
They're
man.
only good straight ahead.
We had a
like
dude-
Forrest Gump.
Then there used to be there was a guy that was a part of the U.S. Olympic track team.
Herschel.
And no. Well,
No.
yeah, Herschel's a part of everything.
Yeah.
Herschel does
probably-
everything.
Sure,
Everything.
yes. No,
Yeah.
he's
He's
got a
running for
podcast that
president
he
next.
produced.
Yeah.
He's probably like, he fixes cameras in his spare time.
Have you ever-
when he eats his one meal, it's like,
Have you ever
okay.
sat down and like spoken with him?
Yeah, tons.
Dude,
He had me at his house.
life is insane, dude. Like the
Herschel?
stuff
I
that
mean, legend, dude.
Dude, like the stuff that's worked out, like it's literally like Forrest Gump, like at the right person at the right time, right space, boom, this fell into his lap. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy, dude.
Yeah, but there was a guy, I cannot remember his name. He might have played for the Seahawks at one point. He's a wide receiver. The dude was fast as shit, but he didn't run the routes as well as other guys. He didn't have that touch, that feel out there, because it's not just about how fast you do
No.
it.
Right.
Because a lot of these other guys are close enough in speed. And
Yeah.
like I said, running the 40 is running the 40. Running the 40 is not running when a guy's in your face, hitting you. You got all these things change. Like all of a sudden you got a ball in your hand. Well, you're not running like this anymore. All your form is broke.
Yeah,
Right?
that-
You're not hammering back and all. Like,
the
that's not
combine.
happening.
The combine's a little old school when you think about it.
It
Well,
is.
it's
a little
antiquated
old
for sure.
school.
But like I think the broad jump is relevant. I think
Yes.
the 20-yard shuttle is relevant.
Yes.
I think the Eldro is relevant for athletes.
Yeah.
I think that the vert is explosive,
Explosive.
Yeah.
because it shows your lower body
the
explosiveness.
225 is relative. I mean, I almost think they should do either more
They
weight.
should do 315.
Probably.
Especially for like O-line, D-line, should be 315.
Well-
for like, I think two.
Or they should change it
two-
to incline.
So well,
Or yeah, that make more sense.
You know, I think they
Or-
should
or
do.
add a,
240 pounds or heavier. Do
Or
285
do like
something.
Yeah.
a sled block drill.
That's
where
what
they've
I was
got a
gonna
sled
say.
set
I
up,
think
like, boom, hit
they have
that
like
and
those
see what you drive.
those explosiveness positions,
Yeah.
and I think that they should do that, like coming out like almost like a push press, but on like like it controls your motion on it, so you can't get hurt.
Yes.
But
I
when
think
they
you
have
should do
like
something like that, because that shows how functional you
But what about,
transition
set
from
up
your hips to your
set up
power.
a padded sled, drop weight, like have a set weight for it, like 300 pounds.
Yeah.
That's your general, lineman you're going to run across.
100%.
Hit it, and then time how far they drive it.
Yeah,
Because
Or
like that guy.
how distance and time.
Yeah, because
Right.
that guy who's like 378 pounds, they have him do 225, does like 57 times. Like, he's never gonna be blocking. He's 225 pounds.
dude,
like,
we had a dude for when I was with the 49ers.
And he's not going to be blocking them.
no.
Yes,
Yeah.
not at
In
all.
fact, this is fucking
Dude.
like what third
To your
compared
point-
to everything else.
For your
sure.
point, even incline
Yes.
makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because you think about pass blocking.
That's
like
what I'm
this.
saying. Like a push press makes more sense. Like you're here in some kind of a position, and you come out.
Yeah,
that
and
way.
in drive blocking,
makes so
you're
much more
just
sense.
hit,
And it
touch,
shows how well you
guide.
transition,
You're really
right?
guiding somebody because if you're trying to pass block them by fight, like literally trying to stop them,
Yeah.
you're screwed.
That's not gonna
if you
work,
if you
man.
if you do it once or twice, like there's no way. If I could pass block you, if I tried to do that, if I get it once, it ain't gonna happen the second time.
Yeah.
You're gonna start ripping on the other side. You're gonna start swimming or doing something else, or you're gonna catch inside the pad and try and chuck me off. I can't like over the length of a game. I don't care how big and strong you are, and how quick you are.
Yeah.
If you're trying to match mass with mass, and if you're really, let's say you're this phenomenal, unreal athlete that can do it, okay, then that coach will just start rotating guys on
Yep.
you and bust your ass up.
Yep.
For sure.
It's just not going to work. So
Yeah.
pass blocking is mostly, and tell me if I'm wrong, it's about guiding, right? It's
Yep.
like not letting them get to the inside line.
Correct.
You know, and then hit, move them off.
Yeah.
Hit
Get a
move
handle
'em
over
off.
them out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, I hate doing this read in front of the War Master, but you got to pay you got to keep
Oh,
the
go
lights
for
on.
it. You know,
Mr.
everybody wants
Barnett.
their balls to be nice. And,
Dude,
and
split splash.
soft.
I was
Yeah.
taking a bath, and I've noticed I have beautiful balls. Our friends at
Yeah.
Manscaped, the global leader in below the waist hygiene, are turning men's shower dreams into their favorite routine with the all-new ultra premium collection. This is an all-in-one hygiene skin and hair bundle is designed to upgrade the everyday man's shower routine from head to toe. Your skin, your hair, your balls deserve this, fellas. Come on, bros. Save big by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code CFC.
Do we have favorite routines while we're showering? Because if this could create one,
Yeah,
that's pretty
that
impressive
would
in and of
help.
itself. I mean, it could have all kinds of attachments.
Dude, we're talking. They're
Hey,
helping.
Manscaped, you got a few things you could probably add to this whole
You're
equation.
not, dude, you're right, War Master. You're so right, man. They have everything, though, man. You got dry skin, you got hair problems, you got cologne, they got body wash, the cologne infused
Wow,
ultra premium
2-in-1
body wash.
shampoo and conditioner, that's only shit that men can get away with, by the way.
Only dudes can do
Only
two for
dudes
one.
can do that. Yeah,
It's usually frowned upon.
Yeah, wash our ass with it too. Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't
dude.
matter.
Yeah,
how that
I mean,
works.
I'll drink it. Anyways, this new bundle will change your life. And listen, we want all the listeners and viewers of Calabasas Fight Command to live their best life. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code CFC at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code CFC at manscaped.com. It's time to get wet and clean with the new Manscaped shower routine.
Okay,
All right, back to the
They wanted
business.
that to rhyme, but
They-
wet and clean doesn't really
No,
sound like what a man
that was
does.
a mouthful for me. Now, we're kicking the UFC 272 main card
Oh,
off.
you have no gag reflex. That was pretty good.
Not bad, right, dude? You're not mad at it. But they're kicking off with heavyweights. Josh, how you said you don't watch a ton of fighting anymore?
No,
never. Are you
hardly
one of
ever.
those guys that even when you were fighting, you weren't like balls deep into the game?
I mean, I was at least hitting the cervix early on.
Okay.
But at this point,
You just want to get away from it now, or what are we
I've
talking
seen
about?
it all before. Like, there's nothing Greg Hardy's going to show me tonight that I've never seen that's new that is going to like blow me away. It's
Especially
like-
on the ground, though.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It could be. And
Right.
my last sparring partners in boxing were Prince Charles Martin,
Okay.
Joe Hanks, Ross Van Kuj, all these pros. Like I was at Henry Tillman's gym under Jamal Abdullah, sparring guys in straight boxing.
Charles Martin
on the regular.
was a world champion. He actually, me and him sparred together at Boxing One in Santa Monica, but he went on, so he won a world champion. Guy rolled his ankles, so it was a little dicey
Yeah.
how he got his championship.
Yeah.
And then he fought Anthony Joshua and kind of got dealt with.
Yeah, that was just
was
him.
too much
That
for him, I
really
think.
wasn't
It was
that.
too
That
much
was
for
a
him.
mental thing more
Agree,
than a physical
100%.
thing. But,
He's a stud.
but after that, he was beating Ruiz.
Yes.
Oh, the big fella.
The
Who beat
Cuban.
Joshua, right?
No, he
no.
gave him status. No, not that Ruiz. Sorry, the
Luis Ortiz.
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 Okay.
Who's beating Ortiz?
Who's
Beating
77
him.
years old. Yes.
Dropped him like twice.
That's
Yeah, he's a
So
savage.
you know.
So like, now would you,
Hardy's.
will you
I
want?
expect him to get. Now, see, I love this Spivak guy. Also, there's two killer Romanians. Or no, wait.
There's a Romanian on the
Moldovans.
undercard. There's a Romanian on the undercard.
It's
who
the
won.
Moldovans.
Yes.
That's what they are. They're Moldovans. It's which, not trying to piss no Romanians off, but technically Moldova was part of Romania for most of history. Was part of at one point when you have Vlad the Impaler was in Wallachia, you had Stephen the Great. His cousin was running Moldova, and he never lost a battle. Stephen the Great, in fact, even
Jesus
against
Christ.
the Turks.
really.
Yes.
I didn't expect all this history information there. You guys are killing me today.
He needs to write a
Just
book.
for real.
But
There's a lot
I
of
like this
information there.
Spivak kid. I really dig him. I love his approach, throwing guys, getting on them.
Yeah, if this goes to the ground, Greg's
now
screwed.
his striking is not spectacular, but I'm going to go out on a limb, and even though I haven't watched a lot of Greg Hardy, I'm going to say his isn't anything impressive either.
I would have to agree with that.
His ground's
Well,
awful.
no, but his striking is
he's just explosive, big,
he can
athletic
hit.
guy.
He's big. He's got 80-inch reach, which is nice to have.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, let's see what happens if he gets his.
He hasn't shown to have
schnoz-bopped,
shown to have too much fight IQ, has he? Like he kind of rushes in.
You know what it is? He got in the game, and you know this.
Look at
that,
that
you know this
suit.
better than
Holy
anyone. But
good God.
Greg Hardy got in the game so late. There's not enough hours in the day for him to download the. I don't care who he's training with, what camp. Even if you were training him every day, he doesn't have enough hours in the day to download what he needs.
Experience.
Yeah, it takes experience.
Yeah, most of the time when me and Matt were training together, of course we'd have our hard rounds, we'd have our technical stuff, but then we're spending tons of time on feel and experience, and just like, no, you need to get the reps. It's reps.
Yeah.
It's reps. It's reps. It's reps.
He would hit the pause button on me so often, be like, we have to go do this, and he would like take me out like out of the work and be like, right, we need to get this done because you just don't have that feel yet.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
There's holes in your game.
I was like 7 years deep in the game, and he's
Yes.
like, you don't have it yet. So we would go over there, and he would just be a practicing dummy for me, and just like literally like let me work on stuff until he felt that I had the proper pressure, and if I didn't, we'd go back the next day.
No, I mean experience is key, man. It's so key, and there's really, it's tough, and
and you never know.
I feel for Greg Hardy because it's
Sure.
tough to get experience in the UFC.
Well, of
Like
course
I
it
was, you were me and you were the same. Where
Yeah.
I was learning while I was in the UFC, so you're basically in the NFL trying to gain experience. You're fighting
Like trying to
Nogueira
learn a
and
position,
Crow
yeah.
Cop and
Well,
Gonzaga.
I mean, hey, you
It's
know,
like-
being in the NFL, that's another example. Once you get to the NFL, getting to the NFL really isn't. That ain't
Isn't
shit.
the
It doesn't mean
accomplishment?
shit.
right?
That's not shit.
Yeah.
You need to be in the NFL to be an NFL player.
Yeah.
And that's it. And a lot of times there's plenty of guys that could have had all kinds of careers at the NFL that for one reason or the other, generally arbitrary, they didn't get to stay because someone made a choice here or there. It's like, but I have to choose between these two guys and this guy's 2 inches taller. So it's like, come
Yeah.
on. Really,
Right.
does that really make make them fight
Yep.
and then pick that guy
Yep.
if you're asking me. But all right, we got Spivak, and you know what? I like Hardy going with that low kick right off the bat.
Yeah,
'cause
he's athletic, and this is the thing. Obviously Hardy has a lot of hate because he came with a lot of baggage with his domestic
his back
violence
pass,
stuff.
he had a bad pass. That's true.
But but what I do hear from a lot of people that train with him says he's a sponge. Like he trains his ass off. He's a change guy.
Well,
as much
you
as
know
the
what?
media and
He's not with American
There
Top Team
can be
anymore, right?
redemption. This is true. I mean, it coming back from the things that got people so hot at him in the first place, where he generated all this heat. It's pretty serious stuff. But a person can be just as serious about redeeming themselves and becoming a better person.
That's how things should work.
And fighting, strangely enough, can be a venue for that because beautiful taio
early.
toshi by Spivak.
He's
That
he's
judo
screwed
background
now.
is so cool. Now he's locking up that side choke already. It looks
Yep.
like, but he's up against the wall, so it's gonna be tough to finish it.
Very tough.
But look, he's
going
taking
to
those
his back.
posts apart.
He's
Taking
gonna
those
use
posts
back.
apart.
You know what's amazing to me? You got Rashad Evans in his corner, but you know what's amazing to me is Greg Hardy. For the fans that don't realize this, Greg Hardy worked 8 weeks, and they're like, don't get taken down early on. Do not get taken down. We are a minute
like that.
15.
You
he got
know,
taken
yes,
down.
you know that.
And it's so deflating too. It's
Dude,
like,
yeah,
If your whole strategy is don't let this happen, that's
There's nothing worse.
you're just like,
and
I'll do my best.
and as soon as you get taken out, like, get up. Don't you're thinking it's like, God, don't rest. All right, I'm gonna rest just for a second.
And
Then
you know what? He's in the back room, like warming up. He's like, I just, don't get taken down early. And then as soon as that hits, man,
Spivak's just all over him. But now Hardy's up against that wall. He's able to get back to his.
he got up
defense.
decently
Yeah,
well.
no.
Didn't take much of a beating.
No,
here's the thing about Hardy too. Like NFL wise, dude, he was
nice.
all pro, dude.
Oh, yeah,
That
no, he
kid,
was a
like
serious-
stud
Yes.
player, man. Like super stud.
Dude, that is the worst when they block that front leg and just start
double
sagging.
forward. Well,
Oh,
because
that's
the guy
worst.
starts leaning forward to not get picked up, right? And all of a
Yeah.
sudden, you just take them with their weight. But and Spivak's just all over.
he's
Oh,
gonna
he's
be
riding
draining
like
his
a
leg.
backpack.
He's gonna be killing
The other
his
thing
leg.
too,
running a half
Oh my God.
from that position. Oh wow, right in the mount.
That's not gonna
Hardy's
last.
ground
No,
game
Hardy's
is
in
bad.
serious trouble.
I would
right
assume
now.
they
Last
cut
one.
Hardy. after
he's
this.
been hurt because he's not moving.
No, yeah.
He just didn't know what to do.
The first shot, I think, when Spivak turned him after the half, it hit him clean, buzzed him up, and he just was. It's like someone had him close his eyes and stick his head on the bat and spin around for 20 times,
Yeah.
and then it's
he
you
doesn't
don't
know where the
really
hell's going
Yeah.
on. And I do really love. Whoa,
He just woke up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Concussed.
well, he
What?
saw ghosts, so he was like, ah.
Oh my God, that's rough.
It's tough to you gotta for Dana. It's tough what you do with Greg Hardy because obviously there's a lot of baggage with him. Even though he's getting better, he's lost a bunch of fights in a row now.
Yeah,
It's
well,
tough, man.
their heavyweight division's pretty
thin.
Pretty thin,
yeah,
man.
it is, which is odd to say about a bunch of fat guys fighting like us.
That was such a good job, dude.
Yeah,
he was too
came in-
casual. Once he got out of this, he was too casual.
Well,
This
yeah,
throw's
he
amazing,
really
though.
needed to aggressively get out of there. Spivak, using the glove to pinch, was able
Yeah.
to keep him in control, and that underhook had Hardy lifted up. Even though Hardy's 6'5", Spivak's tall enough from his hip to shoulder ratio, and then that half Nelson took him over. And I
Pretty
think
good
the
job.
first left hook that hit him
Landed.
just.
But
Yeah.
also for Hardy, it's like if you're dealing with a guy who's good at those throws and the grappling like that, you don't want to rush in. He's going to use that against you, and that's what Hardy's doing.
And what's funny is judo will often be a completely different problem that can be more difficult for people to deal with because, one, where do you find a judo guy to prep you
Yeah.
for it? Two, stopping a double, especially with a cage, is easier to train for.
A lot easier.
Yeah.
And you see it a lot more. The judo, like
Yeah.
I trained with Ishii, who's a gold medal winner. Man,
Is that the
Well,
dude
when
who
he was
fought
at
Rampage?
Range.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was my student for years.
Was he really?
Yes.
the nicest
and
guy of all time.
Great guy. And he had a decent single, but that Osoto Garia his.
Bro.
So
That's the guy who
he
fought
wrestled
Rampage, right?
Frank
In Bellator?
Mir.
Yes.
He wrestled Frank Mir in quintet. And when Frank gets, and I'm coaching Ishii against him. So when Ishii hits his Osoto, and when the match is over, I talk to Frank and I go, nobody really stops that.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried to, because I have a judo background a little bit as well. I tried to Osoto Ishii all the time just to see if I could do it. And
Yeah.
he would Osoto my
He's,
Osoto.
bu-
and it's
he's
just
built like a fire hydrant. And then if you knew what it was like, because he was at Rain like 3-4 times a week, so we knew kind of how to negate it.
Yeah.
But if a new guy came in, I don't care who you were.
Yeah.
All-American wrestler, Penn State, whoever.
Yeah.
We would literally just stop and watch him because Ishii was taking him for a ride. You just see him go,
strong as shit.
bro.
And his judo technique, I mean, he's a gold medalist.
Yeah, really?
Gold
oh,
medalist.
yeah, legend in Japan.
You know who else? So when I fought Yoshida,
Head like a
I used to
pitbull.
train with him all the time at Tsuyoshi Kosaka's gym. And I remember seeing him on these New Year's Eve shows in Japan where they would have all these different athletic competitions, and they would have even some people from abroad come and show up, and they had different segments. Well, one of them was strength-based. There was a couple of them, actually, that were strength-based, right?
Yeah.
And so Ishii or not Ishii, sorry, Yoshida competed in a couple of these, right?
Right.
Like there was this one that was a tug-of-war thing where they had a harness on them and a rope. And the rope was coiled up between the two, and they're facing away from each other in the launch position, right?
this is Squid
and then
Games, but
boom,
nobody
they
dies.
run off.
Yeah, Squid
and then you
Games.
got to get to
Right.
a button,
But you're
right?
facing away, right?
It's
Ishii
Squid
won, or Yoshida won every single strength competition against
Jesus
him.
Christ.
Yeah, no, he beat like a football player, rugby guys. It didn't matter. Like
Right.
he beat every single one of them. And I remember training with him, trying to finish a double wrist lock on him, and just being like, "How is this guy this fucking
He's
strong?
so strong.
This
So
is
strong.
insane."
And he
Like,
fought. He went on to fight Fedor, Crow Cop. Like he had a great career,
Yeah.
man.
Really?
Yeah,
I think
he-
I'm the only guy to ever submit him.
I was
Really?
I was just gonna say that he's impossible to finish.
What'd you catch him
He,
in?
everyone always.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You're a fucking monster. You're a monster.
Now, he wouldn't tap because I had him in other shit earlier. I had these little nasty like stopper toe holds and stuff where I'm like crushing on the ankle and pulling it up from referee's position, different things, and he just would not quit. After the end of the fight, I went to the back to give him respects and stuff because we were the main event. You know, he was part of the promotion itself. for
Where was this
Sengoku.
at, Josh?
This was at wasn't Yokohama. It was no. We were at it was in Tokyo, and we hit a record for attendance.
I was
at
gonna
this-
say
at
it
this
must have
venue.
been must have been you and him must have been a big.
It
one
was
then.
it was huge.
What are we
And-
talking?
So dope,
And
like 80,
what's that?
like 80,000.
No, it wasn't quite that big.
Gotcha.
But it was.
I'm thinking
it was
like
like
Pride
20 something, but in a place that had never seen
Yeah.
it had never seen that kind of attendance.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's two gyms to it. Now two venues. There's a small one and a large one. We did the large one, but I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Anyways, I go to the back to pay my respects and everything, and you know he's a friend as well as a training partner. So it's like I like part of fighting friends. And Matt will tell you when Bellator tried to match us up, and I'm like, if you want to make money, I'll make you money, and if you beat me, I don't whatever. Like it's my buddy, but I'm going to give this to you because I'm not into this.
Nightmare.
Yeah.
And Matt's like, me neither. I'm like, well, they already knew.
Yeah,
I already
they knew
fucking
it.
told them.
From the jump, they did.
And but
Were
I'm
they
like,
doing the same thing like we're in the UFC?
but at the same time, I'm going. I'm not going to steal money out of Matt's mouth.
Yeah.
And I don't care if Matt socks me in the face because, one, not new.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
two, if you love your buddies, like,
You can't take food off
you're
the
here
table,
to help
man.
them out.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what.
It's dicey.
So
though, man.
it is dicey, and
It's
I
'cause
get it.
It's not
And
like
I
football or
completely
basketball.
understand.
You know,
You
it's just
can't.
so
I'm also a psychopath, so I don't care about these things,
Yeah.
but I'm considerate to the people I give a shit about.
You are
know?
a psychopath, and I'll never and I mean that in the most endearing way because I remember I was in the UFC at the time. I think I was ranked in the top 10, and I remember you were fighting somebody in the UFC, and Stitch was your
My corner
your
guy.
corner
yeah.
guy, and as he's putting the Vaseline on, you go, "Let me die in there. Do not throw in the towel." And my coach bumps me and goes, "Dude, you believe that shit? That you have the same mentality?" And I went, no, I don't. I went, no, I don't. And I remember I had so much respect for you. And I went, oh, no, I don't. I said, dude, so if Josh Barnett's here, I'm here. He's going to die in there. This is what he does. He's the war master.
Right.
My nickname is Big Brown. If I get in any trouble, I got so much other shit I want to do. You throw that towel faster. I won't be mad at anybody. But I remember I was like there were certain moments in my career, and that's one of them I will never forget. That's one of the reasons I went on there. I just remember I had so much respect for you. I was like, oh, I'm not like him. Like you would die in there. I would never.
It's funny.
It would never cross my mind.
We're segueing a little bit, but I'll get back to it. We were doing this call. You know, like they used to do, where they do the press junkets on the phone,
Yeah.
and you have multiple guys on there, and it was like me, Benson Henderson, and a few other guys, and we're talking, and I don't know why it came up about the old days or other stuff, and I started in on like, well, when I started, there was almost nowhere to fight. Like the UFC was a thing, and there was some play. But how do you get into any of this stuff?
Yeah.
So you just it was all like ad hoc, put it together however you could, a la carte. And everywhere you'd fight, we would figure out the rules when you're there. Like,
Right.
oh, do we headbutt or do we not headbutt? Are we using gloves
That's
or no?
so
And so we would
He said
just
headbutt.
show up and go at it. And I'm just going.
He said that so casually too.
I just said, well, you know, I didn't do this so that I could be famous. I did this so that I could smash people. So
Right.
I could look up at somebody across from me and I'd go, you think you can fucking take me out?
Yeah.
That's enough.
What were you
Let's
like
go.
growing up, man? Like, were you like you grew up in California?
No,
Where'd you grow up?
I'm from Seattle.
That's right, you are from Seattle. I
I'm
knew that.
Ballard.
Yeah. So what was it? What was growing up like? Did you have siblings? What was your?
I have a 8-year-old sister,
Uh-huh.
8-year older sister who used to beat the shit out of me
Okay.
when I was younger, but not for long. And then I had dad, mom. They're great, but they're all like ultra blue collar folks. My mom came from more of a higher standard upbringing because her father was a big time lawyer and was the assistant attorney general at one point, and all this
wow.
kind of stuff. And then my dad was the result of an affair. Grew up in the backwoods of Southwest Washington, street fighting, logging,
Good dad?
longshoring.
Good dad?
Great dad.
Yeah.
But
I'm trying to think where you're.
but he,
crazy.
you know,
That's what
I talked to my mom this one time, and I was going, you know, there's a part of me kind of wishes that I could at least like go back in time at a similar age, whatever, and
Fight
just
my
fight
dad.
my dad.
Yeah.
And she goes, she just looked at me and went, oh, he's really mean. I go, I know how mean he is. I inherited it. And she goes, well, I know him, and he just as well shoot you as talk to you sometimes. And I go, oh, no, I know
Right.
that. You know, my dad telling me a story like, oh, the time he got, you know, busted for a knife fight for stabbing a guy,
Jesus
and you know,
Christ.
getting a couple days, you know, a day in jail for, you know, to give him a lesson.
Is,
Or
is
like
your
his
dad
buddy,
big like you?
he was like 6'2" and 240.
He's a
and
big dude.
I mean,
well,
Yeah.
he had a
Not small.
stroke, right? And recovering from that, his left hand could squeeze the stroke side could still squeeze like 140 pounds, and his right hand could top off the meter over 200.
He's a savage.
That's wild.
And he was really quick and brutal. Like the stories of him fighting, and it's not just him telling them; it's like everybody. Like, oh no, yeah, you don't.
That's where you get it from.
Well, and,
Yeah.
and he would tell me stories about hanging out with his buddy, whose brother was called Otto the Blade, and his dad was like some PTSD
Otto the
World
Blade?
War II guy who had a full automatic 30 carbine that would sometimes just lose it and start shooting at them when they're running, you know, and they're like running across the yard as this guy's taking shots at him, and they're just like, whatever.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Otto
So my
the
dad
Blade.
grew up in a very interesting
Did
scenario.
he see like the evolution of your career?
He did, and you know what? The first time I ever got knocked out because my dad eventually became a hazmat instructor for the union. So he had all kinds of training in first aid and different stuff. So he was the first person back there at the Trump Taj Mahal. I don't know how he got there, but he did. And he's checking me over for different things, and he's keeping an eye on me, and it's like, all right, you're good.
Oh, so you guys were close.
Yeah. No, he's one of my best friends.
Now, did you wrestle coming up? How did you get into catch? Like, how did you get into?
I started wrestling in high school, and then I got into catch when.
Were you big coming up? Were you your size? Were you always?
I was always big. I was like 260, 250 in high school, running a 4.940.
How'd you not get recruited for football?
I did, but I was really just like, one, I got really bent out of shape about dealing with football because I would go to like the University of Washington football camps and stuff, and I'd smash up on kids, and then when it came down to it, it's like I saw they got scholarships, and I'm like, why are you giving this motherfucker a scholarship? I smashed this kid, this guy from Denver or whatever, like I crushed him, like whatever, and well, we like our linemen to be at least 6'5", and you're 6'3", and I'm like, but I get it now because the thought was, regardless of wherever they put me, I'm a Seattle kid. For me to pay tuition was nothing. It was like $2,800 or something. It was easy. Like why spend a scholarship on me when you could get some potential 6'6", 300-pounder, and we're like, oh yeah, he's baby Huey and whatever, but we could probably train him into something. And I remember I told the D coordinator right then and there, I go, line anybody you think that you're going to give a scholarship to up across from me, and I'll fucking beat the shit out of them. And he's just like, well, that's not what we're doing. But I'm just like, I'll fucking punch him in his face mask. I'll tear him apart. Like, fuck that guy. I'll make sure he doesn't make it down.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they're just like, all right.
So we got to tell Bob the
war master. Let's go get him out of here, man. The war master.
I mean, there was a kid, so I used to wear the little fingerless gloves, and I was pass blocking. They put me at guard for one point. I usually played tackle on both ends, but we're playing this school called O'Day, who is fucking national champs one year, and we're from this. We have a shitty school, but with great athletes, but just couldn't put it together. So I'm pass blocking this kid, and this kid, I'd wrestled against him before and beat him every time, but he was a pretty solid football player too. A big kid in high school. He was like 280, right? Yes. So, boom, we come off the line. I stand him up on a pass block. Boom, come back. Boom, and just reel back and punch him right dead in the fucking face mask.
We can't have that.
Ah! And he goes, he's punching me. And I go, what are you talking about? Who would punch a guy?
Josh was a liability.
Now I understand.
Well, I used to foot sweep people on outside pass blocks. So I'd hit them, pop them, guide them, whap, and just send them like cartwheeling onto their heads. And I'm like,
foot sweep.
There was
penalty for sure.
There was a move that we used to do back in the day. That like if we're playing D line, you get out, and if they're like grabbing your face or like face jacking, so if people don't know, like when you come off a line, if you're a defensive lineman, you come off the ball, an old lineman can face check you, right? Like they'll take one of their hands and they'll jam up in your face mask,
and get you to look up. And if you go up, then you're not. And
it stops your momentum, right?
You were a tight end.
Tight end, H-back.
Yeah, you seem like a tight end.
Fullback in
because what did you weigh when you were tight end?
I graduated about 240, 245.
Yeah. So you don't want to be enormous, but you're big enough to block, but also tall enough with big enough hands to catch, all your shorts, all your flats, all that stuff.
Strong, yeah.
Yeah, lower body, upper body, or both?
Both. Yeah. But then when I was at CU, they wanted me. I got to 260 my senior year because they moved me to fullback. So I was like the starting fullback.
Tell me you hated that. Just collision after collision.
I remember.
Also, they're constantly there. Oh, a 260 fullback. Let's take his legs out. It's like,
for
come on, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll talk about punching people, whatever, but. You sock a guy in his face mask, he's gonna live. Dude, you submarine him in the knees. That's
So this is some more War Master shit. Not as tough as him, but listen to this.
Not out of the
and
blade
you'll
stuff,
respect this.
I'm ready.
I was the wedge buster on kickoff, and then the
that is
fullback.
bonkers shit.
Yeah,
right.
and then
wedge
I was the
buster
wedge on
ballsy.
kickoff return.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so but when I think back, dude, when I think back on it, after a game we play like Texas or SC or Miami, we'd have like I was the fullback, we'd run like 98 power, and it was me versus their linebacker. And it was just a straight concussion. And they would just highlight it every Monday. And now I think back, I'm like, hey, assholes. Like, I was your sacrificial lamb, dude.
I don't think you had to hate that. I wouldn't want to play that at all.
I was sore. Dude. The amount of ibuprofen I took was nuts.
Well,
of course, yeah.
So Mike Allstott's a good buddy of mine.
He was a hell of a fullback.
Oh, dude.
He was like a 250-pounder, right?
Yeah. Oh, dude, for sure.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's so
Legend,
athletic, dude.
legend.
Yeah,
But like
absolutely
6
bananas.
foot, though.
And he was
Yeah.
like, he was talking. Yeah, he's not very tall. And he was talking before, and he's like, dude, he's like, I loved my job. He's like, but I didn't mind blocking at all. He's like, if they gave me the ball, he's like, I would be
He did
fucking
work.
elated. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like, and that's why I asked him. I was like, how do you feel that Chris Berman affected your career? Because remember, Chris Berman was so high on him, right?
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Every
When
time
he'd
that he
run,
would, yeah,
he'd
like,
do the-
he's like, he would talk about everything, like
yeah,
the
yeah.
hardest 1 yard run, whatever. And he's like, I feel that Chris Berman built my person up so much, my persona. He's like, that Tampa was almost forced to give me my 3rd contract.
Oh, they had
keep
to.
me there. He's like, because I
He's
was
a
such
legend.
a staple, and
Dude.
I was such a
He's the
position.
face of the
And he's like, but
organization.
he's like, Chris Berman had such a role in that because he built me up so much because he loved the way I
It's
worked.
a hell of a pair, right? I mean,
Oh,
him
for
and
sure, dude.
Warren.
Oh,
I mean,
bro.
they were so good. Opposites in terms of running style, clearly,
Nuts.
but perfectly paired.
Oh,
So
dude. He was. What was that? The tailback you just brought up.
Work done.
Work done. I
Florida
think I told
State.
you this. He was the hardest runner I ever played against.
That's what you said.
Yeah, hardest runner I ever go
like
through a hole.
Constant Energizer
Dude,
bunny leg.
I thought he broke my damn arm. Like it came through like boom. And
Trying
I
to
was
arm
like,
tackle?
I was like, oh my, well, I was on a block, and I tried to come off a block, and boom, and it hit my arm, and I was like, oh my god, I thought my arm broke.
Have you seen the fullback? It's rare they use fullbacks these days, but there's a fullback for Baltimore. He's 6'1", 300 pounds. But not fat. Not fat. Runs like a 4.7 to 40.
So he's not
I think I
Ironhead.
remember
He's
him.
not Ironhead.
Dude, that dude was huge.
He's him.
Yeah,
but-
he was huge.
Dude, this guy is insane. Insane. He's so fun
Craig
to watch.
Hayward, was that Ironhead?
Yeah, that's right. His son plays for the Steelers, and he's all pro.
This is the mouthy dude.
Yes. Yeah,
I kind of like him.
He's a stud, though.
He
I
feels
know
like
there's something
he's
I like about him.
sincere.
I agree.
And I know that
seems
people are
organic.
like all
He
this
talks shit during the
chatter
fight, right?
is hey, we don't need that, but it's like
Yeah,
he's not harming nothing.
And it's also, but to me, it's like it's organic for him. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you can tell when it's manufactured. When these guys get on the mic and do those
Where's
terrible
he out
promos
of, do you know?
and shit. He's out of Texas. Yeah, Kevin Holland's out of Texas, and he went to AK to work on his wrestling, right, Chin?
Yep.
He went to AK to work with
Daniel
DC
Cormier.
on his wrestling.
Oh, really?
Probably
so
should-
so he cares.
Do you
Probably
think Cormier knows a little bit about wrestling? Yeah. Oh, smidgen. Yeah.
You know what's crazy is that he was an auxiliary pick for that tournament, right?
Oh.
The one you guys were in Strike Force.
Oh, yes, he was.
He
yes.
was an original. Eight.
No, he
No.
was the alternative.
But
Yeah.
I mean, think about
Someone
who he
got
had to
hurt.
replace. Alistair Overeem.
Correct.
You know,
Was that what it was?
Fedor lost in round 1.
Yep.
It's like, this is bonkers.
Yeah,
Nuts.
yeah.
And that was the best performance of Bigfoot's career, bar none.
For sure.
Everything.
Well, it made his
and
career.
it was really masterful. Like, that's a Bigfoot fucking spinning knee bar attempt. And like,
Nuts, man.
sick.
That-
You-
didn't-
DC talking about fighting Bigfoot's so funny. I just did a show with him, the Mike Tyson Super Bowl show.
Yeah.
And off air we're talking. He goes, I don't. He goes, I don't get it, man. He goes, you can't miss. He's like, Bigfoot's head. He goes, Bigfoot's head's like this. He goes, everything I threw was landing.
He's just
Dude,
throwing
he's like,
punches at the drive-in
That's what he
theater?
said. He's like, dude, his face is this big.
Not to
Dude,
bring
you
up
can't miss.
a sore name between the three of us. I felt that way with Ben Rothwell. Like I felt like my hands
sore
were.
name between
I felt like, but I felt like
beat all three of us.
Ben would just eat those, man. I
just
drilled
so
him
tough.
one, and he was
I
like,
felt like his face was magnets, and I just kept sticking him in his face, and I was like, I'm about to knock his ass out. I'll fucking take him down in this. I beat him in his own game. Not so much.
Dude, I wobbled him with a spinning elbow. I faked the low single and came back up John Jones style, wobbled him like, oh, I got him. And he's like, dude, I have 60 fights of experience, young buck.
yeah, slow
And I
down.
rushed
you
in.
have to you have to overwhelm him with punches. You can't. It's not. Well, maybe now it's different.
Yeah.
But if you want to knock out Ben Rothwell, you got to hit him with a successive series of shots
Nonstop.
That was hell of alliteration.
And then he'll.
The
That
one
was
stop's not going to
impressive,
do
dude.
Rothwell.
Conversationally, that alliteration was impressive.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm impressed by your vocabulary.
Successive
I'll be
series of
honest.
shots. That's pretty
Dude, how
impressive.
about obviously
S3, man.
Obviously,
You know what I'm
everybody
saying?
knows what's happening with Cain Velasquez. How crazy is that, man?
It's you know what's
What's your
crazy
take on
is
it, Josh?
I feel like he should have hit me up so we could have trained him up at Tarrant Tactical. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you boys?
Just
With,
kidding.
Are you boys with Terry?
Yes.
Me too.
Yes.
Me too.
Yes,
I'm there
yes,
all the time.
Yes.
But
but honestly,
Josh, here's my thing. You don't have kids, right?
No.
Before you answer, but me and Matt have kids. If someone
but
did-
it doesn't matter.
No,
it
no,
could be
but-
other people's kids. It doesn't-
100%. I'm with you. Dirtbag's a dirtbag. But when you have kids,
It
it's
is.
this
It is
personal.
literally society cannot allow for you to mess with children.
Cannot.
Because it doesn't start or stop there.
Never.
It always
It's a
continues
sickness.
on.
It's
So
a sickness.
You cannot do
but
it.
Josh, my thing is with your skill set, if someone were to harm, say, a cousin or a nephew of yours, whatever, and I don't know what rage Kane had or the premeditated stuff like that. With my skill set, I'm not reaching for a gun. I'm gonna do it with my bare hands, man.
I'm
getting
sneaking
the
in the middle of the night
satisfaction.
either.
I'm sneaking in the middle of the night and I'm killing everybody.
Oh, you're not? What are you doing? What are you thinking?
I'm doing whatever it is that lets me do it and get away with it.
Get away with it.
Get away with it. Yeah, there you go.
All right, so check this
The
out.
premeditated thing. I have a buddy who's a lawyer, and I go, dude, he's obviously pretty upset, and he goes, you got to understand the law's black and white here. It's premeditated.
Nope, it's premeditated.
He goes, it's very black and white.
He goes,
if you're a Kane fan, you got to pray to God. This goes to a jury, and the jury has sympathy
Sympathy
for
for
him.
sure.
Leniency,
and, yes, which they will.
Oh.
He goes, a jury will.
I don't think there's no way a prosecutor can let that go to a jury because I don't think there's any way that any jury would be
I
like,
almost feel like, among all kinds of problems with the way our legal system is set up,
Especially in California. Don't get me
especially
started,
in
Josh.
California, but I mean, it is
In general,
legitimately broken.
Okay.
But there has to be. I really feel like there should be some sort of carve out, some way of structuring a way that you can kill pedos,
Agree.
and it's okay.
Okay, so check this out. So first of all, 100%, I'm good with that. No problem whatsoever.
Yes. No,
This-
it's not allowable.
this
You
is
can't-
gonna take
like
a-
children just cannot
This is
understand
going
this
to
sort
take
of
an
thing. If you or
extremely-
us or any of us get involved in some sort of thing and whatever it runs to, we're grown adults. It's different.
Yep.
Kids are they really are innocent.
This is going to take
Super
a
innocent.
very, very dark turn, and we can pull it out of the gutter.
It's
as
already
soon as-
dark.
I
All
like
right,
dark.
It's going to take
let's
so
dwell in
pull it
it.
out of the gutter.
His
as soon
name's
as
the
you guys
War
want.
Master.
So,
Let's get dark.
So I have a good friend of mine who was a corrections officer, right? And then he said that they started moving all the pedophiles are getting raped, right? Like all the rapists, pedophiles, blah, blah, they're all getting raped.
They get
and-
destroyed in prison.
Yeah, so
Good.
they started a protective wing. So they moved everybody else out
Oh,
of
this
that.
one where the guy gets shot leaving the courtroom.
That's
that
the father pretending he was on the phone as the guy's
And
watching.
turns
him
and pops him, yeah.
shoots
Exactly.
him.
So my friend sent me this, and it was hopefully this is the same thing that happens with Kane. The father was like,
and
okay,
fight
after
guys.
this.
Holland's in trouble right now because Oliveira is quite a well, no,
Boom,
all
down.
right, yeah.
So they
Holland's
moved.
gotta
They
get
moved
behind
all
that
the.
jab, though.
They moved all everybody out of one wing and moved all the pedophiles into another, and then they started doing raids on those pedophiles, right? Because they were all in there. They had no enforcers. They could do whatever they wanted to do, right? They started finding trading cards. They made toss-off material of trading cards
Of kids?
of the addresses of the
no,
kids,
no,
of the parents,
No,
of
no,
the
no.
siblings, of the stories they did, the things they did to them, and they would pass them off in the prison as toss-off material. And he's like, that's when I had to quit. He's like, if they were doing nothing to make those motherfuckers suffer and die the worst death possible, and they would let that shit go around, he's like, I couldn't do it anymore.
You gotta go
And
rush on
Like I
him.
said, it
gotta
got
go
really
rush
dark.
on him.
It got really dark. I'm sorry about that,
No,
but
it's super dark. But for Kane, I pray to God it goes to a jury or the law has some sympathy. When you're talking about a family member of his who's 4 years old, molested over 100 times, and this guy's molested
why
other
was
kids.
he there? Why did the parents let that guy be around?
Because this is the fucking world we live in, where everybody's off working, everybody's pulled out of the home, no one builds a home, no one has their relatives around them. What happens when your mom and dad get old? Or you stick them off, you send them off somewhere. What do you do with the family home? You sell it and you take the money instead of thinking like, oh, and then you want to complain about, oh, the Rockefellers or this rich family has all this stuff. Well, you know how part of the reason that is
they didn't do
because
it
they
together.
fucking kept their land.
Yeah.
Because you know how much even when you could say like, well, it's cost so much less to own a house at earlier points in history. It's like, yeah, but you don't fucking let it go because land is a limited resource everywhere in the world.
But I don't care when it was still really tough to
Of
acquire
course,
land no matter
and,
what
yeah,
time. it was.
I saw my dad's pay stubs from working at Boeing for when he was a riveter on 727s. He was making like $3 an hour.
Nuts.
It's just like, look, don't be in such a hurry to just go ahead and fill your ass with cash to do with no purpose. Cash is simply a tool,
Yep.
right? If you have a hammer, but all you have is screws, then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
like, I'm not saying that having cash or having money is a bad thing, not at all. But for what? To
Yep.
do what?
Yep.
Why? And people are so quick to discard their parents, discard their family members. Oh, well, they're old now, and I'll let this hospice take care of them. Like, why would you want to do that? Why would you want your
Yeah.
family to die in the fucking bed that they lived in?
By
Why
people
would
they
you want
don't
them to
know.
get taken
Oh,
care of?
wow.
Oh, wow. That is
foul.
quick and nasty.
Why is he?
Yeah, his arm's in there.
Oh,
well, he's
nice.
fine. It's fine.
Oh, I thought it was around the
That
neck.
was awesome.
That's pretty dope.
It looked like
You see a little pat from Oliveira with a smile.
He did a
I
good
like
job
this.
selling
This
him
is two consummate professionals, no animus, just fighting it out. My last bare knuckle match, people were asking me about it yesterday, and I just said,
When was it, Josh? Where you
in
going?
Poland, 2020. I went to Poland and fought
you
this
really?
guy at a bare knuckle boxing
Why
match
did
with
I know about
elbows.
this?
It was bare knuckles, so boxing, and you could throw elbows.
Really?
And who did you fight?
Marcin Rozalski,
Monster.
completely covered head to toe, his face covered in tattoos.
Oh,
Walked to the ring with a biker gang with cuts.
Really?
Jesus Christ.
Good dude though.
Oh my God.
And
Holy
the
shit.
guy is as respectful as it comes.
Really?
Good dude.
His
Great
face
guy.
would say otherwise, Josh.
Yeah,
But
he was
a
cool
good
as
dude,
shit.
huh?
Yeah,
and you know, by the end of it, I just remember thinking, I'm so proud, and I love this guy to be in the ring with me because he's on the same wavelength. We're here trying to bust each other up, and that's great.
Yeah.
But we have a sense of honor behind it,
There's respect
and
and
no
honor.
one. It's like, well, I had to say, like, you know, you do your interviews, your post fights and stuff. It's like, I know someone has to win or lose, but I feel like regardless of the outcome, we both became better men this day, and that to me is something that
Oh my
speaks
God.
to
That's
something
so
more
intense.
transcendent and higher.
You know,
He's
I
not a
really
Taylor Swift fan.
despise what the fight game turned into.
You know why it turned that way, and it's hard not to.
Wait, meaning? About entertainment? Like the Conor McGregor
Yeah,
effect? you're talking about?
Oh shit!
the shameless.
Holland dropped him.
What happened?
On top of
He
him.
dropped him, and now he's following it up. He
had
dropped
to
him
have-
bad.
The shameless hoeing of yourself.
Yes.
I hate the fact that the promotion stopped promoting.
Oh,
Great
nice!
finish.
That's a big win under Holland's
Oh, that's
belt.
huge.
That was a great finish.
Massive. And Oliveira is as tough as they come.
Oh, I see Cam Haynes in the back. You know Cam Haynes at all?
I
Hunter?
don't.
Hey,
I
is
don't.
that the
Badass.
cowboy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cam
it is the
Haynes.
cowboy. Huh?
He's tough.
Did he drop weight? Because he's
170?
No,
Is
he's
that
at
170?
He's at
He's been at
170. He's
170,
always
yeah.
at 170.
Holland went up.
Holland dropped weight.
Yeah.
Holland dropped weight.
Holland
Oh,
dropped
that's
weight. Oh,
right.
he was an
Yeah.
85er before?
He was 85.
Holland needed that. You know when he switched
Look at this,
camps
man.
and all
These are
that
good dudes, man.
for him.
They're
Good
both great
guys.
people.
Cowboy,
yeah.
that cowboy seemed good, dude, man. He always did.
I like seeing stuff like this. This is exemplary. All right, Matt.
Oh, wait, before you tell the story, did you win that fight, Josh?
Yes, so they stopped him between the second and the third.
What
That's
happened?
awesome.
I think that he had taken too much damage. He couldn't really see
I.
anymore. And yeah, no, I dropped him twice in the fight, or three times,
Yeah.
two or three
Did
times.
it pay okay, or you just did it?
It paid.
for the-
It paid well, but also it felt like why I got into fighting in the first place. You know, I wanted
It sounds
to
like
live
something
the
you do.
Street Fighter 2 kind of aspect of life, where I travel the world and like, oh, here's a Thai boxer, here's this, here's that. All right,
Yeah.
let's go. And
You're
I mean, I
badass.
literally fought a guy I met on the internet in the Washington Athletic Club in downtown Seattle in a judo room with a locked closed door. We agreed on rules, and I fought him
Why?
because
Because you can.
Because he wanted the
Fucking
smoke,
right.
or was
because that's what it was. Like we used to on AOL, we were chats on MMA and No Holds Barred,
You're
and we
old,
would
bro.
talk it up. And people would be like, "Oh, I weigh about this much. This is my background. I've had this many. All right," and people would just make fights.
You're like, yes.
I needed
See
more
at the rec.
experience in between. Well, actually, Washington Athletic Club is like high-end
Oh, is
fucking
it nice?
baller type.
Oh,
It's
you
like
did it
LA
there.
Athletic Club stuff.
Oh wow,
So this guy's a Harvard attorney.
this guy's fantastic. Now,
He's an awesome dude.
Now, was the rule all right? If whoever taps out, it's no time limit.
Yeah, we didn't have a time limit.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
so dope, dude.
And
I want that guy as my attorney.
And I ended up submission wrestling him in a tournament later after that, and it was cool. The guy's great. I love
wow.
the guy.
That's so dope.
So, I needed more. I fought the first guy I fought. I already had fought pro in Hawaii from AMC, and I got called on 11 days' notice from my old wrestling coach. Like, hey, I know you've been training. Whatever, you be interested in fighting Chris Charnos? I go, oh yeah, he's already fought pro in Super Brawl. When? Sure, I'll fight him. I'll be
dope.
there.
Jesus
Right.
So I figured out like whatever I needed to get. I started training with an old martial arts coach when I was in town, and just went out there and fought him and won by front choke in 2 minutes or so. And then Matt goes, "That's awesome. We want you to come back."
What do you call a front choke?
Guillotine.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Matt Hume goes, "Hey, we want you to come back in the summer and fight again." Okay, so I'm training with Jim Harrison over in Missoula, Montana, and I go, okay, I need more experience because next guy, Bob Gilstrap, is, you know, he's got even more pro. He's got pro fights and all that. Trains under Maurice. I'm like, all right. So I just would find people on these mats in the rec center area, and they're doing martial arts, or it's like frat boys talking about getting into fights out in like Stockman's and whatever in Missoula, and like, oh, so you ever watch a UFC? Cool. What do you think about it?
Right.
Oh yeah, you're into it. All right. Well, hey, interested to fight?
No.
And people are like,
no, absolutely not.
okay. So I went and I would just go and fight whoever I could get a hold of.
That's so dope.
And what the crazy thing was, so there was like a little room box thing that was in this giant gymnasium that was like the girls' workout area, and they had these little windows where they could be on the stair climber and they could look out, see what's happening. There was a rock wall, there was these mats, and then there was this giant cargo net that separated like these 4 full court basketball courts from the mat area and the rock climbing wall too. This one time I remember I look over and everyone's hanging on the cargo nets cheering.
Shut up, dude.
As I'm fighting
Watching it.
people.
Hell yeah.
They stopped playing basketball and watched us fight.
Of course. But of
so
course.
And then
Everyone's
whoever's
gonna stop.
around the rec center, and there had to be cameras, they're just like, whatever.
Right, what are we gonna do?
Well, like
I just had a conversation with a boy. Me and Matt Hume have never talked, and then a business opportunity came up, and he got my number for somebody and texted me. He goes, hey, it's Matt Hume. Would love to talk, blah, 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 about some business thing. And we've never talked, and we probably talked for 30 minutes about being a dad and kids. And I was like, wait, hold on. Why'd you call? Like, literally just hit
Matt
it off.
loves
Right.
being a dad,
Me
which
too.
is dope.
And
Yeah.
we both
Oh,
just-
you know, and this is, I've
both
been
hit it off,
practicing
though.
a lot, but
Yeah.
I'm really, the intention is to make one. I really want to have a kid.
Yeah.
So that is
They're
full on.
pretty
A
cool.
little
I'm-
War Master.
I'm under the gun right now from Kayla. She's trying to put the squeeze on me.
Is she saying to untangle the? Cause did
Yeah.
you,
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
She's like, give me a bun.
Yeah, for
give me
real,
a bun.
man.
A little
Well,
sourdough.
I already have a vasectomy, so I'm like, oh, honey, it's gonna be some work.
Reverse.
You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
they're gonna get in there.
But
and
she's
this
an
guy's
athlete,
gonna be
dude.
biting the side of his tongue. She's for real. I think that's vast deference.
Yeah, I think that is.
Wait, but you were saying you hate the fight game now.
I want all your jizz
Oh,
to
we
like
totally
spill
got
out of your butthole.
Real-
the wires all messed up.
Yeah. I mean, you ever get a house, get your car stereo done, all of a sudden your blinkers don't work anymore? That's gonna be
what's
your
gonna
fucking
happen.
dick.
Lucky me, right?
You hate the fight because turn the entertainment aspect a little.
Yeah. I hate-
Before you, I know where you're going to go with it. I think a lot of the change in the fight game came from, for good or bad, came from Conor McGregor.
But it was before that.
It was
a little
before
bit
that.
too.
a little bit,
It
but,
was,
but I think now the game's really changed because Conor McGregor, because
You're right.
he made so much money,
Yes.
he became so famous. Every fight I went, well, I want that.
But,
I want the
you
fucking.
gotta also.
But he also did the work.
Well, you got to be
also
clever
did
as
the
him to
work.
say the things you're going to say. And then I think that part of Conor's gimmick, we'll call it, was that because you watch him after every fight, win or lose, like all of a sudden the rhetoric is like, wow, oh, fuck, man, that is really poignant stuff that you're saying there. It's like
Some harsh
super
shit.
respectful and lovely and just like the
Sometimes.
nicest stuff, usually.
Yes.
But
Not lately.
I think part of that shit talking is to put the pressure on himself to have to perform to live up to the things that he said. And I think it's more about putting it on him.
How
Some
he
of it has to
internalizes
be,
it.
mental warfare. But
Yes.
I really do think most of it is about
Putting the pressure on himself to
Yes.
get him out of bed to go through the training camps. I
like,
agree.
oh man, I said this guy, sucks dick sideways and whatever, and he's terrible, and which is to some degree, it's like, well, if these guys all suck, then what does that mean when you beat them?
right.
But
He just called out Makachev yesterday,
Did he really? Kind of.
which
and
and
he hasn't been anywhere near a ring in how long now?
no, dude, he hasn't won
I'm
a
gonna drink
fight in a
this
hot
Tiger Thick
second.
real quick.
Yeah,
yeah,
please
he hasn't-
do.
hasn't
You
done
know,
it.
it's
Tell me
not
what you
often
think of
I
it.
can say that I've popped the top on a Tiger Thick, poured it in a glass, and shoved it down my gullet. But
Yeah, man, let's do this.
So my thought is, right, which I'm going to go.
Your whiskey's amazing, though, John.
Yeah,
Thank
dude,
you
it's,
very
it's
much.
really
So
good, man.
good, yeah. I
and
love
by the
the
way,
label,
how do we
everything.
order it? Because I want to order that because I can't take any home. with me.
WarBringerBourbon.com.
Sells out, though.
It does sell out, and so if you want one,
Yep.
then you just hit me up.
Okay.
Josh knows the guy.
Brendan wants one.
Yeah,
he's got to go.
I
for
definitely
the website.
do. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go to the.
I'm
site.
only sitting here drinking his shit, promoting all my stuff.
Yeah. What were we gonna say though, Matt? You can't stand how the
Well,
business.
I don't like how the promotion stopped promoting, right? I don't like how they put the onus of putting butts in seats on us. Our job, right?
Well, they
if-
don't now though, right?
Well,
now it's ESPN.
Yeah, for sure. But I think that for a long period of time, like I remember when after I beat Kimbo, they brought us into the summit and they kept X amount of people for the third day, right? And the third day was, hey, look, we think you guys are going to be the next. When I almost got in a fight with Tito,
Yes.
like, hey, listen, I think you're going to be.
I cannot wait to hear what you almost got into a fight with Tito about. Yeah.
Well,
all right.
So,
All right.
so I start. We go to this thing, and they're like, "Listen, you guys are gonna be the next big personalities, whatever else." And then shortly there afterwards is when Ronda came about, and then obviously like he chased that all around the planet, and then Ronda realized how much juice she had because he was chasing her so hard, and that she could do kind of. She could finally say no, or I don't really want to do that, or this is what I want to do instead, right? So she had a lot more juice, and then I think that was the beginning of seeing the Emperor wasn't wearing any clothes, like where I think the UFC realized that they were like,
They're giving too much power.
yeah. But then Conor came, right? And they wanted to get a hold of the European market. And then Conor came along, had a hell of a personality. I knocked out Phil DeFries in 15 seconds, and they gave Conor the knockout for Marcus Brimage. And then once he got it and he all of a sudden he took off and his personality took off, they were like, this is our key. Because remember, they wanted Ross Pearson. They wanted Ross Pearson to be the dude, but he just never became the guy.
Because
Great fighter, though.
Yeah,
great,
fighter.
fun to watch.
Right.
Like,
amazing
awesome
to watch.
Yeah.
Great technical striker.
But he didn't have the personality.
But
He
then
just couldn't
also
carry it.
remember there was a huge gap in the European market because Bisping was out, right? Because he's getting older. So they needed someone to, and that's where McGregor came.
It definitely made a big difference for the European market with McGregor, but he also would make bold claims and then follow up on them.
For sure.
And
He did the work.
Well, he was Mystic Mac,
and he
right?
became sort of he took the Mayweather pathway, which is you talk, but the problem is, and Mayweather has never experienced this, although Mayweather's really bright. So don't
Very
think
smart
that
guy.
you need to understand that not only is Mayweather, if you ask anything about boxing to Mayweather or any of his family members, I've talked to Roger before. That guy knows. He's a walking, talking encyclopedia about boxing.
They have their PhD in it.
For sure.
But even to your
But
point,
when you lose,
yes,
you've built up all this anticipation to see you lose because of the shit you say,
Yes.
or to continue to deliver in these astronomical claims.
well, people stop believing.
And as soon as that loss happens, they're like, all right, cool, that's it. So
Yeah.
there's always a struggle with that sort of thing.
It's like a magician showing their magic trick. With McGregor, it's a little bit. People are like, "Come on, dude!" But he's so massive.
Now, was that what happened with Nate when Nate beat him? Like, and Nate was in Mexico on
that
vacation.
made a difference. I don't think it really took him out.
Nate
I
was
think
bigger.
it's the
'Cause
last
Nate was
one.
at
It was
170.
the last fight that really
the
fucking
last
hurt
fight
Conor.
fucked him?
That one hurt Conor.
Yep.
Habib.
No. Well,
No,
that
no.
didn't
Dustin
help.
Poirier.
But
Dustin
it was
Poirier.
Poirier.
Oh yeah.
Khabib like
but-
rubbed his face in it, you know.
Yeah.
But the even with the Khabib fight, if you look back, like at the time, you're like, Jesus Christ, Khabib beat the shit out of Conor. If you go back and watch that fight, which I've done, probably the best outing anyone's had against Khabib besides Michael Johnson. Like Conor didn't do terrible.
He rocked him, right?
Rocked him.
Yeah,
and
Connor's great when he's
he
on his
defended
game.
takedowns.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean
he's a savage.
I love Nate. I love the Diaz bros are awesome. Like
Yes.
those dudes, I am fully in their corner.
Me too.
For everything.
Yeah.
But Conor had him sorted that first round.
Yeah.
And he
Lighten
got
him up.
too cocky and
Yes.
arrogant. And of course, a Diaz is not going to sit there and go back to the corner and just push harder at the same thing. He's going to make it. Those kids are born and bred fighters, not just in terms of their will or their guts or their durability, but in terms of their fight IQ and their science, right? And they know where their strengths are. And so, sure, if they end up in a position where they're overwhelmed in a sector that they're not able to compete with, that's fine. They know that, and they know that they have weaknesses. But those dudes, you can't hardly find better fighters in the entire world.
Agreed.
Period.
Especially mentally.
Yes.
Nate
Nate made his adjustments and then won.
Yeah, back to your point about the UFC. To me, the fighters have the least power that they've ever had right now.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because of the UFC deal.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the ESPN deal. Because now the way ESPN works and the UFC model is not driven off stars anymore. It's driven off delivering 46.
But it's kind of. Can
46
you
fights.
argue that it's been that way for like the last 5 years, and that the stars became stars almost in despite of that?
Agree. Yeah, I agree with that. But now with the UFC, really now they're never going to let another Conor McGregor happen.
They will never.
Because they're like too much power. That kid, ran us dry.
So you
making all
want
the
like
money.
halfway between the two, so that
Yeah,
they can
they're just
drive
not
the
gonna play
paper.
the-
Because Ronda, her initial outings as the linchpin on a pay-per-view didn't succeed.
No.
Correct.
I mean, I say that only, and it's like, oh, you only got 400,000.
But compared to like a Connor,
exactly.
or,
No, she
or
was
John
not.
Jones.
But in enough time, then it started. And part of that was not the pay-per-views themselves, and fantastic, incredible. Like when Ronda hits Ronda shit.
Nothing,
it looks like that person didn't belong in the ring with her.
100%,
Like
it's
it's so amazing. You know, Ronda's skill set at its apex is jaw dropping,
and
it's
her
impressive.
her IQ and her mentality.
And shout out to Travis because I love that dude. He's a good dude. Took super great care of me and my fighter when she had to cut weight for a state title match in MMA, and it was Thanksgiving, and I brought her over. And Ronda was right there with water and all, like, oh, I know what it's like to cut weight.
Yeah.
Travis and me got to drink beers and hang out and eat a full meal.
That's
and
cool, man.
You know, beautiful people.
Yeah,
and congrats on having a kid.
Yeah, man.
Like we're talking
Oh,
about.
they had a
I
kid?
want
I
to
didn't
have
know
a
that.
kid.
Yeah.
You guys have kids. They got kids now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, step it up.
awesome.
Man.
So are you saying that you're just traveling the world trying to find women to put babies in? Is that
No,
what
I
we're
have
saying?
a beautiful, lovely woman
Okay.
that I,
Oh, shit,
that I
my fault.
intend to put a baby
You've been
in at
together
some
for a
point.
while.
Yeah, a little while. Yeah, and we
Attaboy.
just moved in together.
Oh, damn.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I
dude.
mean,
serious.
this is she was giving me shit earlier today, and I was like, this was my idea, right? Like this whole moving in, like, no, I'm not fucking around. Like I have. Okay,
in it,
this is
buddy.
stage 1. This is 2, 3. Like I'm not.
There's a plan here.
If we're doing this, we're doing it.
Hell yeah.
I'm not looking for a
Now, how
roommate.
old are you?
Old enough to know better and still young enough to do it. 44.
All right, well, so we're the same age. I'll be
You're 44?
I'll be 43 this year.
wow.
Yeah.
So we're the same age. Is there anything that in you it's like, because for me, I get a little bit worried about, damn, man, my body's falling apart right
course.
now.
Yeah.
So, like, I get worried about. That's
Dick
one of the
still
biggest things
works.
I'm dragging my feet on because, like, I get worried that I'm going to be so old that I won't be able to go play and
Like
hang out with my
chase
kid.
the kid.
Yeah,
and shit.
Yeah. I mean, well, shit.
But
you're young,
here's
though.
the
You're
thing.
free
You,
from
you,
it.
need to realize that as you get older, you get more dirty tricks.
Yeah, you're
You learn how
wiser.
to cheat at
You become
everything.
wiser, yeah.
you
Yeah,
have
for
to, you learn how to
You know the
cheat
shortcuts.
at everything.
Yeah.
My dad used to whoop my ass as a kid. Like
Yeah.
it was just so easy for him, right? You know, and even my brother-in-law, he would
that
handle
Edson?
me too. But
That is Edson, right?
Yeah. That's in Barboza.
wow, he's still hanging in there. I
Dude,
love
he's been
it.
in a long
Spin,
time.
hook, kick, knockout is legendary.
Yeah.
For sure.
Terry Adam.
But yeah.
God, that poor
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. One of the greatest knockouts of all time.
Home dude
He
from
needs
ATT.
to, he needs to win
Uh,
this though. Terry Adams been, I'm sorry, Barboza needs to win this one. He's been on a tough.
Who's the guy from ATT with him? I know
The little
that
fella?
dude, but yes.
He's a good dude. I can't remember his name.
I'm forgetting too. Aaron Riley, I think you should train with him.
Dude, it's
Aaron Riley, by the way, Evansville.
Is he really?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
How do you not know that? Me and Mr. Indie guy. Didn't you train with Godsey and all them?
Oh, well, so Gotzi,
Chris Lytle, Godsey,
left
Cobra?
right before. I've only trained with Gotzi twice.
Did you train with Cobra Compton?
No,
Cobra
Cobra?
Compton?
Yes.
Great name.
no, never. So I trained with Gotzi twice. He came down from. He lives in Hawaii.
He's hilarious.
oh,
by the
dude,
way.
he's a trip, dude.
yes.
He's a real.
Well,
good
I
time.
mean, Stiebling.
No, never.
Oh, Alex Stiebling.
so like Chris is like the
love
last of
you,
the
Al.
Mohicans, man.
Love you, Alex. You're a good dude.
Like Chris is the last Mohicans. Like Chris is like the only one,
Nah,
and
Chris
then
is
like
so
so
solid.
Gotzi comes around and like, dude. So I've grappled with Chris my entire life, right? Chris Lytle
Lytle, yeah.
is my mentor,
Yes.
right? Every day he comes in, he works his ass off, he grapples, he has a great time. I've never seen that dude be in a situation that he couldn't figure a way out of. Like I'm talking like
He has
a
so
trickle
much
of blood,
experience.
dude. It's
So
incredible.
Fire accident, big hose will get you out of there.
Yeah.
for sure. that's his mentality for sure. So how did you find
what's he do now though?
Chris? He's a firefighter.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
This is pretty good, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
I like it.
Smooth.
I can tell it's young.
Yeah,
But,
it's the first like Japanese whiskey blend.
Sure.
in American bourbon.
And it's really easy to drink.
yes,
It's not overly complex because that can sometimes actually drive people away if they're really neophytes to whiskey. But it's got like a nice kind of malty finish to it, which I enjoy. And I read the mash bill on the back.
yeah,
Where's the Japanese coming from, though? Can you even say or no?
no,
Okay.
yeah, but it's aged 10 years in a barrel from Japan.
There's not how long?
10 years.
Well, then I know exactly where it's got to be coming from. There's only a few. There's only a few
You would
places
know
that it
if you're in
come
the
from.
business, yeah.
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 And getting a 10-year stock from any of those it's not just about whatever it costs. It's about whether or not you have the relationship that they would
Connections.
actually let you have it, because Japan is hurting like mad for aged stocks of whiskey.
Really?
Josh,
No,
dude, it's been 3 years just trying to get that done. 3 years before even, and literally this is
Why didn't you go with multiple Ks instead of Cs? I mean, more than 3, clearly. I mean,
I think we answered
the
that question
marketing,
right there.
the marketing for it would stand out to have a little hood on it and everything, but it's just probably not a good look.
I'm gonna counter the whole Big Brown theory. Hey, by the way, is that dude who wanted
Well,
camouflage shorts?
you're part Latino, right?
Yes.
Or something?
No,
That
everyone
is-
thinks I am.
That's
Why
it.
don't we
Yeah.
say it?
Yeah, I know.
No, his grandfather's from Zacatecas.
Aztec warrior.
Yeah. Oh, you want to hear about Aztec warrior shit? So there's this guy, Tony Lopez, and he's still fighting.
Dude, dude,
I know Tony
he's tough
Lopez.
as fuck.
He
Savage.
is tough as fuck.
So
we
tough.
used to train together.
You guys did?
Sweet guy.
Is he really?
Amazing man.
He's been fighting
Iron worker.
forever.
Is he an iron worker?
King of the Cage alumni.
Crazy
Dude, I remember
strong
looked-
for his size.
He looked
Really?
like the dude from Till Dusk Till Dawn. Like I remember
He
looking at him,
looked
and he looks like a demon. man.
or I imagine
Apocalypto.
there's got to be someone from Apocalypto.
100%.
So I would always fuck with Tony and go, you know what, Tony? He's like, what? I go, you're the reasons why the Aztecs are dead. Like you took them out. Like, you just were like, I'm sick of this. I'm gonna cement my legacy so that everybody's airbrushing me on their
he's a
fucking
tough
lowrider.
fucking dude,
Yeah,
man.
no, Tony Lopez
Seeing,
is a sick
seeing
dude.
his face after him and Joey Beltran fought each other was like,
Nuts.
what?
Oh,
in the fuck is that?
you know what? He couldn't give 2 shits, man. He's
Yeah.
such a beautiful dude.
Dude, that's so
Such a
cool. I
hard
didn't know that,
iron
man.
iron worker, blue collar, sweet
cool.
guy with a karate background.
Oh,
really?
wow.
Oh, he's got a great sidekick. I love Tony Lopez.
So he was also the King of the Cage champ for a long time too, wasn't he?
Which is like
like a two.
he was
He's got like
Mr.
8,000
he's
King of
Mr.
the
King of
Cage
the Cage.
titles. Yeah, it was like all over the place. Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm the Columbus King of the Cage champ. Now I'm the Worcester, Mass King of the Cage champ. You know how it goes with
Such
Terry.
a hit. You
I-
fought Beltran, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and
Beltran's a great guy,
nobody,
too.
by the way,
Dude,
here
great
even probably knows who Terry Treblecock is. Who I'm talking about, the promoter of King of the Cage. But we got Barboza here. He's
Bryce Mitchell, a pure grappler. Now Bryce Mitchell was
the
in the
interesting
headlines.
thing is he's been. We're watching this right, and Mitchell is getting Barboza's back to the wall.
Yeah, because Barboza going backwards usually struggles. You can't let him.
Oh my God!
shit.
Yeah,
Striking.
couldn't
And now he's
make
gonna
that
get
any
down.
more perfect.
Now he's getting
he's
down.
under the butt. That should
So
be a,
Mitchell's
that should
a-
be a double. If he, I see. Barboza's got that
Mitchell's a
underhook.
pure
Yeah.
He's a
grappler,
grappler?
technically. Yeah, he's been in the headlines
That was
lately.
a good left hand though.
He's been in the headlines lately because he has some, opinions on
A lot of
certain
things.
stuff.
A lot of stuff, yeah.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
COVID or different stuff.
give me an example, Chin.
Of the Ukraine stuff for sure.
What
is he really?
do you say about Ukraine? He said it
Oh,
was all
a ton
planned.
of stuff.
Like it was planned or some shit.
Yeah. So it's more. It's like
He's
conspiracy.
more of a conspiracy guy, right? And then
but he's right about a lot of stuff too. I think I agree. But then some stuff is
Yeah,
a little
A broken
Ukraine is
clock's
fucking-
right
Yeah, Ukraine's
a
a
day.
tragedy.
Yeah.
Period. Like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
Russians
it's
and
horrible.
Ukrainians
It's
being
horrible.
put in the middle of bullshit geopolitics that have been that didn't happen yesterday. That have been happening for at least the last 10 years, if not longer. And it's trash. And I've got many beautiful Russian people that I know that I love a lot. I'm sure I've met many Ukrainians that are also awesome. I don't like to see these innocents and these lives and these, Ukraine has its own argument for its own sovereignty
100%.
and everything. It
Join the
sucks.
GOP,
It fucking
yeah.
sucks.
Yeah,
And,
it's crazy. It's happening in 2022. It's crazy. And like I clicked
Well,
on
this
this
is
video.
kind
I
of
don't
the
know why I
longest
did
time.
it.
Well, and it's not like things haven't happened in Europe. I guess there have been skirmishes in Ukraine. There was obviously the whole Crimean thing, but before that, you had the Balkan Wars.
Yeah, they've had it like as recently as 2014. It's not like
yeah,
this. I guess to
no.
Americans it's new, but if you know the history of it, like this has been an ongoing type of animosity for quite some time.
It's true, and it sucks.
It's just terrible.
It's just
yeah, I clicked on this video today. I don't know why, but it was Russian soldiers shooting down innocent Ukrainian civilians.
Well, the one
And
thing
I
to keep
watch,
in
I'm
mind
like,
is
how does
whatever
this happen?
propaganda we're getting right now.
Oh, dude.
don't buy into it because there is something
That's the
called the
worst.
fog
There's-
of war. Like we really can't truly know what's going
There's
on.
no way. That's the worst thing. There's no way to know what's
No.
really happening in the world because everything
Well,
is such a propaganda machine.
Well,
Like,
there's a lot of
no
fake
way to
news.
find
There's a lot of fake news.
Something without a
Well,
slant
of course
is
it is,
impossible.
but under war, it's a necessity to use fake news. If you want to give a colloquial term.
There's also nobody better at fake news than Russia. I mean, it's what
Actually,
they
I would
do.
say it's
Well, yeah,
us.
yeah, it might be us,
We're
man.
way better.
We're pretty damn
We
good.
are the supreme
think?
kings of whatever you want to call fake news. But But at the end of the day, whether it be us or anyone, it could be fucking Timbuktu.
Sure.
As soon as you're in the middle of conflict, you want to control and put out the kind
narrative.
of narrative that you think is going to best serve you, and that's just it's a given.
I think in Russia
Good
they
job.
banned.
It took him a long
social
ass time to
media.
get
they banned BBC even.
Yes, because
Yeah.
they don't want the narrative getting out. Because for the long, it's been going on like 10 days now. The first 5, it was all about Russia's not doing well.
Well, there's like
they're
the
gonna lose
ghost of
this
Kiev
war.
and all this stuff, and it's like, well, that's not real. This isn't real. That's not real. And
Yeah.
as far as I can understand, Russia's pushing quickly into Ukraine, but what they're doing is they push in, they get resistance, and they back off and they surround the cities.
Yes.
Because it looks to me that they're trying to capture Ukraine to some degree, maybe institute a puppet government.
And not demolish it.
I don't think they want to demolish it.
No.
All right, so did you see that thing about biochemical laboratories that America funds? Did you
Yes.
see this thing?
In
I
Russia?
haven't, but,
Yeah,
but
in
they
Ukraine.
definitely
In Russia
do.
and Ukraine?
But they do them all over the world.
And,
Wuhan
those
was
and
funded
those got
by
blown
us.
up first.
Uh huh. Did you
That's-
see
I've
that
seen
thing?
that, yeah.
So that's what I don't know.
I don't
that's
know.
The worst part.
I have no
can't
idea what
tell
to
what's
believe.
legit and what's not. But like, there's
Has
a
a good nose, by the way, too.
Thank you, sir.
there's a good
The Josh
position on
Barnett
that.
approval. I'll fucking take it, man. Yeah, we just got distribution 30 cities. I'm on tour next Thursday, Friday, Saturday in Nashville.
By the way,
Are you
we'll
really?
get into
Yeah.
this. So because, well, not so much you,
Tyrell.
but people will bring you up to me, but in a confrontational sense. And
Really?
I'm like,
with you and me?
because that's how fucking people are.
Yeah.
And so I'm always like,
I got nothing but
No.
love for you, man. Yeah.
and I say the same thing, and they're like, really? I go, why would I? He's never said a single
Boo.
bad word
Yeah.
to me.
No,
He's
I-
always been super fucking kind. In fact, I had to yell at a girl I knew because she fucking kicked you for no reason one time where we were at this
I
remember
that.
at the fucking what's his face's Ford why am I blanking on this Willard Ford's like opening ceremony thing for his place that he was doing.
That's right.
And
dude.
I'm leaving, and I've got this person in my arms who's being goofy, and you come by and like, hey, well, I'll see you later, and she's like fucking kicks you out of
That's
nowhere,
right.
and you're just like, ha ha ha.
Yeah, I was like,
bye.
okay, see you,
And I'm
Josh.
like,
I was
why
like,
the fuck are you kicking
that's
people?
right.
Like Brandon Schaub didn't ask you to just like fucking
Yeah, it
boot
was,
him
it was
out
the
of
opening
nowhere.
of a
Yes.
store or something in Hollywood.
Right, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
you
right.
can't just
Dude, that was like
fucking kick
10
random
years ago.
people.
Yeah, that's right.
Come on. And but people are like, oh, what this, that, and the other. And like, why do I have to have a problem with this guy?
I want
like,
no
are you
smoke.
fucking kidding
Yeah,
me? Like,
zero.
he's always been
Yeah.
cool as
Smoke
shit.
is overrated,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Smoke is overrated.
No,
Wait,
I
but
don't-
my whole whiskey is smoke.
No. Just, you know.
Oh,
You know.
oh, the dagger.
What was the Bryce tweets though, Chin? Did you get those?
So I
It's
looked
pretty
for
far
it.
out there,
Should
right?
we-
I also like it's like
To
if
stop
that's his
listening.
political views, who gives
Arkansas
a fuck?
native, paired up at okay, yeah. I
There you
mean,
go.
we don't have much for journalism anymore, but all right.
No, like,
With an undefeated
journalism's kinda out
record,
the window.
okay, yeah. Fighting is all right. That doesn't say anything.
Hold on.
It says nothing.
He had a slick takedown.
I
on,
want to talk
Barboza,
about
though.
things that are I
What'd
think
you
are
say?
political.
He
I
had a
want to
slick
do it in a
takedown on
respectful
Barboza.
manner, not to make other people think that they're stupid. I want to share my beliefs and hear other people's beliefs. This is all good so far, and maybe their beliefs can sway mine a little bit. Maybe not. Also good. Maybe I can out-debate them. This is all good because this fight shit is so minuscule in life. You think, yes, it's great for me in a small circle of people that I can help. But this shit is so minuscule. This is also true.
Yeah.
You can have people out there being oppressed by governments. We fall into that category, believe it or
Wait,
not.
who-
If you want me to get real political, the Federal Reserve is a corrupt institution.
That's not
There,
wrong
I
either.
went out there and said it. These people control our dollar, brother, and we didn't vote for them. Think about it. You got 13 board members. Well, I mean, he's telling the truth.
Yeah, he's
as
not wrong there.
How corrupt it
Do
is.
we
You
vote
can
for that?
argue
it's
about that.
correct.
No,
Yeah,
we don't.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with
We don't.
him.
We don't vote for that. For me to actually be able to talk about something greater than fighting is more purposeful than anything I could talk about related to fighting.
Good for
Now,
him.
by the way, most folks that are political activists would say this is the proper slant.
Correct.
Except if they don't like what he's saying, then it's
Right.
Then
not
he's the
acceptable.
enemy.
Then he's,
Yeah.
he's a hardcore
Right.
conservative.
Well, what does he say about Ukraine? I don't see.
No, I might have been conflating because just all the
A
data
lot
that's
of it
coming
was
to my
like
head. Yeah.
COVID and other.
So yeah,
shit,
so
right?
Mike, our guy Mike,
Well,
is
he's
saying,
definitely
like, the anti-vax
grounding-
stuff.
He's
anti-vax
grounding
stuff.
He's
Barboza
beating the
and
brakes
telling
off
him
of
about
Barboza.
Ukraine right now.
Or he's
doing
grounding
it.
him and he's talking
He's
about
like, you know,
vaccines.
Barboza, the some of the goes to Ukraine, the goes to Kiev stuff was actually a video game.
Yeah.
And then no, the Snake Island guys aren't dead.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Or
I
he's,
didn't see
or he's like, I think you'd be doing a lot better if you didn't get boosted.
Yeah,
I didn't
If you didn't have the booster.
No,
I would be
can
whooping your ass right now
could-
if you didn't
I
get the
can
booster
hear
shot.
by the pattern of your breathing that you've had a third booster. And, it's affecting your.
It's gonna
you might
wear you
have
down quickly.
myocarditis. You should check into that. Wait, no, Eddie
That'd be
Bravo,
hilarious
look
if it's-
into it. Look
right,
into
look
it.
into it.
Yeah, I didn't see him open up Barboza. It must have been an elbow, huh?
Yeah, now
Yeah.
Barboza's, trying to work a butterfly, which is good, but just having,
Oh, good
nice
sweep.
whizzer,
Good
get
job.
up,
Good
now
sweep.
start hustling off the cage.
Yeah,
now he's
for
not.
sure.
See, the thing is,
Now you got to work.
it's one thing to use the cage,
Agree.
but the main thing about it is you got to hustle your feet. Now he's in danger of getting his back taken.
He stopped to take a breath.
Yeah,
And
you
then-
got to hustle your feet on the wall.
Yeah, that's where you
It's
gotta
one thing
move.
to stop the takedown initial, but if you're not moving your feet, you're not separating their head from their hands. Closer their head are to their hands, the stronger their grip is.
Now, you
Like
know-
try to lift anything like this.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean,
Bryce
except
Mitchell's.
for you, Mitrione. You lift
he
a
could
lot of
probably
things
do
this
it.
way. You're
Yeah.
like, smells like dirty diapers.
I do.
You could probably
I
do that.
Like,
Now, Bryce Mitchell's one of the only UFC fighters who's not a champion to get his own signature shorts.
oh, because
Those
dope.
camouflage shorts. Yeah.
Good
All
for
right.
him. He has a good personality too.
You know what's funny is,
Oh,
so
he's
I
got-
have
he's got
Victor
his wrist
Henry
trap, too.
in the UFC now, and it's been a
Yeah,
long time
dude.
coming.
Hell yeah.
And he had like significant strikes for a debuter and
What weight
greatest
Victor Henry,
135.
one of his dudes. yeah.
Okay.
And he's got a world title in Japan with Deep. He's got a world title from LXF out
he's a
here.
stud.
He is a stud. He was 20-5 when I got him in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
and he
a lot
lit
of
up a
experience.
beautiful dude.
He's a really good kid too. man.
What's his name again?
Victor Henry.
Victor Henry?
Haoni Barcelos, who is Pedro Hizo's protege.
Is he really?
So it was me and Pedro with
he
our
kick
with
like
our little
him?
students. He
That's
can.
awesome, dude. Yeah.
And I met Haoni in Brazil training with Pedro and Master Alberto Leitao Sr., rest in peace. And I'm like, I fucking met you way back when, didn't I? He's like, yeah, no, I did. And I go, I remember them telling me about you, and they're for real. Like, regardless of the loss, Haoni is a stud.
Yeah.
Haoni is a fucking killer
And
fighter.
that was
I
his first
cannot-
fight in the UFC?
That was Victor's first fight in the UFC.
They threw him
Yeah.
to the
And
fucking
he comes out on top, right? Unanimous decision. But
and Victor didn't go to the ground.
nope. No, it didn't even.
Yeah.
The whole point of this fight was to actually keep it on the feet and pick away at him, pick away at him, pick away at him, try and take away his conditioning,
Yeah.
stab his body as
And
many
then get him
times.
down.
And then the jab started working so well. We just we cut
Stuck
him
with
up,
it.
busted him up, and Haoni to his benefit is just tough as nails, and you can't sleep on that guy in any way. You make a
Yeah.
mistake, that dude's.
So you're
changes
still
around.
pretty active working with guys, coaching guys. Oh, wow.
I'm sparring in the gym.
Oh,
and
shit,
training.
you still
yeah.
spar?
Yeah. I love it.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I see no signs of CT. Your vocabulary, your recall and history. I think you're good, man.
So far.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'll figure out some other way to fuck it up, I
Yeah.
guess.
You know what I was thinking
that's
about? I was
a
thinking about today. I don't know why. This is so random. I was thinking, what's Fedor think about, with the Russia shit? Like,
I was going
thinking
to ask
about,
you
I was thinking about
how
Fedor
salty
right now.
you never got a Fedor fight. Like that was in
Well,
the
they were
media.
spo- they were
I'm
supposed-
pretty salty
they were
about it,
supposed
but
to, yeah.
we're supposed to
supposed
fight
to
an
an
affliction,
affliction.
but that turned into a shit show.
Yeah. And then that was going to be a Bellator thing too.
Possibly, but
Like, weren't you going to be his
I
go away
put
fight, weren't you?
myself out there, and they're like, no,
No.
yeah,
Well, we know why, yeah.
I could
We
speculate.
kinda know,
but,
right? No, Josh, we
maybe,
know why.
maybe I'm not gonna put anything on anyone. And to be honest, he didn't have to fight me. He didn't owe it to me.
No, if I'm Fedor and I'm his team, as much as I love Fedor and have him in high regards, my last fight in Russia, where the hell it was, isn't going to be against Josh Barnett.
And I was like, yeah, I'll fight him in Russia. I don't care.
It made. I thought.
yeah,
I
you
thought it was a
would.
shoe. I thought it was a shoe and deal. I'm like, oh,
Now,
two
they were
legends.
With, Tim Johnson.
Tim Johnson.
Yeah. Who's
What is
not?
that? What is that?
He knocked out a killer wrestler,
Who's that? What's his name? Tyrell.
Cormier's boy.
Tyrell Fortune.
Yeah, that's
who's
Chael
trained
Sonnen's
by,
boy.
well, he's
Chael
also,
Sonnen's boy.
You know whose boy he really is?
Huh.
Todd and Trevor Lally.
Oh, really?
People you have no idea,
Yeah, I
but
was
they're
gonna
old
say.
school Matt Hume students that I used to train with.
Oh, interesting.
Little redheaded Irish fucks, and I love them. But
Really?
but yeah, and
But it-
Terrell is fantastic.
Yeah, he's a
I
stud.
train
What a
Tony
shot.
Nelson, who's
Jeez,
not
what a
looking to get into
shot.
fighting, but he's he was fourth on the Olympic ladder. He's one of the last
Oh,
guys
wow.
to beat Gable Stevenson.
Oh, super stud.
Stevenson, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I just thought with that Fedor fight, his last fight, and I saw the names. I think people were kind of upset with the Timothy Johnson.
They were, but
it's,
you know what?
And it's
If
no
this is
shade towards
right, and,
Timothy
you know,
Johnson.
yeah,
but I was thinking JDS was out there. You would be the number one pick. JDS, you, Alistair Overeem, all three of you.
Yeah,
are
I'm
like,
old
let's
and
do
beat
it.
up. Yeah, Fedor and it's even.
It would have been you and Fedor would have been.
It was a long time coming,
would've
though.
been
My
great,
problem is
but
it's a long time fucking
It
coming.
is.
man.
It is. But it is what it is, and it's fine. And I'm actually glad to see him get that win.
I even thought Matt, the other name in there was you, Overeem, JDS, and then Mitrione, because he talked about he wants that fight back. He always says that. Every chance he gets to, he says, I'd love to have that fight back.
Took him out with jab.
Yeah, a baby hook. Little check hook.
Little
Yeah,
wah,
yeah,
little wah.
little something. It was just a distance finder, little range finder. I had no expectations to drop him.
He's just taking too many shots. Your chin is your chin until it isn't, and that's no one can get around that.
You only get so many
Pedro
hits.
was the Rock because he could just eat shots like nobody's business. And then the day came that he couldn't take him anymore. That's just what it was.
Even
Yeah.
Mark Hunt, who's had a granite chin, then finally Roy Nelson. You know,
Yep.
Well,
finally,
when
Did Roy knock him out? No, he knocked out Roy.
Yeah, he knocked him out. Walked off.
Yeah, he went
oh,
walk
you're
off
right.
on Roy.
Dos Santos.
no,
knocked
hey
out.
Chin, bring up Mark Hunt. No, who walked off?
Dos Santos knocked him out with a spinning heel kick, right?
There was that.
Yeah,
but
wild,
no,
right?
No,
and also him and
got knocked out
Bigfoot
bad.
like just killed each other, and you're like, well, both of you were supposed to. Bigfoot's not supposed to
That's
have a
fight
chin
of the
anymore.
year.
Yeah.
By the way, I couldn't believe how many shots fucking Big Country took.
Jeez.
I'm like, how are you not going down by now? I've socked you up all night long.
Oh, no,
I know I got you on Wobbly
nuts.
Street, but I couldn't get you to fall.
You talking about when you fought Roy?
Nelson? Yeah,
He's
Dude,
such a badass.
fighting-
I'm thinking of Overeem knocked him out with that knee.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Granted, it was a fucking knee.
yeah.
when-
and Derek Lewis. No, he won. Beat Derek Lewis. Knocked out Derek
Then
Lewis.
he lost
Curtis Blades.
Blades.
Okay, that makes
Curtis
sense.
kept taking him down in
Olenek,
Australia.
that makes sense. Justin Willis. Justin's tough. He's a gamer. He's a grinder.
Yeah, I was referring to that Alistair Overeem knee, which was, that was the first horrible knockout for him.
That was tough, man.
Stipe knocked him out.
Stipe was more of a barrage.
By the
Remember
way,
that?
Stipe, I think Stipe has declined so rapidly
From the
because
wars?
he's just When he fought Cormier, it's like, where's the jab? Where's this? Where you're standing in front
It's
of him.
the
The first time he
JDS
loses,
fights that did him
the
in.
first time he loses to Cormier, like, why did you let the wrestler sock you up and knock you out?
Yeah,
Right.
in the clinch.
And then the second time, he figures it out and starts body shotting him, and Cormier won't stop the liver shot,
Yeah.
and he takes him out. But
Yeah.
I go, but you took all kinds of unnecessary punishment.
Yep.
You can't keep doing that. Then of course he fights Ngannou again, and it's like, come on,
it's
man.
tough. Now they're thinking it's gonna be Stipe versus
Mitchell
John Jones.
is just
He's
on him
just
like
Stipe
a
versus John
blanket.
Jones?
By
He's
the
doing
way,
I think
good.
John Jones takes that.
They're thinking Stipe John Jones next.
when does he get the ankle bracelet off?
I think he's gonna fight with the ankle bracelet.
Did you see that
I think
video
he's
they
gonna
just
throw head
released,
kicks
man?
with the ankle bracelet.
Did you see that? That video.
You see some Triple A's falling out across the ring.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
that video of him
Oh, wow,
getting
Barboza.
arrested.
Headbutting
was-
the car?
God, you see
Who
that?
headbutted the car?
John Jones. When
For
he got
what?
arrested for beating up his
You
girl.
gotta-
Oh,
You know she left him
Was she
finally.
got in the
Did
Toyota?
she really?
She finally
She
left
jumped
him.
in a
Thank
Toyota
God, dude.
Corolla and he wanted to take her out.
Probably something like that.
Dude,
Yeah.
he
He got arrested in
it's
Vegas,
weird.
right?
I,
Yeah.
Granted, those domestic violence charges, and you hear the kid asking security.
I mean, look,
it's horrible. But
we all know that women can push our buttons to the utmost degree, but you don't fucking sock them.
Well, hold on. Well, first
Never.
of all,
No,
as far as I know, like
No matter
he
what
asked for
it is.
10
No,
G's.
no.
to go to the
You
strip
just
club and-
you're just like, you know what? I'm gonna leave the house.
Yes.
You're also gonna follow me and keep fucking with me the whole time
Yes.
I'm leaving the home.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna
Never.
fucking touch you.
especially if you're the toughest man on the planet.
Yeah, dude.
you know.
Right.
You just can't do that, man.
Only Sean Connery can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here come a little schmuck.
That's right. Yeah,
yeah.
he was in
Just
that
so you know.
interview. That's right.
A little bit. Yeah, just to straighten them out.
That's right.
And then
They were
and
trying
then-
to
listen,
cancel.
money
So he got,
Yeah,
so
they're
he,
trying to
he, he, was
cancel.
he was getting arrested, and like there were a bunch of cops around him, and he's like, I didn't do anything, and then they were like, listen, you gotta go sit in the back of the car. He starts hopping up and down, and headbutts the fucking
saying he
hood of the
hates
car.
him. And he was
Yeah.
like, I challenge the
Fucking
5
hate
of you.
Yeah.
He's like, the 5 of you, come get this.
Yeah.
Start calling
The cops
Yeah.
are like, we know
pussies.
better.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen.
Hi, I'm Joe Smith.
Right.
I'm here to get a pension.
Yeah.
And not have some fucking jacked up, pissed off, best in the world fighter
Yeah.
kick the shit out of me.
I'm also Joe Smith with a taser.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not gonna grapple
Yeah,
you.
that's
Yeah.
not gonna go. I got a baton right here too, buddy.
A part of me is.
I feel like Matt Mitrione uses a taser as a sex toy. That's what I feel.
That
There's a
would
really
make
good
complete
chance
sense.
that's been in my
That
bedroom
makes
before.
sense.
There's a good chance
Yeah.
that's in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw that out
But
there.
there's a
Oh,
part
you know
of me,
there is a toy, by the way, that has multiple tips. That's all about like static electricity and
I'm
shocking.
out. I'm out. My dick does not agree with that.
I mean, I'm not into it.
Yeah.
unless I'm using it.
For sure. Man,
If I'm not getting fucking like rubbed on the carpet and shocked by this fucking thing standing in my dick, then
I
I'm
will
okay with
cattle
it.
prod the shit out of Kayla.
Wait,
Yeah,
who's
not my
RC?
thing.
Who's RC with
That's
GC?
Ryan
Clark.
That's Ryan Clark. We're rookies together.
Who's
for
Ryan
the
Clark?
Giants.
He's a fight fan, but he was a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Are they
Great.
just dudes with goatees? They should just line them up?
We were both undrafted free agents with the Giants.
Yeah, he's a
And
stud.
from LSU.
Why didn't you get drafted?
Why did I not?
Yeah, because you're all Big Ten, yeah?
Yeah.
How
2
did you
years.
not
Were
get
you
drafted?
D tackle at
I was
that
D
time?
tackle,
How
yeah.
did you
Yeah.
not get drafted?
And I ran a 4.81 at 295.
Nuts.
Dude, your chubby face at 295.
Oh, I could run.
would love to see that.
Shit, my rookie year, I was so fat. Pull it up, Chan. Pull up.
I've
Pull up
seen
my
this
New York
pic.
Giants.
He
What a
is-
beautiful
Oh, it's-
baby boy!
Yeah,
Oh, it's
he
bad,
is.
brother.
He
It's
is
bad.
thick, yeah.
Like I didn't get drafted probably because I was
Big
a
Bryce
one
real-
by Bryce
Mitchell,
Mitchell, yeah.
I was a problem.
He was a big favorite.
Wait, so NFL or
NFL.
Giants. And,
Matt
New York
Mitrione,
Giants.
NFL Giants rookie pick.
Yeah. Oh, you'll see it.
His face is.
It's
Good to see
that
Joe
one?
up
No,
here, man.
you look fit
Love
there.
it. Love
section
it.
275.
Love you, Joe.
Keep going, I'll tell you.
Yeah, Joe's back, yeah? Rogan's back.
You can't do that.
Oh,
Hey,
sorry.
by the way, I was 71 in high school.
Were you really?
Yes, I was.
Hell
And
yeah.
you know who else was? Santana Dotson.
Really?
Talking about Tampa earlier,
He's
weren't we?
stud too, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going. It'll go. It'll come up here.
There's
It'll
Greg
go.
Hardy.
Used to be everywhere.
Oh, that's okay. Oh,
It's my
not-
Travis Brown eye.
It's all
Keep
MMA
going.
stuff.
My Travis Brown eye. That's fucking awesome. I'm so proud
Brown
of that. I don't see where it is now.
Yeah, it's all MMA.
Yeah, it is all. Oh, my NFL life is all done now, huh? Yeah, it's all done. It's not there
Brendan.
anymore. Oops. There
Interesting.
was us. You see us down there facing
Yeah,
off,
I
Brendan?
saw it.
Yeah,
so
that
much
picture with
nightmare.
you with the Vikings, it's like that's too nice.
Yeah.
That's like no, this goes on my MySpace profile.
Yeah, you did look like a
Goes on your
timepiece with
Friendster.
long hair. Your
That
hair
was,
was long.
Practice.
Oh, look at him, all smiley and I'm friendly as I run these bleachers.
Right? Trying to do a little something, you know? Isn't it funny, like, when
It's
you
so
look at
weird that's
pictures
not
from how
popping
long
up.
ago that was, man?
Oh, I
like,
know.
I mean, hell, how long you been in the fight game, man?
70 years.
Yeah, it seems like it. My first fight was at 19 years old.
So you're 25 years?
Yeah,
Good God, brother. You see that math?
good math
That's
on
fucking
you.
on it,
No,
buddy.
the
Yeah.
university
You
did
know
good.
what I'm saying?
Who says
Producer.
Common Core doesn't help?
I wonder what kind of wild shit he's saying right now.
Right now,
He's probably going
all I
off.
want to know is that the Greys and the Lizard Men
Yeah.
have combined, and they have
Earth is-
decided that they're going to take Ukraine because they're going to use those nuclear reactors to launch their spaceships.
The earth is flat. I'm out. And throws the mic on the ground.
And Eddie somewhere smiles.
Yeah, Eddie's like,
approvingly.
excellent. Pays him $5,000 for a bonus. But anyways, listen, if you're looking for the best stuff in below-the-waist hygiene, you got to hit up my friends at Manscaped. That's right. They're turning men's shower dreams into their favorite routine with the all-new Ultra Premium collection. This is an all-in-one hygiene skin and hair bundle. It's designed to upgrade the every man's shower routine from head to frickin' toe. Your skin, your hair, your balls deserve this. Save by
Michael
big.
Irvin would buy it.
He'd definitely buy it. That guy would buy it too. Save big by going to manscaped.com for 20% off
Hey, Chuck.
and free shipping with the code CFC. Step 1, lather
used
on
it
the
on his mohawk.
cologne-infused Ultra Premium Body Wash. Step 2, it's a hair care time. Apply the 2-in-1 shampoo. Step 4, you have tattoos or dry skin. Cool. Let's hit your skin with some hydrating body moisturizer spray. Oh,
I like how the camera's trying
I'm
to
not
find
mad
tits.
at her.
There we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's oh god, he used to date Carol G. Anyways, the Elite Trimmer is designed to trim hair on loose skin. This is a all new bundle. Change your life and want all the viewers and listeners of Calabasas Fight Club to live their best lives, man. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code CFC at manscaped.com. That's 20%
20%
off.
and free shipping?
Dude, and free shipping,
beat that.
War
All right.
Master. That's the code CFC at manscaped.com. It's time to get wet and clean with a new Manscaped shower routine.
So with these clippers, right? If I use
Talking
these
about the
clippers on
lawnmower
my coin
4.0.
purse,
You know what?
right?
It's
Yeah.
basically like those little deals for taking pills off of sweaters. It's kind
Yeah.
of like that.
Yeah.
It's got
Well,
the guard on it. And
So I'm
everything.
saying, so if I
don't
use
nick
this
your
clipper
nuts.
on my coin purse, like I'm not gonna get like the little cuts on my nuts.
No,
and
no,
nothing like
he's
that,
all
'cause that's
down.
the worst.
Dude, I'll put it on my face.
Yeah?
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah?
I'll do both.
Yeah,
Well, you know
Yeah.
what? It's all
Straight
come from
nuts
the
to
same
face,
place.
That's my face.
Nuts
Yeah,
to face,
fuck it.
face to nuts.
That's
Yeah,
how it goes.
I don't care.
I mean,
but
hey.
there's a light on in case you want to do it in
Although
the
the
dark.
stuff in the face is going to dull those blades quicker than your little
Yeah, 'cause
rosy
yeah,
reds
you're right.
down below.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the way it
Yep.
goes.
You're
Like,
right.
that's the worst. Like once you shave your junk and then like you start smashing, all of a sudden your dick's like that-
Burning?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
God, the worst.
Yeah, it's
I
not
I
good.
think
can't
that
get
has
it.
nothing to do with the manscape.
It's a chlamydia again.
Yeah,
isn't it?
generally.
Yeah, that's chlamydia.
That's
my
that
man.
UTI you've just
Yeah,
inherited.
My kids are like, Dad, did you really just say
Your
chlamydia
kids are
again,
like,
Dad?
"God damn it."
Well, you
God.
could have called it the clap.
Right?
Yeah, could call it
Hey,
that.
You know, that's how the way it goes sometimes. You know?
Yeah, lovely times.
Josh, what do you think happens with Francis Ngannou? Are you aware of what's going on with him? So he's the heavyweight champ, right?
And
now
he's trying to McGregor this. And you know, when I talk about McGregor, going back to something, I say the most beneficial thing about Conor was him fighting the contractual elements so that he could go out and box.
Mm-hmm.
That opened up a lot of doors for us potentially. And the boxing model pays way better than the UFC model, not
sure.
because it's not just about the amount of money that's available. It actually is. They're leveraging their earning potential against ticket sales, pay-per-view sales, in a way that the UFC generally doesn't allow.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that the money doesn't exist. It's just that the fighter in the boxing model is able to access it.
But
Now,
it's also two different models, though, right? Because
is.
boxing, you have two fighters who make the lion's share of the money, and the rest card gets paid
Well,
shit.
trust me,
UFC, it's top to bottom. It's usually better
sort of.
cards,
You know,
right?
so like when the argument is UFC fighters need to be paid more, I'm like, actually, the starting off guys are making great money for what they're doing. And I would say
Until
my
they prove
argument is
themselves.
right. The UFC probably spends more money on lower level fighters than those fighters ever bring the UFC directly.
100%.
For sure.
100%.
And so it's not all bad.
No.
Now, I'm not a fan of the UFC contract scenario, but they didn't create it. They're just basically, it's a WWE contract, which I would know because I manage athletes in WWE also.
Oh, you do?
So it's a
Is it a similar contract? 'Cause
well, somewhat. Actually, the WWE's one is a little better, to be
really
honest.
interesting.
But it's a totalizing contract, and that's the argument against it.
Totalizing meaning it's a monopoly. basically,
Well,
right?
no, not that it's a monopoly. It's just that the one, unless you have enough leverage to create any bargaining posture, there's not much you can do about it. Number two, it covers every aspect of compensation. Now, in some sense, it has, you could say it's improved or it's gotten worse, and the fact that they've got what's called a 360 deal, which also includes merchandising and things like that.
Yeah.
But
That sucks.
the main thing about it is that why people will complain about some guy making X amount of money going from, like let's say McGregor going from this to the boxing. You have to understand, one, he didn't just box Joe Schmo. He boxed the
greatest of all time.
Yeah, he boxed Floyd Mayweather. So, of course, it's a different scenario
But also
altogether.
remember, the UFC was in cahoots with that. They were a business partner
Right,
of McGregor.
right.
So
And-
he
and-
didn't go off on his own.
That's also somewhat acceptable in my opinion, right? So if the UFC is going to get a 5 or 10% cut on the end of that,
Yeah.
okay.
Then you'll lease them out.
They deserve it.
And
I think they deserve it.
They could, especially if they're promoting the bout as well, because
Correct.
when their athlete goes and competes somewhere else, it's still an advertisement for them.
Yep.
Like it makes,
Yeah, for
and it's
sure.
making everybody.
And that's why I really
Money.
hope
And-
Francis comes to terms with the
and-
UFC, because he's going to get that Fury fight. I'm telling you, he's going to get that Fury
He's
fight.
going to get killed.
It's a tough fight for him. I think Fury's the best.
I mean,
of all
his
time.
hands are heavy as all shit, but Fury is going to be out of the way.
Yeah,
not getting hit with
Deontay
shit.
Wilder's hands were heavy. He beat the
Well,
shit
right,
out of
right.
him.
He's like
Well,
a
Deontay's
right hand maniac,
Correct.
and yet couldn't really get it going.
Couldn't
Yeah.
touch him really,
Yeah.
except for that first fight.
So-
but so I think I want Francis to sign the
By the
deal
way,
with UFC.
super fucking impressive that you got to go out there and call Showtime Boxing before. I was
Yeah.
like,
How dope
part
is
of me
that?
was like, God damn it, Schaub, you motherfucker! I would have loved this,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Oh, and by the way, back to when how I was talking about people always trying to put us against each other. You fucking gone up on stage and done stand up.
Yeah.
I don't have the guts to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
And people can like run their mouth whatever they
And
want.
it's like
Yeah,
big
it's fine.
audiences, like
But-
not like little kid
but
audiences.
whether you
Big.
get a chance to complain or to cheer rah rah rah,
Yeah.
you fucking went up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
So
never
I
done
love
it.
Yeah.
And so part of me is like, you can say whatever you want about whether you think he's funny or not.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna talk shit. I
Yeah.
can't say fucking dick all.
Yeah.
That dude's balls are bigger than mine
No, I
in
disagree,
this
but
area.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't have the courage. The first time I ever went on stage to do anything other than like fight or present or like do commentary or anything of that nature was my buddy Carl Sanders, who was the main dude behind this band called Nile, this death metal band. He literally calls me out in the middle of the audience, spotlights me, and says, "Oh, he's going to come up and sing Black Seeds of Vengeance with us."
No
I'm
shit.
like, okay. So they fucking grab me before the song's going to go on.
time to
And
get
I'm
nervous.
like,
Yeah.
I'm losing my shit. I'm getting sweaty as fuck. My heart's going crazy.
And you've been in
I'm
the biggest fights in the world.
And I'm thinking, oh my God, my throat's going to close up and I'm not going to be able to say anything.
Right.
Like, I'm just going to get up there and squeak. And everyone's going to be like, what the fuck? Why is he here? And I tell Carl afterwards, I go, that was one of the most fucking nerve-wracking moments in my entire life. He goes, what? You go out there and fight grown-ass men. I go, that's not the same thing.
Tool, yeah. How'd you do, though?
Okay the first time. The second time, I fucking killed it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the first time was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
this is going to be, watch, my fly will open, my dick will pop out at its worst moment. It's all like turtling, and it's going to be everything you've ever dreaded in your entire life.
Your dick's never
all
been so small when you're nervous.
Wrapped up into one little one little nice package.
Yeah.
And so people will say shit, and I'm like, Brendan Schaub's got more balls than me.
For sure.
Because if motherfucker's gone up there and called fucking, he did stand up and went up there and killed, died, didn't matter. He fucking did it.
And on top of that, like he did that, but also like went on stage with Coco and Callan.
You had to follow these other fucking guys.
These fucking names, you know,
Yeah,
like
last night I had to
that?
follow some monsters at the Laugh Factory.
And you know what?
That's
I've said the
nuts,
same
man.
to Tate.
I should have went because I didn't do
Tate
anything. last
Fletcher,
night.
like, you know,
Should've went.
he's gone up there and done. Hey, cheers to fucking
Thanks,
Brendan.
Master. Thanks.
Hey,
Love you, man.
No
Cheers to
shit,
Brendan.
man. Good job, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always loved you, man. From a distance, even though people think we hate each other.
That's all right. At least 7 inches away is fine.
Now, this fight was supposed to be Dos Anjos versus Fiziev. Fiziev tested hot for COVID.
Bummer.
And so he's out.
Hope he's okay.
Yeah.
Hope he's okay.
Well, we found out on Ariel's show. Found out live on Ariel's show.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to get back into. I got to bring some McCorkle love into here at some
I
point.
fucking love that dude.
Oh, Sean McCorkle, you are a fucking brilliant
love that
little
dude.
piece of shit.
Dude, he's so witty. It's like
He
and
is
it's
funny
just
as
like
fuck.
that.
What's
dude.
he do now?
Lives a dream.
It doesn't matter.
He lives out.
He
He
doesn't
lives out
matter.
in the
He'll
country.
figure it out. That
Yeah.
guy, you can't keep him down.
Oh, he's a cockroach, man. For sure.
yeah,
Really?
for sure.
Yeah. Where's he live?
He lives out in the middle of nowhere in Indiana. I think
Is
he has
the
like 20
funniest
acres.
Uber driver in Indiana.
He's got to be, dude. He's such a trip, man. Like,
What's he do?
I honestly, I don't even know. I talk to him every once in a while. Like, I'll hit him up. Like, hey,
Yeah,
man.
that motherfucker will always land on his feet.
Oh, for sure, dude. Like, and he's like genuinely like a concerned person. Like, he like cares about. Like,
Yes.
Like, and like I think he feels like the fight game like really abandoned him and kind of left him behind. Which
No, I didn't appreciate any of the nuance about Sean,
dude, he
and then
was
the
great.
deeper level of who he was as a person. I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
The fight game is very black and white.
Of course it is.
It's very black and
Well,
white. I mean, all professional sports is. The NFL is very black and white.
And
you
things have
got to
gotten
win.
more black and white
You
over
gotta win.
time.
You got to
Yeah.
win.
More black and white over time.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a business.
Because Corky
It's
came
cutthroat.
around at the time, they wanted to have personalities, and for some
Can't
reason,
find
like,
more of a personality than Corky.
holy shit, dude, he's so money. Like, and the stuff he would say would be just golden. Like I remember we were doing like the Mitrione minute, and then it started turning into the McCorkle Mitrione minute, and I was like, dude, I can't
have you on.
I can't compete with you, dude. Like, he's so good, and like he would have these jokes that I would never have the balls to say.
Why doesn't he do something with it?
I think
That's a good question, actually.
you know, I think that he would be. He's always talking to me about, hey, let's do some writing. Let's write some stuff, and like you go on stage and like do whatever. He wants me to be the.
Does he have stage fright or something?
I think he's got really bad back issues, man.
But you just have to. He could
He
sit,
could sit like
on a
Mark
stool.
Maron. He could sit like Mark
Dude,
Maron.
I'm telling you, like he is probably one of the wittiest people I've ever.
He is
and
hilarious.
he's fucking.
I
brutal.
wrote him.
It's a shame
so
he
he had
doesn't
a
do
fight
something with it.
in Seattle coming up, and I go, hey, if you want me to help you set up a fucking an after party for this, I know I have all these connections. I'll do this. And later on in life, he goes, yeah, I didn't know that was really you. I thought it was just some bullshit.
That you were
And I just
catfishing him or
ignored
some
it.
shit?
And I'm like,
Well, but if you want to try stand-up, I get him gigs in Indiana.
well, I always
know
tell
all
people
the-
too. I go like, no
all
one
the
wants to be
venues.
me. Trust me. It's only going to be like no one's trying to pretend to be Josh Barnett.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, not fucking interested. There's way better fucking. There's way better playoffs than that.
He's
So you know, Makachev asked to take this fight on short notice because he just beat up Bobby
Yes,
Green.
Bobby Green.
And then I guess the UFC offered to him, then he didn't take it.
no way, really.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Really?
then
Wow.
Dana White was like, he has to fight Dariush next because he turned this
Yeah.
down.
That's a
Okay.
great
Yes,
way to
fight
get in
Dariush.
the shit house real quick. Say you
Yeah,
wanna
put him in the
fight
shit
me,
house.
If you put it out there, oh wow,
'Cause he was
Moicano
getting
jumping on
a
his
title
back
fight.
right away.
He was going to be the next title contender.
Ah, nice, Dos Anjos, showing that experience.
Dude, Dos Anjos came
skill.
around. Like he fell off a little bit, and all of a sudden just boop.
Dude, he's fought probably the toughest schedule as far as competition goes. He's fought
Such a great
everybody.
guy. A nice little foot sweep would have helped him
And it was
there.
at
As
55 and
Moicano's
70,
pushing
right?
into him, you take all that energy, driving him to the fence. Nice little foot sweep would have put Moicano potentially
Dude,
right on his
I
back.
love Dos Anjos. He's the only guy when I fought Nogueira in Brazil. He's the only Brazilian that would take me to certain spots where they wouldn't poison my
You
food.
fought
Nogueira in Brazil.
Minotauro.
Yeah.
Dude, wait till you hear
I
this
wanted
story.
a rematch with that guy so bad.
You beat him, right?
Once.
Yeah.
And then they gave him what I would call a gimme decision the second time.
Where was that at?
Japan.
Yeah.
I really feel like it was like, that dude didn't beat me that
Yeah.
time. But you know what?
He's
My
a good
argument
guy.
is always this, and it's to my fighters
get
too.
up.
If I don't finish you, then whatever happens, out of my hands.
Yep.
So whether it be bad, good, neutral,
Yep. Nothing. you
I
did.
didn't do my job
Yeah.
by taking him out.
Yeah.
There's a story. I don't know if it's.
Oh,
my
shit,
good God.
that could've been
oh,
bad.
that was a hurt.
Yep.
Nice.
2
knee to
inches
follow
lower,
up,
this
too.
thing's over.
There's a story that I don't know if Brendan wants to say on air or not about a sponsorship that came about when he fought Nogueira in Brazil.
Oh no, I'll tell the story.
Had to be
dude.
acai.
Oh, dude, this shit was bananas.
I did have bony acai.
It's either
And I got it
acai.
from Belfour's dad.
It's either it's either gonna be acais or brothels. It's either
Yeah. I wish it was a brothel. No, it was.
Good shot.
Nice.
Apparently,
double.
Nogueira's tied to this soccer team out there. They call it football, I guess, but we call it soccer. He's tied to this soccer team. So I was the favorite going in the fight. And the night before the fight, my Amal Easton, who's fluent in Portuguese, this
Jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu guy. Yeah, he's who I got my black belt from. This businessman sat down with him in Portuguese. Like, I don't speak Portuguese, clearly. And then Amal goes, okay, they're going to give you, I think it was 50 or 80 grand in cash. And when you knock Nogueira out, you got to put on this jersey, and it's the rival team's jersey. I go, cool, give me the jersey. So they give me the jersey.
You said cool in Brazil?
Yeah, I said, cool, give me the jersey. They go,
Even
okay.
Mitrione knows that's a fucking.
I didn't know. I just wanted the cash. At the time, I need the cash.
Meathead's smarter than he looks.
Yeah.
Trust me.
So Friday night before the fight, I'm in my hotel room in Brazil, in Rio, and these two henchmen, like, dark arts dudes, come to the room. They type in the code.
Probably buddies of mine.
Yeah, probably. You probably know him. You probably leg locked him. They typed in the code, put the money in, and then told my coach, was like, when he wins, we'll call and give you the code. If he loses, we're going to come get the money. So they put like 80 grand in cash in the thing. So I'm like, sweet, that's my money, man. I'm going to destroy this dude. Obviously didn't go that way. I'm all concussed in my fucking hotel room after the fight. My dad's in there. These two mafia henchmen knock on the door, goes, sorry for your loss. Beep, boop, boop. Take the cash.
Just walk right out.
and then they said something. I'm like, what'd they say? He goes, they said you could keep the jersey. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. I was like, all right, thanks for the jersey. I think my dad framed the jersey.
By the way, Brendan, welcome to the real fight world.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
This is
Well,
the one
those
I
are
grew
Pride
up in.
days.
This
Those
is
are
the
Pride
one I
days,
grew
right?
up in.
Those are Pride days a little bit for you?
Yeah, sitting at the top of in a private room at the top of this building in Tokyo in a Chinese restaurant, completely surrounded by Yakuza and other officials, and being told, oh, you and Bob, the shirts, your outfits at the weigh-ins or the press conferences, that's unacceptable. You look sloppy. We're going to take you out. You got to take him out to go get suits. Okay.
I'm assuming Bob Sapp. Good luck
Yeah.
getting that guy a suit in
Oh,
Japan.
no.
Oh, they
there's
made
a
it
spot.
happen. What?
I'm sure. The Yakuza has anything. but-
Sakazen big and tall in Tokyo.
I mean, the biggest and tall. Yeah.
They suit up sumos.
Oh,
And
shit.
so me and Bob go. They build him a suit from scratch. They set me up in off the rack Versace's.
Yeah.
Sick.
Tailor us up.
Yeah.
And so when we come back to our next press conferences, we look fucking legit.
Right.
And
so dope, dude.
Rampage talked about they would give him a briefcase of cash all the
Sure.
time.
Yeah.
Just leave a briefcase, and they'd be like, all right,
That
thanks.
could happen.
That's
That could happen. Yeah, you know what's interesting is none of the Pride guys really talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like this
Pride was
fight
still
club.
great
It's
secret.
like this
Here's
Fight
the
Club
thing,
thing.
though. Like
Yeah.
you don't between the three of us, we have all kinds of shit
Oh,
in our
yeah.
lives that we're just like, nah, keep it cooked to the vest. It's not for public consumption. It's not the way it's meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just it.
Uh-huh.
And look, the carnival roots of professional fighting, wrestling, all these things, they're still there.
Yeah.
And I've never had a bad experience dealing with the underside of these things because they generally have a lot of high respect for fighters, especially ones that
warriors,
show
yeah.
gumption
Yeah.
and will.
Mhm.
It is what it is. I'm not trying to get involved in that kind of stuff.
No,
I'm not
yeah,
trying to
absolutely
be
not. No,
like
no,
some
no.
part of the underworld, but
No, so someone sent me this documentary. Like, you got to talk about this on the show. You got to highlight this, and it was into the promoter for like Fury and Connor and Till. Like this guy who had this.
you're thinking, no, I don't.
He has like he has like this mafia background. I'm like, oh no, I want no part of this, dude. This isn't what I do.
Because
I'm
it's
not a
not changing
journalist.
whether you talk
No.
about it or not. Like, this is my
Dude,
fucking deal.
I like these guys. I'm out.
Yeah.
I want nothing to do with
So
this.
last time we came up here was during the Super Bowl, and we ended up going out after the show, and we ended up running with this really connected dude in an Asian mob, and
Did you guys go out with Brian and you Schilling?
this is after Brian split.
Okay.
So like we went to like some joint, had a couple beers with Brian. I think he had a glass of Chardonnay.
Yes. Yes. That's
Well,
Brian.
usually rosé.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
And then so that split off, and then we ended up at this club with this Asian mob, and these dudes are all inked up, like full, like to their jawline. Their skulls are tattooed, everything across the board.
Yakuza style.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's like my opponent, Marcin.
Yeah,
in Poland.
for sure. And then so we get the spot. The club closes at, I don't know, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, something like that. And then we end up at this after hours karaoke bar that was just popping, dude. And it was like, it was jumping.
I have an idea where this is.
Do you really? It was jumping so hard, and I was like,
You guys were out all night.
oh, dude, it was.
Dude,
it
there's
was
a
go.
karaoke bar.
It was a go.
I left this izakaya in this mall
Yeah.
to go to the bathroom. You had to go outside.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are there all these fucking women in like hoochie outfits just walking around this place? This is weird as
know
shit.
why,
This is a
Joe.
mall.
You know.
Yeah,
why.
you
And
know
then
what's
on the
going
way
on, dude.
out,
You know
we
why.
walked past this karaoke spot that has private rooms.
Yeah.
There's giant posted up signs everywhere like no prostitution. And I've seen these girls coming in and out, and I go,
we might have been in the same spot.
no one. I don't think anyone reads English because it seems really prostitute heavy.
Yeah.
Seems really prostituted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we might have been in the same spot. So check this out. I got a story for you about the we were in Cancun. It was my buddy's 40th birthday party. He had us come down there. It was like, I think 4 of us were down there, 5 of us. And we went down there, and the first night we're walking around in this club, and he picks up a couple of different hookers.
Where's
right?
this at?
This is in Cancun.
He must be pretty strong to do that.
So, hey,
Couple
dude,
of-
he
Yeah.
is. He's a massive dude. So he picks up a couple of hookers, right? And he's like carrying them on his shoulders, and he's walking out, blah, blah, blah. And so he goes in there, and they smash whatever. And then the next morning, he calls up the credit card company, and he cancels his credit card. And he's like, hey, it got stolen. I didn't do this. It was like 4 G's or something like that and night, like for like
Did
partying.
did he buy
He
Tijuana?
stiffed
4 G's in
prostitutes?
Tijuana.
So
Yeah,
he cancels
clearly
the credit
they work
card.
for
Oh,
somebody
see,
else.
So we're-
that's like Manscaped balls.
So we're
Yes.
so we're there.
This is like Manscaped 5.0 whenever
So
that
we're
comes out.
so
That's
we're
a
supposed
bad
to be there
idea.
for 4 days, right? So the second day, he does the same damn thing again. And so the third night, I was like, dude, I can't be around you. You're gonna get shot. I cannot be
There was
around
the
you.
cartel runs that, yeah?
So the third day, and he's a big dude. He does not blend in any crowd. And so we're going out there, and all of a sudden this really fly chick comes up, and she's like, hey, big fella, hey, blah, 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 why don't you come over here? We're going to be partying over there. I was like, Day, you think some random really pretty chick walks up to you and brings you, tells you to go to some spot for no reason? Like, you're going to get...
That's
No,
that indie.
I'm not
That's
going...
that Indianapolis fucking mindset right there.
I'm not
I would
going
say
with you.
common
I was like,
sense,
I was
but
like,
yeah,
I'm not.
also indie.
I'm not going with you, man. Like, absolutely. If you guys go, that's your fault. I'm not in that. Dude, they got locked in a room. They got locked in a room for like 36 hours.
He deserves it.
And they were
deserves
they,
it.
they had to have like 4 different people up to wire money in.
By the way,
plus
by the
juice.
way,
Like 10
ripping
grand.
off, ripping off a
Cartel?
stripper is fucking low.
Agreed.
Oh, dude,
That's
Dude,
low.
a prostitute in Tijuana.
Low.
Oh, dude. You know she
Oh, dude.
needs the money,
Low.
dude.
Oh, you know it, yeah. Oh,
Low.
dude, it was, when he did that, I was
Low.
like, I was like, dude, I'm not.
Yeah, I wouldn't go
Where
out
are you
with
from?
them.
By the way, where are you
Denver
from?
originally.
You're Denver kid?
Yeah, Denver.
Like, actual Denver?
Aurora.
You seem like an Arvada guy.
Oh, okay, I'll take that. But I see what you're saying there.
He's like, thanks for the backhanded
I'm like,
compliment.
okay, well,
no, you're
Aurora-
not coming back on my show.
no, Aurora.
You're like, oh,
Aurora.
I'm just like fucking Chili's and
Yeah,
Jimmy
Arvada's
John's.
little-
Hey,
yeah,
way to
Arvada's-
go.
yeah.
Fuck you. My
that
lady,
suburbia? Is that what
my
that
lady,
is?
That is very
my
white.
lady's from Evergreen.
Oh, really? Oh, Evergreen's nice, man.
Even Evergreen right next to Littleton, and where Lauren was coaching.
Lauren. Well, now Lauren's the strength
Yeah.
coach for the Broncos.
Yeah, yeah.
Evergreen is next to I can't recall.
up
There's like
Evergreen,
another. It's like
Jen.
7,400 elevation.
Evergreen, Colorado. Chin, can you bring it on a map?
Hey,
It's
this-
really nice up there.
It's
why is
beautiful.
this?
Love
Why is this
it.
a 5-round
Oh,
fight?
I've been
Oh,
there
you guys
many
are shooting
times.
seriously.
I've met her fucking parents.
Oh,
I've met
this is.
everything. Like,
You're going the full.
It's gorgeous. Yeah,
Why is
you go
this
to
a
Little
5-round
Bear,
fight?
all that fucking
What's that?
area.
Why is
Little
this a
Bear,
5-round
Colorado.
fight?
It's the 5-round fight because
Dos Anjos is a stud.
it was originally planned for a 5-round fight before.
What, it was not a title fight, and it wasn't the main
I
event.
know, but it's supposed to be on a fight
Honestly,
night.
right now,
card,
Dos
main
Anjos
event.
has
Oh,
been-
so it got canceled twice?
Yeah,
then?
it got canceled.
He's been
and then
such
they
the
moved to
driver's
this.
seat this whole fight.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, he's
He's
dominating.
been doing a hell of a job.
People are really upset
There's that
with
double
this
wrist
fight.
lock. You'll know that, Mitrione.
Oh no, let me
sure.
see the map, Chin. Where's it at on the maps?
On the maps.
Yeah, Evergreen.
That's it. That looks. Oh, that's not. Maybe that's not it.
No, those are like pictures. Scroll down, Chin. Yeah, click on that one. It looks like we're gonna be able to see it. Evergreen. I mean, it's right outside Denver.
About 30 or 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Right in the mountains. There's a fucking lake out there.
You ever think about leaving LA?
Oh yeah, I want to go back to Washington.
I was gonna say,
And also, I want to split time between Evergreen and Washington
I
for
don't
me to
see
look
you
after
skiing.
my mom and to look after her mom.
oh, that's cool.
You know, to me, it's very important that
Family.
you respect and you take care of your elders because they did so much for you when you weren't capable.
Agree.
So do the same when they get in their elder years, and look after all these things.
You know, you do a great job about your parents. Like you involve your parents
Oh,
in
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
like you become successful, and it's never been you've become less. You become more humble the more successful you become, which is a very unique situation.
I think a stand-up's so hard to do. Like my mom, I flew her in on yesterday, and she came here today, came to the studio, and she started crying.
Yeah.
She's like, look at all you've built, and started crying. And she's never told me this.
Well, you know,
ever.
part of this has
She's
to
like,
do,
I can't
I
believe
imagine,
you did
with
this.
the fact that
I said, well, let's relax. We're only at 130,000 subscribers.
yeah,
It'll be
you
cool.
you get humble by realizing how much effort it takes to get to this point, and how quickly it could be gone.
It can be gone very
Yes.
fast. And then,
Well, shit, you
but
got
also
two really good friends that had it gone just like that.
correct. And also, but stand-up's so tough. Like I don't have time.
It is tough.
It's so tough, and like my special's coming out, I had to write a new hour, so it's like it's so challenging and takes all my effort. As far as like I don't listen to social media, I don't listen to naysayers. I don't have time for it.
Oh,
I
I've
just
been getting
go, man.
bombarded with people who hate you.
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
tweets and stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not paying attention to this shit.
Yeah,
Like,
it-
but it's
I
just
don't
like
see any
everyone
of it,
wants
man.
to either love you or hate you. But to me, and I've always explained to my fighters, it's the same thing. Loving
It's
or
the same
being
thing,
loved or
yeah.
being hated is an emotional
Hey, just
response.
don't be indifferent towards me. That's all
Yeah.
I care about.
No,
Yeah,
that-
if people
that's where
don't
you make
care,
money.
you're fucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. If you don't have
Oh.
an opinion, you're screwed.
I think Doe
Wow.
tried to go for a shot, huh? I got
It
bounced
kind of
back.
looked like that. Moicano stopped, took his own shot, off balanced him, but Dos Anjos is really he's
Hey,
working
jabs.
behind his jab,
Hey, dude.
and he's being really patient.
McConnell
He's
took it on
getting touched a
short
bit.
notice, man. It's tough, dude.
It's a
Especially
5-round
five
fight.
rounds,
5
man.
rounds,
I
yeah.
think that
The Fizzy fight would have been so fucking
nice
lit.
I
low
know.
kick. The low kick is doing good
Oh,
for him, but he's getting touched a bunch right now. He needs to stay
Oh,
behind
look.
the legs,
Just
and then
game.
when
Don't do
Moicano
that. Don't
steps
get
up with the
cocky.
shots, yes, go to the takedown.
You know, I
go
was
to
gonna,
the takedown.
I was gonna say, I think Brendan, with you, you've been in two extremely humbling careers, right? Like fighting, like we were talking about Conor, right?
Yeah.
Conor was getting out on Habib to start, and then or Nate Diaz
Yeah.
was getting out on Nate, and then started and got a little too cocky and got done
Right.
up. I was getting out on Ben Rothwell, and I got cocky, I got taken down, right? And I got choked. Like I think there's so many things that our sport is so instantly.
Oh, head kick. That head kick landed that we were
That
talking
was
about
punches
earlier. That head
under
kick.
the
It's over.
back of the
fellas.
head. Under
It's over.
He's wobbling him. He's
Oh,
wobbling
my
him pretty
gosh.
good.
If he can get to his guard and
That might hurt now.
He didn't hit the back of the head.
hard
That
to
was
say.
awesome.
Hurt now.
yeah.
Might be at the end of it now. Anyway, so it's so instantly humbling, right? And it happens just like that. That
With
I think-
fighting?
yeah,
Yes.
but also in comedy, right? He's on. Oh, he's bad.
Oh,
news.
he's hurt quite
he doesn't
well.
know. He's not
yeah,
moving
no,
well at all.
he's really hurting. And
RDA
he's just
shouldn't have
on,
jumped back into his guard.
No, he should not. That guy's on autopilot.
He's letting him rest.
Yeah, exactly.
But with fighting, you get humbled very.
Well, it's physically
How do I
humble, right?
Physically humbled. It's also very
It's
embarrassing.
easier
right?
to figure it out. It's hard to figure out if you got humbled on stage.
It's not though, because it's pretty black and white. Because when you go on stage, they're laughing or they're not.
Yeah,
like last
true.
night to follow monsters.
But can you
And it's like-
figure out why they're not laughing sometimes though?
Sometimes it's the rearrangement of words. Sometimes it's the topic. Sometimes in LA, like
Why'd you want to even get into stand up?
I've always wanted to do it. I grew
Really?
up, like
Okay.
my mom. That's one thing I was talking about. Me and my mom were talking about today. Like, me and her to watch Saturday Night Live every Saturday, and she was always the one that believed in me to do stand up. So she was like really the main driver.
That's
and then coming to LA and meeting Brian and then Rogan, pushing me into it. So
Now,
it
you
was
met Brian
perfect.
on your own, right? Because I remember you were like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this podcast. We're going to call it this.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's Callan? Who's
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I met him because I was a coach on The Ultimate Fighter, and they brought Brian in to make the kids laugh. And then I just
did?
moved to LA. Nate Marquardt brought Brian in. They met once, and he was like, "Hey, the kids,
Nate
all they do is
Marquardt.
fight."
Fantastic fucking fighter. Crazy.
Legend.
I watched him. By the way, though, and not trying to be offensive to the other dude, but Nate Marquardt's beating Genki Sudo, I believe it is, and then whoever's coaching him at the time tells him to see some dumbass shit and gets armbarred. And I'm like, are you even here?
You talking about Marquardt? Talking about Nate?
Yes, and
Were you
Pancras.
Pancras champ when Nate
Yes.
was out there too?
No. Well, sort of.
Sort of,
Nate,
right?
no, so it's funny because,
Didn't they call him the king of pancrase?
well, here's the thing. So
Yes.
I've been the one person to be like, Nate Marquardt's not the king of pancrase.
Uh-huh.
He's a weight class champion of pancrase. And they're like, oh, he's a 7-time. I go, no, he's never been the king of pancrase because the king of pancrase is an open weight title. Everything else is a weight class title.
Oh.
And so I'm the one guy sitting back being like, no,
Yeah.
no. I'm not trying to diss the dude because he's fucking sick and I love watching him fight.
It's not about that though. It's
But
more
I'm like,
about just,
he did not fight open
yeah,
weight.
Yeah.
And you can't be the king of pancrase if you're not fighting the open weight
Weight.
title.
You know,
You're
yeah.
not fighting Boss Rutan. You're not fighting fucking Funaki and Suzuki and Ken
Boss would be
Shamrock.
considered the king. Yeah.
He was the king of
He
pancrase.
was the king.
Was he?
Yeah. He was the original king.
Yeah, me,
Nate's
Boss, and Funaki are, I think, tied with most defenses as king of pancrase.
Jesus.
Are you really?
Christ.
Yeah.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah.
That's dope.
But,
You know Nate's still fighting.
Yeah,
oh,
he's training down in Florida.
But
He came
his
back.
his win
Did he?
over Tyron Woodley was like, oh shit, he like
Mortal
tore him
Oh,
Kombat.
that was
apart.
Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat, dude.
Yeah, it was. It
Became
was
Strikeforce
brutal.
champ, then came
brutal.
to UFC.
No, Nate, and the thing that'll kill me about Nate is like, I watch him and go, you're such a sick grappler too, but you won't fucking
amazing.
employ it.
I know he never does.
You
it.
won't employ it.
He's
And
su-
it's like
high level
It's
black
just
belt.
like, what are you
Really?
doing?
Super high level
No, he's
black belt.
really sick,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
lost
Defense is
one
insane,
fight
too.
to a Carlson Gracie guy. I can't remember his name. He was
Pancras?
no IFC.
Okay.
Which no one watching this knows about.
Yeah.
But it was a guy that was from Diaz's Gracie coach.
Oh,
Why
there's
can't
that,
I
okay.
remember him? He was a Stockton dude, or Stockton or Sacramento, or from that area. So this guy from he was training with Nate and Nick and all that. This guy beat Nate Marquardt in this fight through control metrics. Whereas Nate's going after submission on his back and going for everything, and the guy was
Oh,
shutting
you
him
can't
down and
blow your
managed to
nose
beat
like
him.
that.
And then after that, it's like the submission aspect of Nate just really he wasn't chasing after
He
the
got away
subs
from
anymore.
it. He got really into boxing.
He got really into striking and boxing. But the thing is, he's got such a sick ground game
I know.
that incorporating these things all together and making them blend, to me, would have made Nate Marquardt a UFC champion.
Agree.
And
And then he talked about, when he fought for the title, he fought Anderson Silva, and it was just a moment. It was too big, and it was.
Anderson
prime
at his best is just so hard to deal with. If you can get him on his back, maybe you had a chance.
Chael,
but
like Chael.
like Chael, and also Travis Lutter.
Yes, that's right.
But
Don't blow your nose.
Anderson at his best is fucking.
Oh,
he's
un-
goat.
un-
He's
unreal,
goat
man.
stuff.
Unreal. What do you think of this YouTube stuff, Josh? You pay attention to it, like the Jake Paul stuff and Logan Paul?
I can appreciate the benefit that it's giving to other fighters, and the thing that gets left out of the dialogue is that Jake Paul is building up Amanda Serrano.
Yes.
Yeah.
I go, no one else is. He's doing a lot
and
for
he's-
other
and
people.
He's battling Dana White, where he's not in business with him, so he can kind of release the hounds.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh-huh.
there's
As far
a
as
few
fighter
things
pay.
he said, and I'm like, I get where you're going, but you're fucking totally wrong. You don't get it. Like, there's things you're missing, really important key points
Yes.
to economics that you just don't fucking understand.
I quit talking
But I
about
think-
fighter pay. I quit. I used to be
Yeah,
super
it's
advocate
tough.
of it, but then, I guess with experience, just getting older, I'm like, I don't know I don't know their business.
The thing about
I don't-
fighter
as
pay,
far as, like,
I did
their-
a documentary with Bobby Razak
Okay.
about this stuff, and he asked me about the unions. I'm like, not a fan. I don't support. And I go, well, why? I go, well, look, all this stuff is generally built around like fighter pay and all the. I go, but the only people that really are suffering under fighter pay are once you make it.
Uh-huh.
It's those are the actual, like the main event, semi-main event, co-main, like those are the guys and gals that are the ones who are actually have the issue.
Yes.
Everyone at the lower level,
Yeah.
not
They're
at all.
getting taken care of right
The
now.
lower
No,
levels,
they're
they're paid their worth.
And let me tell
Yeah.
you, the way they took care of my boy Victor, his fight's coming up. They're giving him free nutrition, meal plans, all this stuff.
Oh,
like
wow.
they're
Great.
fucking doing great stuff for him.
That's so
I
dope.
was so like blown away.
Yeah, I stopped hating on them for it because I was like, I don't know, I don't live in their house. I have no idea what their overhead is, what it costs, their marketing. I don't know I don't know that stuff.
Yeah, but and I've been on both ends. I promote. I've been involved in promoting in the MMA sense. I run my own pro wrestling events. I'm involved in all kinds of stuff on both ends. So I understand where the costs come in, where the margins are. And to just simply say like, well, UFC makes a bunch of money, so XYZ, it's like that's really a stupid way of approaching it.
Yeah, it's not as black and white as that.
No,
Yeah.
it isn't.
So I literally stopped going hard on the UFC about it.
We were talking about grappling, Nate Marquardt.
Nate is sick.
There are two of
he's the
my
reason-
favorite
he was my
submissions
coach. That's
that
my
I
guy.
learned from watching videos of you. I never told you about these before.
Was this one like the cock grab?
No, I don't think. Might be.
Also
But it's usually it's
illegal.
your teeth. That's
I mean, it
the weird
takes
part.
a
Like his
while.
football.
It takes a while for that one to come to effect,
Like
but
his
when it
football
does,
career, also legal.
yeah, they're debilitated. They get real sleepy real fast.
It was you're
Killing
in,
it.
you're in crossbodies. You're in side control.
Yeah.
Crossbody on him, and you switch to the backside, like so you turn your back to him, so you're facing his legs, and you reach through the inside of his leg, hook his leg, and turn it into a hip lock,
Yeah.
and brought it in and drove your shoulder down into it. And I was like, oh my god, I was like, that is such a dope submission because you did it in some catch tournament.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, that's so dope. And then so I started trying to hit him on people, right? But I realized you fished on the inside of his ankle versus the outside because he's strong enough to kick out if you do the outside of his ankle. But on the inside, he's going into your
I think
forearm.
you're actually thinking about the reverse outside toe hold. And what I'll do is I'll reach up and I get the outside of his big toe.
Yeah.
And I lock my elbow and then drive it into his own hip.
Sounds awful.
And then he tries to straighten it out and he can't.
can't.
And it just makes it worse for him.
Yeah.
Sounds awful.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's incredible. They do like screw it like a pig. It was
Yeah,
incredible.
I bet.
And then another one was you were crossbody again, and you blocked his elbow with your right hand, and then you were starting to fish around, and he thought you were going for a Kimura. And I think he was proud of himself because he was like isolating. He was protecting himself from you bringing your elbow across his face. So he thought he was doing a good job, but that just fed into what you wanted to do. Then you trapped his wrist. You made him think about it, and you blocked it. And then you put your hand in his armpit and put him in a neck crank from that position. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I do, yeah.
Oh, dude, it was so dope. When I watched it, I was like, oh my god,
Is that
was-
why you sought out Josh?
Well, it was one of the first things. But I always heard about Josh. I knew who Josh was, and I was like,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Matt just literally got my number and just started hitting me up. And I go, well, if you're this dedicated,
Without
yeah,
grappling.
absolutely, come out. I'll help you any way I
in
can.
what fight did you start working with Josh?
shit, I don't even remember. But in
the UFC, yeah.
Yeah, I was out there for a while, for weeks at a time. I was out there I was staying in a place where I was renting a room inside of a house of a family. They kicked the kid out of the room, and they were sleeping on the couch. And I was like, dude, I can't do this. It's really weird, man. Oh, dude, I was
hate you.
I was trying to do as much as I could to try to come out and train with him. And he always made time. He always made it available. And there was I never felt anybody so dedicated to hanging on my neck. I was in spots, I was up against the wall, we were scrapping, and I knew that he wanted to get me to the ground. We were doing some stand-up work, and it was full MMA. And I was on the wall, and he couldn't get me down in a position, and he was on my neck, because I'm sure if he freed his hands up, if he let go of my neck, he'd have been dropped into a single, switch off to a double.
just staying
and he'd hit
heavy on
something
the
else.
neck.
And dude just stayed on it. And I was like,
Wore your
dude,
ass out.
he's got to be.
Yeah.
It was probably 2.5 minutes, and I'm like, he's going to give up and go to
Yeah.
something else right now.
How'd your neck feel?
No.
Yeah, how'd your neck feel?
Oh, brutal.
That's what he's doing.
Absolutely.
This was Mark Coleman front headlocking the death out of me and going I'm gonna steal this. And I have a thing with fucking Coleman because I trained him for a fight and worked with him and cornered him, and I just
What
was
fight?
he fought Nogueira. It was a really short notice.
Yeah.
And then he got triangle armbar, and I'm like, God damn it. But Coleman, by the way, incredible storyteller, beautiful human being. Mark, I fucking love the shit out
He's
of
the
you.
best.
Yeah.
But his fucking front headlock was get me on the Olympics kind of shit.
Right.
Oh, fuck.
Really?
And so I tell Mark to this very day, and I'll tell him on Twitter, I'll tell him it doesn't matter. I'll tell him to his face. I go, motherfucker, you could be in a wheelchair. If I knock your ass over and I score my 2, I'm taking it. Fuck you, Coleman. Fuck you, Coleman. I want to fucking get it. I want my takedown against Mark Coleman. I'm going to the end of the days, I'm going to do it.
And to your point, Mark can talk, man.
Oh,
I sat
he's
next to him at a Bellator fight.
Oh.
I can't tell you who fought on the card. He talked my ear off. And I was just like, dude, and I looked down at
His stories
I go,
are
you should do a
amazing.
podcast. He goes, really? I go, you've literally talked for
his stories
3
are
hours.
incredible.
I mean, dude, he's
now you got
amazing.
Don Fry and Dan Severn, which is great. You got Don Fry, it's like, listen, brother, this fucking guy, and then you, yeah, I know what you mean. You know, the persecution of the excellence of this. It's like, fucking Dan.
How did Don Fry not get cast in 1883?
For sure.
100%.
Absolutely.
What's
He's just-
1883?
It's the prequel to Yellowstone. You probably don't watch it.
You know,
I don't have TV.
well, it's great.
I
It's
read
great.
books like an asswipe.
I've just started
the
reading.
smartest guy in
I've
the
just
room,
started
so I
reading
think
right
keep doing
now.
what you're doing.
Like I'm on my fourth book
I heard
this
it's
year.
fundamental.
Hey, that's what they say. I'm on my fourth book this year, but I'm reading.
You just got into books.
Grisham, John Grisham.
You know what's interesting?
Okay.
I'm in John Grisham books. right
Okay,
now. That's what I'm into.
There's better books, but
Well, I'm sure there are.
as long
But
as you're
hey,
reading,
you gotta
I'd
get your
say is
toes in the
thing,
ground,
right?
maybe.
I mean, you could read like Gaetano Mosca or
I'll read
Wilfredo
something else.
Pareto.
But hey, I just
or
gotta.
like
Hey, listen, man. You gotta.
Nietzsche's Vespoke.
You gotta have one seed before you have three. You know what I'm saying?
I
I'm
agree.
just trying to
Like,
work
he's just
my
trying to-
way.
yeah, that's why I'm not hitting on you, John Grissom. A little weird, but whatever. The firm and shit.
Like-
But
I think I'm on the judges list right now, but I'm starting out. But that's all right.
isn't it weird as you get older, you want that knowledge, especially when you have kids? I'll never forget. I went to dinner with Brian when I first moved to LA, and Brian hangs out with some very smart people, like very well-read people. And we went to this dinner, and they're having this conversation. They might as well have been speaking fucking Chinese, dude. I was like, and Brian
Complex
goes,
language.
Brian goes, you're quiet. And I go, I have
I
nothing.
say,
It was
yeah.
like me when you guys were talking about gears.
I was like,
engines
I
and
was like, I
stuff.
have nothing to offer, dude. And then he was
started
like,
watching
you got to
TV.
read. And since that day, man, fucking,
Are you reading?
oh, dude,
Audiobooks.
I go through a book.
He reads them.
Yeah.
No, I went because I'm on the road so much. I can't read at home because of the kiddos, but I'm on the road planes. I finish books.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an. You know what? I enjoy being on a fucking plane.
Yeah.
I'm alone. I don't
Your
know
phone's
internet.
off?
Fuck
Yeah,
that,
man.
Pull the book out.
Pull the book out.
See,
Yeah.
I've been. That's what I read a lot on airplanes lately.
Yeah.
But the kids are going right, and I don't really do a damn thing all day long. So like I sit there and I read like during the day instead of watching TV or
Get,
doing whatever else.
I will suggest a very heady book, but a good one. Crisis of the West by Renee Guénon, written in like 1929 or 17.
Yeah.
What's it about?
It's about the declining aspect of Western culture
Oh, that's cool.
Really?
in fucking turn of the century.
Right. It's dead
This
on.
guy's already writing about it then.
Really?
And then if you get through that, then go to the Reign of Quantity.
I love
Hey.
World War II stuff. I love all World War II stuff, Nazi stuff.
But you got to start with. You got to start. Well, I mean, yeah, there's
serial killers on balls.
I had a podcast on Fox for a minute, and one of the breaking points was I said I want to bring someone on who can talk about in depth detail the Nazi occult shit. Like it's bonkers. Like it's the formation of like every fucking wild movie we can think of.
Yeah, that'd
right?
be fascinating. They said no.
No, they're like,
Fox.
oh, we don't have Nazis. I go, no,
No,
I don't want to talk to a fucking Nazi.
Right.
I want to fucking talk about this crazy shit from history.
Yes.
I don't know. This isn't pro-Nazi, you morons.
that's
and they just
Fox.
did not fucking
All they
get
heard
it.
was the Nazi part.
Oh,
That's all
they
heard.
Fox
blew
is
it.
tough.
But
Yeah.
well, I was already having trouble with these guys, like
Yeah.
not delivering. And I'm just like,
And
That's
you don't
how
do
you
a
came
podcast
in.
now, Josh?
no.
You're
Because
such a smart guy and you know
because it
cars,
takes so
you know-
much effort that I don't want to deliver a subpar product, and knowing the kind of research it'll take if you want to talk about anything, current
Correct.
politics
Correct.
or anything,
You
you
gotta
need to
bring your
really
A
be
game.
thorough.
Because there's some
And I-
experts out there.
That's
doing
why I
it.
tell him, I'm like, dude, like you have 5 podcasts. Like, how do you find? He's like, dude, he's like, I used to be worried about material and everything else. He's like, and now it's just become my life. He's
Sure.
He's like, I have this grasp. And
Well,
I
and it's
just
good when
pick
you have
up
good
on it.
producers and people around you. They help you out with this kind
I have
of
some
stuff.
brilliant people around me, and then
Yeah,
you know, and then most of it's comedy. The only podcast where it's like straight, like I got to do research is the Schaub show, which is fighting stuff. So I'll do
Okay.
research on guys. But outside that, like King the Sting, it's
Well, I've been
Chris
asked
D'Elia,
a bunch
Theo,
to do
you know?
stuff about fighting, and I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. And then they're just like,
No, there's so much more to you than
what?
fighting.
No,
No, I
I go,
wouldn't-
no, I don't want to fucking talk about fighting at all.
No, as a guy who's basically has his black belt in podcast, your idea should not be on fighting. As much as you know, I mean, could allude to it, but dude,
Well,
with your
practically
knowledge
every
of,
podcast
of
I'm on with
history,
Rogan has nothing to do with fighting.
Yeah.
Like we might talk about fighting for 30 minutes, and then the rest of it's like
No, I
civilizational philosophy, like all
100%.
kinds of shit
And
like that.
I
Yeah.
called Rogan before you coming on here, and like because I went back and listened to your episode with Rogan before he came in here, and I was talking to Rogan yesterday, and I go, dude, the thing about Josh is he's so fucking smart, and Rogan goes, smart motherfucker, man. He's a smart motherfucker. Where
We'll be seeing him
there's not a
soon.
lot of as far as the fight game goes, it's no disrespect, but as far as like your knowledge and like knowledge on history and
Sure.
your vocabulary, like it's rare,
And then and you know what? There's plenty of folks I've come across that maybe,
Dose
let's
is
say,
an
on
idiot for
the
training with this dude.
vocabulary level aren't on the
Idiot.
same level. That's fine, but their intelligence is still there, right? And
But
so
to articulate it in an entertaining way, which makes a successful
the fact that I have
podcaster.
these interests that bring me into these forays is one thing. Just like Dos Anjos here is getting
Stupid.
just
Is he getting
tagged
beat
with all
up?
kinds of dumbass shit.
he getting beat
But
up?
Why is he standing in the
getting
hole
hurt?
right
But
now?
I mean, it's 13 seconds left in the fight. He's
I mean,
been
you won
winning
the
every
fight.
round.
Move around.
RDA's been winning, but Moicano's going out.
By the
right
way,
now.
Moicano
does
has
Joe
touched
hate
him
me?
well.
Is Joe furious
Rogan?
at me?
Oh,
yeah.
my-
Oh, what'd you do?
Dude,
What did you
Josh,
do?
listen to this fucking story. He went to a Rogan stand-up show, which Rogan does fucking giant
He sure
theaters,
does.
arenas,
Sure does.
and
That guy
he
did a
had to
great
take a
job.
piss, so he walked out. When Rogan got on stage, he's like, "Dude, I know he saw me walk out." I'm like, as a comic who's done big venues, I can't see shit, dude. The lights are so bright, I can see the first 3 rows. After that,
Yeah, dude.
it could be sold out. I have no idea
For like
what's going on.
4 or 5 years, I was
Rogan
like,
did not.
Rogan
I
fucking hates
don't even
me.
need to ask him. I'm telling you,
I
you
was
didn't see
like-
it.
I
Yeah.
was like, oh, he hates me.
And not to
There's no doubt
mention,
about it.
he has a dick and a bladder too.
Yes,
So he kind of
yeah.
understands
Yeah,
that.
he wouldn't be mad at you.
If he
But
had
we were
a
like-
thing, he would be like, Matt,
We were like
Matthew.
We were like
Matthias,
Sit
why did you walk
down.
out on my
Yeah,
fucking
for
set? And
real.
you go like,
What if in the middle
you
of
go-
went, whoa, Matt, are you serious? I
Yeah.
give you fucking front row?
my pee
Kayla's
had
got
to
to poop.
dribble.
Yeah.
Kayla's got to poop. What do you
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to do?
Dude, how about last night? I put my mom at the Laugh Act. She's seen me do stand-up like 6 years. So I was second to last, and it was Chris D'Elia. Halfway through Chris's act, I'm in the green room. I see my mom pass through. I go, Mama, what are you doing? She goes, I sort of. She goes, I gotta take a shit. She goes, I've had 6 coffees.
floating
She
them.
goes, you think Chris knows I'm gonna go? No. And she goes, we're gonna get going. I was like, what the fuck? What's happening right now? Yeah.
Like, I'm motoring, bro.
Yeah.
I'm
That's the story-
motoring. I
story of my
got
life
stuff
right there,
happening.
buddy.
I got things in
She
motion.
goes,
I
she goes, I had 6 coffees. Can you still order the Uber now? I, was like, I guess, Mama. I guess.
Sure, Mom. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Fucking good scrap between these two, and you
For
know what?
Moicano on short notice, 5 rounds?
From
Killed it.
Moicano's tough as shit, but
The Makhachev would've been
RDA
the
just
fight.
had way too much in terms of alternative aspects to attack Moicano, using the double leg well.
He's been in there
keeping
with
him on-
everybody,
Yeah,
man.
he's great,
Well, for sure.
and you know
Veteran.
what? Big respect to Moicano.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Man, he did damage. Look at RDA, man. He's been in a fight.
It was stupid. It was stupid for Dos Anjos to stand there at the last minute
I
of the
can
fight.
agree with you, and I'm an expert on stupid.
Right? Like I understand, like you don't want to bail out, but why would you put yourself at risk? You won everything.
Josh,
Money, I guess.
how long before every champion's from Dagestan or Russia?
Oh,
What are we, 3 years out?
hungry as fuck.
What are we, 3
people.
years out?
Yeah, it's
And they're
getting
all
that way, yeah.
all so well versed in wrestling.
Yeah.
Dude,
Greco,
Hamzat,
throws.
even though he lives in Sweden, trains in Sweden, but he's Dagestani.
No, his beard just goes across the chin. You know?
Dude, he's a scary. And they just announced he's on the April 9th card against Gilbert Burns. After he beats Gilbert, who's ranked number 3, it's off to the fucking races, dude.
By the
He's
way,
a scary dude.
Speaking about bladders, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go empty mine real quick.
Go get it, buddy.
Do it,
Yeah,
man.
no,
We'll hold it
I'm glad
down.
I've got that support from you guys.
Yeah, we got you. We're not Rogan here. We're not gonna shame you. Yeah, not that Rogan does.
Sit down.
Rogan has the bladder of a camel. Have you never done Rogan's show?
No, never.
Dude, it'll be, and he's like, you want coffee, whiskey? I'm hydrating, and I'm like,
Right.
oh, I'm gonna piss my pants, and I've never seen him take a pee break.
He just gets
ever.
up and goes, huh?
We'll do companions. They're 5 hours.
Yeah.
We talked so long, my eyes are like I can't. You know when you talk to someone so long, your eyes get all fucked up. I was like, dude, I have to. How do you not pee? He's like, I don't know. He has the
Fucking
bladder of a
solid.
fucking camel,
Dude,
man.
like forever how old he is, that dude is a fucking killer. Like you watch his workouts, you see what his body does, how he eats. Like that dude is a fucking machine.
Physically, yeah, sure, you're a monster, savage. But as far as comedy and his podcast, he's doing 5 shows, 3 hours long a day, and you're talking.
He's such a workhorse.
Monday through. Yeah, I pride myself on being a workhorse, but compared to him,
Yeah.
I'm fucking.
I mean, well, there's no better mentor to have. Like in your game and what you're doing, there's absolutely no better person to watch his work ethic, watch how he succeeds, and he's so hyper successful, and yet at the same time he still works like he's a peasant.
Correct.
Like I mean,
Savage.
it's so dope, man. And like there's so much you see of him that is so admirable, right? And the way he conducts himself, and the way like he's humble as fuck. And if something came up and he's like, hey man, like. If you got your feelings hurt, that's my perspective on something. Like,
But
it's not the
he's also
gospel to
never.
you.
He's like the thing I love about him most is he's so open-minded. So if
Yeah.
you came in with one perspective and he had a hard stance on something, and you go, "Well, you never thought about this and this," he's like, "Yeah, fuck, you're right."
Yeah.
Like that's the way intelligent people work. You're not going to die on a hill when someone's giving you facts.
Yeah, if you do, you're just stupid. That's it.
Yeah, but also the way the media has treated him. You know, I have this art my boy R. Baines made here.
That's dope.
Yeah, Public Enemy #1 have all these guns pointed at Rogan. It's fucking.
That's great. That's awesome, by the way.
Dude, the guy posted it, and someone's like, "Do you see this art in Rogan?" I hit the artist up. I'm like, "Dude, I want the original. Give me the 1 of 1.
Yeah.
Fucking ship it. Whatever it costs, send it to me right now."
That's dope.
We just got it in, but
That's great. Is that pencil?
yeah, I don't know how he did it. Paint? I don't paint.
That's
Fucking
dope.
paintbrush? I don't
Whatever.
know. The
Whatever.
guy's a
That's
fucking
awesome.
savant.
Hey, good job, Baines.
Yeah, he's a fucking monster. But after seeing the way the media has portrayed him and treated him, I'm out. I'm out. The way social media and all that stuff has done him. I was already out to begin with social media, but as far as the way like the mainstream has portrayed him,
Well,
I'm
dude,
out.
like I firmly, but I can't remember if we talked about this before, but like I really firmly do believe that social media was the beginning of the end of the world. It was the beginning
Yeah, it's not
of
good.
the drastic polarization of the world, and it was the beginning of everybody becoming negative
something you'd
and
say.
critical for sure. Like negativity and critical and
You're right. You
and
gave everyone a voice, whether or not they should have one, whether they should be expressing it at that time, and whether or not that they had the foundational understanding of any given situation that they should weigh into it. Really it became more about getting likes and retweets.
That's it.
And just like
But-
trying
but-
to dunk on things.
but it's
and-
also what gets likes and retweets is negativity. If you
That's it.
say
Well,
Joe Rogan's the
we're
best
geared-
comedian of all
we're
time,
geared-
you're
we're
not going to
geared
get
towards that. So
our brain are
well,
yes.
they've done studies on the media
Correct.
and studies on human beings that negativity will get a more positive neurological response than positivity.
Yeah.
that's so
So,
wild.
the,
So we're
the
conditioned
news
to that.
runs. Of course, because think of it evolutionarily. The things that are dangerous to you are the things that you're going to be more aware of and give more care, more caution, more interest to.
But
than the things that you're not.
that's what the mainstream media is too. Like think about all the stuff that they want clicks on.
course.
So it's you would think right now like we're so divisive and everything's terrible and the cartel and war and all this stuff. And it's so divisive when really it's not.
It's
It's
not.
not that polarized.
Well, Yeah, the world's not really
It
like
only
that.
takes a little bit
America's not.
of people being in the actual personal presence of one another
Agree.
for that to change. When you actually have to look, it's like the car theory, right? So you're driving around a car, someone does whatever, and you're cursing and swearing, and you're saying everything about them and everything about their ancestors that
Referring
you
to,
could
like,
ever think of. And then all of a
roid
sudden,
rage.
you actually have to see that person. If someone does something in your person,
Totally different animal.
no.
Yeah. You probably won't even say anything.
Nope.
Yeah.
Although
for sure.
there's times where I've been like, fuck, I don't want to. It's like,
Yep.
okay,
Yeah.
are we going to have a problem right now?
Right.
Does anybody fuck with you, Josh?
No.
Never.
No. And people are like,
It's
oh, they
that
know who you
beard.
are. I go,
It's
no.
the beard.
I'm D-list. So nobody knows who the fuck I am.
You
But-
are not D-list, sir.
But I think the difference is that if I speak to someone in that tone, if I approach them about something that could be
Volatile.
lead to violence, because all conversations have violence at their base. Violence is the golden rule. Violence is the thing in which all human interaction stems from. That's at the base of it.
Interesting.
Because you can
Well, that's a really loaded take.
well, you can communicate to all levels, right?
Everyone
But,
knows-
but,
everyone
but in terms
understands
of,
violence.
as soon as I say A, you say B,
Uh,
if we can find no common ground, at some point there is an understanding that violence could be the only solution
settles
left.
this.
And
The
that's
issue is that
all courtesies, all considerations,
Yeah.
all like historical, societal courtesies built from whatever society you want to come from across all historical time, even built into religious tomes, are as an understanding that violence is at its root.
is an option. Yeah, I don't hate what you're saying. I just never thought of it before.
So in any
Super
case,
War Master.
when I speak to someone, and that's potentially where we're headed with this, I do it in such a way that I say, well, I'm fully engaged, and that's fine, and I don't mind.
I'd
And
be
that's the
fucking
thing where they're like,
terrified.
no, because most people, they don't want to actually engage in violence. What they want is to save face in such a way so that whatever that confrontation is, be it in a bar, whatever, it's like, well, you see, I told him I could fuck him up, and blah, 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 and then we get separated. And, if we'd really fought, it's because at the end of the day, even an animal knows that. So when people like to go on about like alpha wolves and all this kind of stuff, well, alphas don't fight
Right.
unless they absolutely have to.
Yep.
Because if you get in a fight as an animal, you get maimed, hurt, injured, whatever, that could take you not only out of the gene pool entirely because
die.
you could die
Yeah.
from infection or all these other things, or you could be so lamed that you're no longer alpha, and now some other beta is going to come up and take your spot. And so even we're not any different from any animal all that much besides, will and consciousness, but we still have some of these internal instincts ourselves. And that is, look, if we go out and we get into a fight and we get injured, and even you can even think of societal pressures, like, well, if I get into a fight, maybe I can get arrested, maybe
Sued.
there's all these other things. Suing is fun. When people get really mouthy about, well, I'll just sue you. I go, well, you'll be suing me from a fucking, if you're going to sue me over this, then you'll sue me from a wheelchair. I'll break your spine. I'll make sure your dick never works.
If you're
Like,
gonna
I'll
sue me,
take
I'm
your
making it
eye
work.
out.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going
gonna
to
make it
I'm gonna
worth it.
take your eye out, and I'll
Right.
leave you one so you can see the wreckage that you've become.
Yeah, enjoy your lawsuit with
Yeah.
one eye.
Yeah, exactly. So you can
fucking love
see
it.
yourself in a mirror every day to see what a pathetic little sack of shit I've turned you into.
Could you imagine if you heard somebody say that to you? I'd be like, holy shit.
I told a guy, I
Be like,
told
"Be
a group
cool,
of people
man.
once.
Be cool,
I
dog."
told a group
This
of
is simple fuck you
people
would've
once.
been
I
great,
said,
man.
you better call some friends because you don't have enough people here right now to save your ass. Or I've told people like, well, I can call a cop. Like, go ahead. They'll never get here in time. They couldn't stop me anyways.
They're not gonna make it in time, man.
Yeah. By the time I'm done with you, there's not going to be anything left.
Yeah.
And
I'm
when
gonna
they
call
show
some
up,
friends. He's all.
if I still want to
4
keep
of
going,
us.
they're not stopping me.
Yeah, if I'm going to jail, I'm going to earn it.
I
buddy.
got fucking booked on some dumbass shit once way back in the day, like totally stupid nonsense thing. I didn't even know you could go to jail for this. And I remember I get up out of the car, I'm taking my jacket, and the cop's got his taser ready and all this. He's like, sir, sir, sir. And I just turn over my shoulder, I look at him, I go, that's not a good idea. And I just took my jacket off, put it in the car.
Jesus Christ! I'll tell you what is a good idea: using Manscaped.
What
hate
a
doing these in
killer
front of the
segue.
War Master.
Like, that was such a smooth
Thank you,
segue,
sir.
though.
Yeah, I've been doing this a while.
It's a
I'll tell you-
great idea because when you're in the pen
Dude,
and the smoothness
when
of
you're in
your
a pinch,
nutsack
man,
it
when you're in the
depends on
pinch,
it.
and by pinch I mean the shower, you need our friends at Manscaped. They have the routine for you, the all-new Ultra Premium Collection.
They
This
would
is an
approve also
all-in-one
of the,
hygiene skin and hair
the
bundle.
non-natural cork.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Is designed to upgrade the everyday man's shower routine from head to toe. Your skin, hair, and balls deserve this. Save big by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code CFC. We got it all. The Latheron Cologne Infused Ultra Premium Body Wash.
Ultra
The-
premium.
Yes.
Aloe
2-in-1
vera and
shampoo,
sea salt.
dude.
That sea salt is exfoliating.
Dude, 2-in-1
That aloe vera
shampoo.
rubs you up.
Dude, we got body odor stuff to protect you from. We got freaking hydrating body moisturizer spray. Apply the Manscaped lip balm.
Yep.
What? You got ashy lips? Not
Aluminum-free
today.
deodorant because aluminum reduces your testosterone. True fact.
There you
True
go.
facts. That's in most.
Good thing I don't wear it.
Oh, you don't wear deodorant?
I don't wear deodorant.
Oh, you're the Henry Rollins type.
Oh,
He's
there
like
we
he
go.
wants his natural pheromones
Yeah.
out there
That's what it
influencing
is.
the women.
Hey, listen, I'm trying to put
no
babies
wonder
in
I'm
women
already
over
half
here.
chub right around you. You know?
Yeah,
I've
that's
been
what it
rock
is.
hard this entire show.
Yeah, I saw those little somethings you got
Yeah,
there,
what's
kid,
up,
you
man?
know?
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code CFC at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code CFC at manscaped.com. It's time to get wet and clean with your new Manscaped shower routine. All right, main event, boys. Masvidal, Colby Covington.
going
Can't
Kobe.
love both of these guys more.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that people have their opinions on both these guys for things that they say outside of the ring, but
I never
honestly,
care about that.
me neither. Because I never met Covington, but I must.
Great guy. You would love him.
George is my boy,
Yeah.
and
I think
nothing
everybody
against,
loves
nothing against
Masvidal.
but Masvidal been solid from day one. And when he was in Strikeforce, I would say this motherfucker is no one to be fucked with, no one to treat lightly, no one to.
And isn't it great
overlook.
to see him? You know, he's the third highest paid fighter in the UFC now.
Good.
Is he
Just
really?
signed- yeah,
That's
good.
so dope.
He
Good
signed
for
a new
him.
contract. Yeah.
Good, you know,
I did-
anytime you can make $50 and 100, it's good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just fucking with UFC. Don't
No,
get
but
me.
he,
Don't get mad at me.
This fight, people always ask me what to bet on. This one's tough because they know each other so well. You know how it is when you fight
Yeah,
friends. It's
Well,
just, I'm like, dude,
Masvidal's got to work
Kobe's
behind
such
his
a
range,
good
and he's got to
wrestler.
stay on his bike
Yeah.
until because Colby is volume, pressure, intensity, and gas tank.
yes, guests for gays.
So
days.
it's not a matter of
gonna
whether
say
or not
days.
George is in shape or not. But if I'm a betting man, I'm going to say it's not worth putting that to task against Covington.
No.
It just isn't because that's where Covington excels.
Agree. The bet I liked was I think Masvidal plus 350 to win by KO because if he's gonna win, he's not winning by decision.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
He has to finish it.
And
with a
he is
flying
a one
knee.
hitter quitter, but not so much,
Not so
and Covington's hard to take out.
Hey,
one,
man.
he's never happened as far as I know.
And remember, like, and
TKO by
obviously
Usman.
he's a great wrestling pedigree. Marty absolutely got out on both of them.
Yes.
Right? Marty got out on both of them.
But that's what's weird to me is people are like,
Marty's
oh,
big, and Marty has such a good. He's hard to take. So Colby wants to take him down, right?
Yeah.
Covington's trying to get that takedown. Marty is such a stud on the wall
Yeah, dude.
that he's hard to deal with, and he's a solid defensive wrestler.
and he started working Trevor Whitman, so his boxing.
yeah, with
really good.
Masvidal.
Dude, Trevor's killing it, dude.
With Masvidal,
Yeah.
now it's the opposite. Now you've got Usman, using his wrestling skills to stifle Masvidal and keep that out of the realm of just a pure striking match.
There you go,
Yeah.
Jorge Masvidal, KO TKO plus 400.
Nice.
Wow, that's the bet to make for sure,
Yeah, I mean,
Plus
if
400,
you're trying
that's
to make
great.
money, yeah, plus 400, bet 100, win 400.
dude. I don't bet on sports because I would
Me
lose
neither.
everything, dude.
Nah,
Everything.
I'm not-
do you?
not in.
you
I do.
do you
The only
really?
thing I bet on is I'll go if I'm in Vegas. I'll go to the biggest
Titties.
progressive. No, that loses money. that is
a bet you
guaranteed to
never
drain
win.
your.
Yeah,
you don't
that's a
ever
bet
get
you
out
never
ahead on
win,
that
yeah.
one.
Sorry, I tried.
Yeah, I like where your head's
I
at.
go to the biggest progressive jackpot.
the slots.
Fucking slot machine.
Yeah.
I put $100 in it. I run it. And I go. If I'm lucky, I don't want to be lucky for 5-10 grand. Like what's the fucking
No, I
point of
wanna
that?
hit big.
Right.
I want to be lucky
Go
for
big or
like
go
3
home.
million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah,
No,
agree.
no
I
need.
can't fault that logic. But I tell you what, you should be the logic master.
Yeah, the Logic Master. That's
You
your
know
new
what I'm
name.
saying?
As you're getting older, the
That's how it
Logic
goes.
Master.
That's what we're gonna slide down to.
Experience Master. Yeah.
I mean, you're fucking us up with some truth today, Josh.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
That's why he's here.
Like, yeah.
yeah. I mean, this is what people on fucking Fight Companion are interested. They're like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get Moldovan Romanian history.
Dude, when he came out and broke up geography, I was like, fuck this, man. I was watching TV for a while. Like,
man.
you're talking about gears and
Yeah.
carbon dioxide things. I was
You
like,
just
sweet.
me,
That's
Brian, and Chris just bullshitting about octopus.
all right, so listen, who takes it?
If gun to the head, I know
I'm going
Masvidal's your
George.
boy. I'm going Colby.
I'm going George.
I love both of them,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm closer with Colby. I think he's the best welterweight
it.
in the world.
Minus the ice.
Really?
Then
All right.
add the ice.
Okay.
I only saying that
I'm gonna
because
drink again.
it's gonna get smokier from the
Without
water
ice.
from the ice. So I just want you to try it without the ice, just to
Okay.
give it a taste.
Listen, I'm gonna be totally honest with you, Josh. I got drunk as fuck at breakfast today.
Oh, what a
yeah.
surprise! What a surprise! It was probably all on the White Claws.
Yeah. So no,
White
it was,
Claws and
it was beers.
expired
APAs.
Zimas.
yeah, it was IPAs, and I
At,
didn't realize.
Peddler's Fork, right? That's my
Yeah,
spot.
yeah.
I get my bikes fixed there.
Well, it's a
Yeah.
great place, and I
Yeah.
got hammered. I mean, I'm fucking blasted at breakfast, and I was like, do I gotta do a podcast? I have to go home and pass out. Picked up some chick named Tessa, like
Where at Peddler's
at
Fork?
Peddler's, yeah, like at 8 o'clock in the
Where's
morning.
Peddler's Cove?
It was two
Peddler's
chicks.
Fork is in Calabasas.
Oh,
They-
okay.
They have 10-speed coffee there, but I road bike all the time. But I fix my bikes there.
Are you just trying to get giant legs?
I gotta do something so I don't fucking.
No, you're right.
Yes,
You're right.
so I
You're
don't
right.
get-
Yeah, here's something
On
that people
stage,
won't
I-
understand. By the way, I'm just going to speak specifically for these two, and they can tell me if I'm wrong or not. They lived a life, and you need to understand this. They lived a life of being a fucking high level athlete. Fuck you and about talking about their records and who they won or lost against.
Sure.
No, they went through football at a serious level.
Yeah.
They went and took it all the way to as far as it can go. That's a commitment.
Yes.
That is literally a lifestyle choice.
Yes.
It really is.
Yeah.
You get on the other end of this. Oh, and then they go UFC, right? They go to become professional MMA fighters. Again, you get on the end of this, and there's a party that wants to go like, so we're done with that, right?
I know.
Like we could just kind of sloth around a bit,
You're like a greyhound.
but you really need to keep it going.
You have to.
You really do.
You have to find
because
something.
exactly.
You have to find something, man.
That's where I'm.
You have
I'm-
to channel that energy into something.
Into Tessa.
yeah.
Yeah.
well,
to have kids.
Very pointed.
Tessa,
Very pointed energy.
we
It's
gotta
like
call Kayla
very-
first, Tessa, and see if that's acceptable.
But you did say you picked up a girl.
I
Okay, picked her up.
So I don't.
It's a live show too.
Yeah,
I mean, hey,
we can't edit that out, man.
no, I'm not. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
do you
just-
want to
Oh,
text
no,
her
you should
about
check
this?
your phone right
Yeah.
now.
Let me see if I
Absolutely.
got it.
No,
She's
maybe
watching this
paying
right now.
attention, Yeah.
See, we got a text here.
Yeah, but Matt's a smart enough guy where he
I
knows.
literally, I just got a text from Kayla. Boy.
And you're just like, well, you know what you're getting to.
I'm just trying. I'm fucking around. I'm with the guys.
Yes, love.
Yeah, we were hanging out.
with the guys.
Yeah, you know.
At 9:30.
Boy, he's not lying. Yeah, she misspelled it B-O-U and then B-O-Y.
Yeah, she corrected herself.
Yeah,
Like, hold on, bitch.
Put the asterisks
Yeah.
next to it.
That's
like,
what she did.
I'm gonna correct this. I'll talk to text.
You like, I was trying to make Josh laugh, man. You're just fucking around.
Hey, it's just a joke, honey.
Yeah.
Don't check text records. Hey,
Josh intimidated me with his big words.
his geography knowledge, it overwhelmed me.
Yeah.
I couldn't help it.
His Romania geography fucked me up.
Yeah.
I think Colby wins. I think that Colby's just going to have so much pressure that it's
gonna wear him out?
It's going to be frustrating.
I mean,
Unless
there's
Jorge
potential
gets
for
off
that.
on him with a knee or something like that and
Well,
knocks him
you know,
out.
George is so calm when
Yeah,
he fights.
dude.
No,
How
I
many
mean,
fights he's had?
I talked to
dude?
him and Gil Melendez after they fought separately, and I told Gil, I go, man, if he'd have stayed on the low kicks, you were in a world of hurt. And he goes, I know that, and luckily he didn't.
He got away from it. Yeah.
And Gil was able to get his hands going and get his penetration steps into his and the takedowns and everything. And I told George, I go, why'd you stop low kicking him? And he goes, well, I go, you fucked up. You had him. You had him.
What's interesting about Jorge too is remember how big Kimbo Slice was with those
Yes.
backyard fights. Jorge's in most of those.
That's
videos.
right. He started off fighting.
He was like
in those
17.
backyard fights. I
and he
mean,
has
that's
a
a guy
long
that
ponytail,
wants to
dude.
fucking fight.
Yeah.
Yes. He is.
I love Jorge.
Game Bred is a perfect nickname for him, and I love Dan Lambert and all of those ATT cats. So
I
Dan
just
Lambert
love
was
that-
great, man.
Yeah, he's a great
I've
dude.
always liked Dan Lambert a whole lot.
I don't know.
tells you how
I
it is.
know of him.
Solid guy.
Dude, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
It's
Do you think he likes America?
It's fascinating with Colby. Obviously, he took this hard Trump stance and all that stuff. It's also brilliant, man.
Oh,
I
dude,
mean,
he
being
positions himself really well.
polarizing is going to get you interest, no matter what.
Indifference, right?
But he's
Yeah,
the
of
best
course.
welterweight on the planet, not named Kamaru Usman. Like if Kamaru was born 10 years later,
And
he's
the
your
last
champion.
fight was a fucking knockdown
Dude.
dog fight.
Dog
Dog
I would watch him
fight.
fight every weekend, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Take my fucking money.
And Usman, never met the guy, but
Great
seems
guy.
like a solid
He's
Yeah,
a
hell
really
yeah,
good
great
dude, man.
guy.
He's
Yeah.
a really good dude. I think that he got a taste of the machine, and then once he got a taste of the machine, was like,
This is
Okay.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good
Did you
point.
hear
I
what-
called,
but-
you know, when Ronda finally blew up, her fighting was enough, right? But that wasn't doing it. It was getting in what I also call it the machine. Once you get into the PR stuff, you go on Ellen, they just softball you all this stuff,
Yeah.
whatever. It's like that was the thing that made her a household name and put those pay-per-views out because her fighting capability
Yeah.
was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, that wasn't doing. You had to do the personal
Yeah.
PR. You
Yeah.
had to be in the PR machine,
Yeah,
right? You had to have these
relatable.
fucking PR girls
It'll
or
eat you up,
gals,
man.
guys
It'll
like
eat you
doing the
up.
whole deal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
heavy lies the crown, man. Because
Yeah.
a lot of champions love all that PR stuff, and then a lot of them hate
well, a
it.
lot of people love it
it's-
until they have it, right? Until they have to do it, and then once you have to do it, and you get flown around the world, and you don't have time to rest.
Did
or
you hear
don't
what
have time to
Khabib
train.
said? Because Makachev, he was getting ready for his main event, and they
Yeah.
were like, they have the camera on him, and they asked him to do another interview. He's like, another one? And Khabib goes, hey, this can all stop. Just lose. Just lose. And you don't have to do this anymore. Just lose.
Really?
Yeah. It's so true. He's like, just lose. You don't have to
It's
worry
true.
about this.
And
he
there-
goes,
there-
this is really simple.
There's an
Just lose.
understanding of what you can allow yourself to give away and what you can't. And you need someone by your side. And that for a fighter, and I would say like Ronda's a good example of this. And I've talked to Travis about this. I go, she needed somebody by her side
Agree.
to guide her through this
Agree.
because she could get the most out of it without having to succumb to this shit.
Agree.
And the machine, by the way, doesn't care when you fall out of it.
No.
At all, because there'll be another person.
another
And so
call,
the
they'll jump in there.
Machine's
machine
waiting
will
for the
use
next.
up Ronda
Yes.
until she's got nothing left and then be like, we don't give a fuck anymore.
Yep,
Like
yep.
there's zero love.
And that's
all
why
those
she didn't
people
do
that she
interviews.
met.
Before that man Nunes, she was like, I'm not doing press, man.
No, she
More
was
power
smart
to
with
her.
that.
Yeah.
No, she's smart with that.
Ronda's, again, there's few
Ronda's the
fighters with
Terminator.
IQ.
Ooh,
And
good job.
by
Hey,
putting
he-
her into positions
he fought his
without
ass
the
off on
right
that.
people to back her up is almost kind of criminal. Like
Yeah.
she's the Terminator,
Good knee slide.
and she's great at it, and
She's a very
she's
smart
just
girl.
a smart person.
Very smart.
But this kind of bullshit world fucks with a person like that.
No matter who you are.
Exactly.
who you are.
Like
Whether it's Hollywood or
exactly
or fighting
No,
or
no,
sports, it's going to
she
eat
got,
you up, man.
She got served up some shit
Yeah.
that nobody prepped her for, and she
Well, she
fell
was the
victim
first
to it.
one. She was the first one.
Yes.
Nobody saw the machine like Ronda did, right?
Yes.
Because she didn't know. Nobody had any idea what was behind the curtain
No.
until Ronda was like, okay, I get it now. And Ronda figured out after a while how to play the game.
Yeah.
And she played it perfectly for her.
But she went a little bit into the Mayweather
darkness?
territory. The
Yeah.
Mayweather territory where it's like, well,
Love her, hate her.
and
Yeah.
it's like she's got so much more than that. Like
How bad is
she's so much more of a person than is just a soundbite.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart, man.
She's
Yeah,
a great person.
Sweetheart.
To
Yeah.
Ronda.
And, yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And
Yeah, greatest to ever do it.
fantastic.
Yes,
Incredible.
agree.
This is incredible that Colby has gotten this takedown
Early.
and is stuck to him. Now,
I thought-
Masvidal is such a vet that I'm sure he's calm as fuck right now and A-okay. But even still, the problem with this is there's only 5-minute rounds.
Correct.
When I was at the end of the deal with Cormier, I'm thinking, if we keep going, I can't wait for the next round. This motherfucker doesn't even want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was only
Oh,
3.
whoops, that's 5. He's won enough rounds.
Yeah, that's what
I've
that's the game.
lost.
Yeah,
God damn it, Dan.
and that's the sport.
God damn it, Danny.
Yeah.
Danny Cormier, big
Yeah.
old Danny C. You god cocksucking son of a bitch.
And that's
Fucking
where the
winning.
sport comes into it.
Yeah, no, I mean, when I look back, when I think back on it, I'm like, this motherfucker and all his Olympic wrestling, fucking knowing when he scored, how he
smart
scored,
dude.
what the time is.
Yep.
God.
Especially
And
not
then
much
now,
experience.
he's tough
Yeah.
as shit.
You know what? What else? Let's talk about this. If we're going to talk about Dan Cormier, I feel like every time I talk about him, I want to talk about fucking Anthony Johnson and how Anthony hit him with that straight right and literally launched him across the damn cage.
Yeah.
And he kept his composure.
choked
He
him
didn't
out.
trip and just stayed on. Cormier is the consummate professional all the time.
He's
he knows
game. He's a
dude,
gamesman guy. Now
He's-
he's not an annihilator,
Yeah.
but he is a gamesmanship dude. He knows strategy. He knows how to hang in there. He is a guy that will compete with you at every level. That motherfucker will compete with you about anything.
Anything.
Oh, you know how to do a podcast?
Yep.
Well, I'll you do 3 cameras. I'll do 4.
Correct.
I'll do that. He will
Ultimate
compete about
competitor. Yeah.
everything. And
You know why he's not on the broadcast tonight? Because his mom passed away. Her funeral's today.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's why
tough, dude.
Bisping's in there. Yeah,
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
tough.
hey,
Oh, shit. That was a hard elbow.
good elbows.
Daniel, rest in peace to your mom.
Yeah, it's
she
terrible.
obviously put a lot of effort into helping you and raise you, and you got to be hurting right now.
Yeah.
But I'm just sending nothing but love. I'm going to send you a text when we leave.
Now think about his mom passed away, and then also he's really close with Kane.
Yeah.
And then so
Oh,
Kane's
that
up
whole
too.
Kane.
So
Oh.
Yeah.
it's tough
Okay.
for DC right now, man.
Yeah, that's a tough go, man. I called Luke.
If guys are out there on Twitter, guys and gals, send him some love.
Yeah. Be
Simply
nice. Be
don't
nice to
for
DC.
nothing that you
Yeah.
need to get out of anything. Simply do this simply for the selfless act
Yep.
of helping somebody when they're going through a tough time, and it's not about reciprocation either. He will be appreciated, and you know what? I'll for my own sake say, like, for all of you out there when you're going through these kind of tough things, I don't need to say it, but I understand. And I'm with you too. We're all in this together. We're all trying to make it through this world
Yep.
one way or the other.
Yep.
We all have the same struggles. All 3 of us, we know what depression is. We know what anxiety is. We know what all these
Correct.
things are.
Correct.
And we know what it means to suffer through things. But the ultimate thing at the end of the day is you have to overcome that suffering. And it's
Yep.
gonna sometimes it has to come from the help
Yeah.
of someone else
Others,
from
yeah.
outside.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, but you can do it. We can all do it. We've all been there. Trust in the
Remember
process.
DC too. He's gone through some tough times because I think he had a daughter pass away
Yes.
as well.
Yeah, he
too.
did.
No, so-
Yeah.
yeah,
You're
that was
talking,
tough,
you're talking
man.
about a tough fucking dude.
Talking about that, just it reminded me, a good buddy of mine, when I told him about what really happened with Kane and the situation behind it, the first thing he said was, okay, we need to find out where he's at so we can put money on his books. We need to make his life as comfortable as
I
possible.
think Derek Brunson did a GoFundMe.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay, and all that money goes to go in the books?
Yeah, I
Right.
think he's raised $100,000. I talked
Has
to
he really?
yeah, I
That's
talked
great.
to a lawyer and that he was like the paying the attorney fees is gonna help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like, you gotta hope this thing goes to trial, man.
So
It's
goes,
going to be expensive.
That's
no
what
matter
he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like to me.
and I think
very-
anybody that's a parent or just has a conscience knows, hey, man, this shit's got to, like, vigilante justice isn't the answer, but you can't send somebody to prison for protecting his family like
I
that.
saw someone wrote a good article, and I can't imagine what Kane felt, the rage that he felt. But someone wrote a good article just saying like yes, free Kane, but also by his actions, no matter what happens, he's going away. No matter what.
Yeah, he's going to do time.
Yeah, 100%.
Of some sort. Yeah.
So this article was saying, I forget who wrote it. I think it was MMA Mania or MMA Junkie. But he's saying that the shame is because of these actions, now that 4-year-old who obviously was molested, whatever, is going to grow up without a father now. So it's like that molester.
And a 13-year-old, when she needs her dad the most.
Pedophile's going to miss out on a dad and also have this, baggage of being molested. So it's like.
Again, it goes back to what I said. Like, this is civilizational incompatible. You can't fuck with kids. The domino effect is too much.
You fuck their life up forever. Dude.
Well, you fuck the family up forever.
Effect.
Like you don't just fuck everything up.
Like
the whole family. This sounds terrible. God, I hate saying this, but like the whole family dies at that moment. Like the kid has issues and will have issues, but the whole family is gonna have like fucking forever. Oh, and that's what I said. Like I would have tried to
around the pedophile.
I would have tried to be cool.
That person,
I would have snuck in and killed that entire.
Well, his dad got shot.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Like even, and I'm not saying.
I'm assuming the dad's a scumbag too, though.
Probably to let him be around. Yeah,
but think about having your son being a pedophile and it's your son.
I mean, what do you do?
I didn't think multiple time pedophile too, like not just like, hey Bobby, just.
I mean, there's no aspect of this. It's already been bad.
Yeah,
it just goes bad on so many levels.
I don't know how you do it, but I only let 3 people watch my kids.
Nobody watches my kids.
Nobody else can.
Yeah,
grandma, grandpa.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Grandma, grandpa, and then we have a caretaker.
When my kids were young,
caretaker.
That's it. That's the reason why. That's one of the reasons why I stayed in.
Shut off, fellas.
I stayed in with my job as long as I did with fighting, like because I never liked fighting. Like I love competition.
Yeah, you didn't really seem like someone that was like, oh, I love getting socked in the face.
Yeah. You're not gonna tell Stitch, let me die in there.
Yeah, like it's not my go, right? I love competing, but like, fighting's not my thing. But like there was so much time and did the whole.
No, look, it's an ESPN issue.
Wow, they crashed.
They'll get it fixed ASAP.
Now.
They got the mouse on it right
Thanks
now. Donald Duck kicked out the fucking BNC connector.
Says, thanks for your patience. Also, thanks for $80.
I know, right? What the but like I can't remember what the hell we were just talking about.
Kids. Pedophiles watching kids.
So like I wouldn't let anybody watch my kids. But the reason that I liked my job so much when I stayed in the UFC was because I was a stay-at-home dad. So when they go to school or whatever, when they were young, I was home, right? It wasn't a situation. Or I like Tina at the time. Yeah, Tina would be able to be home with the kids.
I love this.
Else. I had to think like
Tina.
time frame.
Yeah, it's Tina.
Yeah,
Tina.
You're gonna get another text, Matt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really,
boy. Boy.
Sometimes I'll screw up, man. And I'll be saying something, and I'll be talking to Kayla, like, "Hey, see," and she'll be like, "I fucking heard that."
Do you blame it on CT?
Oh, dude,
like my CT's flaring up, babe.
I get punched in a place for a living.
Yeah.
Place.
The CT's flaring up, babe.
Oh God, it was bad, man.
Ooh.
Covington's been landing a decent amount on the feet.
It's the volume. It's the volume of Covington.
Has not really been.
No,
there.
he's not being able to get off. And then also, Covington's not shooting from far out where those knees are an issue. He's closing the gap.
Honestly, Masvidal should not be getting touched with right hands from Covington.
No,
totally in an orthodox stance. No, don't go on to. Okay.
That's not a
good
call.
I mean, front quarter, that's great, but what are you doing with it? Get
Now
away from the fence. Get away
there.
from the fence.
Now your feet are stuck.
You're taken
now
down.
you're getting
you're gonna get taken down, dude.
God damn it.
That's what I did.
Fuck, George.
That's what I felt. I sprawled against Bader, and then like I felt him that just kept
creeping up.
I never felt the urgency of a shot like that before.
Have either of you ever trained with Bobby Lashley?
Yes.
Did he shoot from like 8,000 feet away?
Dude.
And you went like, ha ha.
No, you're down.
He was a Denver guy.
He was a Denver guy. He trained with me
That's
for
my boy.
years.
I used to train him for his fights.
That's
and
my
corner him
guy.
and everything. Yeah.
That's my guy. Smallest head in the world.
That's my guy.
That's my guy.
That's my guy.
Smallest head, smallest ears in
ears.
the world.
Yeah.
Jacked, dude. We had Nate Marquardt, Shane Carwin, GSP, you name it. I've never seen him get taken down. Todd Duffy, everybody.
Yeah.
I've never seen Bobby Lashley on his back. Ever.
I've taken Bobby down.
I was gonna say, I bet you got him down
I have,
with a different animal.
and
you have to
I
do some shit,
never let it go. He's got
took
more
Bobby down, didn't
he's
you?
got more takedowns against me than I've gotten against him. But I fucking rub it in.
Have you trained
so
with him?
hard?
I have a scar on my back to this day. It's because he had long fingernails, and we were wrestling. He was trying to get me down. I was defending it, and he just scratched my back. And I was all sweaty. Like in the moment, my coach goes, "Dude, it looks like Wolverine scratched your fucking back."
Dude.
My entire trunk's
fucking
red.
Bobby. This
Such a good
guy
athlete.
was training at the gym. He goes, I watched him change levels from like 10 feet
shit.
away, and I thought, yeah, good. Oh God,
Yeah,
no,
freak.
he's right there.
Freak. Stupid strong.
I knocked his tooth out.
No.
With a knee?
No, he ducked. I was fucking tagging him. He ducked into he ducked in with his head down, and I changed levels, and he fucking caught it
head.
on the top of my head and
Oh,
popped his tooth out.
no.
Of course, he guilted the shit out of me, and I'm
Oh,
like,
for sure,
fucking
dude.
Bob, come on, man.
if-
I'm just trying to help you out. He's like, yeah, help me into a fucking dental bill. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Dude,
come on.
if he started MMA younger and focused on MMA, world champion.
I love Bobby.
World
Bobby
champion.
is, and he's I've got to
Great
pro
guy.
wrestle him a couple times. Amazing pro wrestler.
He's in the
amazing,
WWE?
Yes,
Is
amazing.
he a champion?
Man.
I don't know
He's
WWE.
a champion. Yeah,
Is he?
no, he's great.
Josh,
Uh,
explain this to me. I don't understand. You're the perfect guy for this job. I don't understand the infatuation. I don't understand why people like grown men are so into WWE.
have you ever watched a Marvel movie?
No, that's not my thing.
Have
I
you
can't
watched
stand it.
any? Okay, name a movie.
But
Have you ever
you-
watched Schwarzenegger films?
When I was a kid, yes.
Yeah.
But now
Die
as,
Hard?
as a grown man.
You,
as a grown
I'm
man?
just saying. Do you watch
It's
things
the
that have the
entertainment.
heroic journey?
Sure.
That's all it is. It is the culmination.
It's a male soap opera.
Sort of. It's not. It's just that pro wrestling is a microcosm of society contained in a ring. It is overcoming, struggling, all these things.
There's a heel. There's a hero.
A face, yeah. It is basically, and often a lot of external elements from politics and society at large and global elements will all blend themselves into that. Wow.
Dude, Kobe is really
in on
on
that
his
single.
game, buddy. He's putting so much
And
pressure.
you've always loved it, Josh. Like how did you get in
Always. Oh,
WWE?
I watched the WWF, AWA, and then started seeing the UWF shoot style stuff from Japan, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and just got really into it.
And you love it.
Well, and all the catch guys all have a lineage back to professional wrestling that I trained under. Matt Hume.
Gotch, right?
Gotch.
Yeah.
Or Robinson, Billy Robinson. So Billy Robinson I got to train with directly
You know
under
Billy
him
Robinson was?
in Japan.
Fucking.
And then with Carl Gotch, I got to train a little bit with him in Florida. But also Matt Hume trained under Masa Funaki and Minoru Suzuki, who trained under Gotch.
But isn't it weird for you, Josh, to go from this bare knuckle fight with this Mongolian savage with tattoos all over his
Yeah.
face to faking it? And
No, because it's two sides of the same coin.
how
So we're flipping the same coin. I'm either doing a work match or I'm doing a shoot.
both physical,
Both physical,
But
both
one is-
hitting,
but one is premeditated,
determined. The other one's not. That's it.
Um,
And when we do blood sport, I'm just like,
What's
nah,
blood sport?
That's my professional wrestling event.
called
So
blood sport?
Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 8 is going to happen in Dallas, Texas, as a part of the collective.
Hell yeah.
You can get your tickets now if
When
you
is
want.
it?
March 31st
Hell yeah.
during WrestleMania weekend, during WrestleMania week, and we've got John Moxley versus Biff Busick. We've got John Morrison now going as John Hennigan.
there it
His
is.
actual name is going to be there. We have Alex Coughlin versus Slade. We have a whole lineup of killer athletes. Marina Shafir is in it, who's a student of mine.
Oh, and she was Ronda's training partner. She
That's
fought
right.
in the UFC.
A
She
judo
was on
girl.
the Ultimate Fighter on Ronda's team.
She was on the She was on the Ultimate Fighter with Ronda, but she never fought in the UFC. She fought in Invicta.
Oh, there
She
you
fought in
go.
a few other
Yeah,
things.
yeah, she never made
Do
it.
you still mess with Harry?
Oh, all the time.
Who's Harry?
Solid dude.
Harry is one of my. I've been training Harry Smith, the son
Yeah.
of the British Bulldog,
Yeah.
Davey Boy
Oh,
Smith,
sick.
Dude,
since
he's
he
dope.
was
Great dude.
19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
Training
Like, I
them
took him
in-
into his first strip club.
Did you really?
Yes,
So you're a corrupter, is what you're saying.
basically.
So his dad's the British Bulldog?
Was
One of.
yes,
Oh,
his
that's
dad's
pretty
a
cool.
British Bulldog.
Yeah,
cool.
there were two. They were
And he's
brothers,
strong
right?
as well. No, but there was Tom Billington, who was the British, who was Jesus Christ, Dynamite Kid, and then you had the British Bulldog, who's Dave Boy Smith.
Did you
Oh,
ever
that's right.
flirt with actually WWE? Or you
No,
always
I've
did
never
it in Japan,
flirted
right?
with going over there and working, but I know Triple H, I know all the main people, and I'm the manager for Shayna Baszler, who's in the WWE.
Are you really?
Yes.
Hey, dude, she's done a really great job.
Yeah, and I've
man.
sent-
she was
I-
also
Wait, is she in the
an
WWE
MMA
now, or she's
fighter
on
Ronda's
Next
team.
or something, right?
She was on NXT, where
Uh-huh.
she's one of the longest reigning women's champions in NXT
That's dope.
history.
Dude, she
and then
did
she
such a
moved
good
over
job.
to WWE, so I'm her manager and still her coach.
That's dope.
And that was a conversation where, all right, you seem like you're kind of losing the love for fighting, but you're really into pro wrestling.
And she got a hell of a
Would you want to
personality,
go
too.
into? You want to go into pro
And
wrestling?
she's crushing it.
And she just goes, "Yeah, I want to make that transition." I go, "Okay, done." So I just started training her.
Perfect guy for the job.
I brought
Yeah.
in Chavo Guerrero Jr. I brought
Yeah.
in Bobby. I'd make her train with everyone I could, and I trained her up from start to finish and managed her. And now we got her to the WWE in
that's
like
cool.
2 years.
That's cool.
I saw that she was at a show in Indianapolis, and we actually went to the show to go just because she was on the show just to watch. And that was the only wrestling show I've ever been to.
That's
cool. Was to watch
Shannon.
Shannon. Yeah.
It was a hell of a spectacle, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great, dude.
I
It was
heard
great.
WrestleMania's like.
Oh, it's huge.
I want to
It's
go to one.
insane.
I want it. So
Insane.
So the place where my
Wow.
buddy, hey, good job, George.
Colby's beating his ass.
Well,
man.
George
he is.
hit a double there, but got elevated over.
Colby is all
now he's just
over.
hanging on
Oh,
the legs
he's a-
way too
this is
long.
not going to be good.
Colby's
You know,
all over.
George needs to not be wrestling this fucker.
A good for sure. A good buddy of mine lives down in Boca, and the building that he lives in is McMahon's family property that he sold to this place if he could get like a floor out of this building or whatever. And so Triple H and McMahon live in this building. I've never come across them, but I hear they're there, and I hear they're great people. Like everybody's like, dude, they're so polite, they're so cool.
I
yada,
mean,
yada.
personally, for me, I've never had nothing but good exchanges with Triple H,
Yeah.
with Trips.
Yeah.
Like, he's always been super fucking good to me.
And that's our nickname for him. We call him Trips. Don't worry
Trips,
about
I don't
that.
know him on
Yeah.
that level.
You laymen
I'll
don't
call
really know him
Triple
like
H.
that.
Yeah, I call him Triple H. No, but he's was he the vice president of WWE or is he the?
I don't know what his actual position is at this point, but he's
'Cause he's married
fucking-
to
he's
Vince
royalty.
McMahon's
He's
daughter, right?
Married to Stephanie, yeah.
Stephanie, that's right. So they're always like they're around from what I understand, but I've never come across them.
Cause you know the UFC based their business model off WWE.
Of course, I
The
100%.
UFC Fight Pass, all that stuff.
Everything,
WWE.
yeah.
Well, like they were trying to get in bed, and then Dana wanted to make sure that he kept a separation because he didn't want people thinking it was fake, right?
Right.
And that's why Dana came out with as real as it gets.
Right. Although originally, like the promotional material around the early UFCs worked against them, and then a lot of like shit heel politicians that weren't actually weren't doing anything for any of their constituents then used the UFC as a bargaining chip to say, oh, look, I'm protecting you from all this evil stuff.
Yeah, they call it
like old
cockfighting.
McCain.
Oh yeah.
Oh, by the way, John McCain
John
is a giant
McCain called
piece
it-
of shit.
Well,
Sorry.
fucking my brother.
Actually,
When-
not sorry. He's a piece of shit.
The day
passed
before,
away, I hear you.
the day before we reported for the Ultimate Fighter, I reached out to my family. I was like, hey man, let you know this. I'm going on this show called Ultimate Fighter. I'll be gone for 2 months
6
or whatever.
weeks,
6 weeks, whatever. And he goes, I'm so fucking disappointed in you. Who says that? My brother. He goes, I'm so fucking
It
disappointed.
had
in you.
nothing to do with the UFC.
Yeah, and he's like,
I can promise you that.
He's like, that's human cockfighting. He's like, what the
wow.
fuck are you
Yeah.
doing? Blah blah. And I was like, sweet man. So I'll see you in a little
All right,
while.
well, I just want to call and let you know where
I'm
I'm
just
gonna be
leading with
at.
my strong suit.
So
I creased my zipper. I WD-40'd it. It's all good. No, I'm gonna succeed at this cockfighting thing.
oh yeah, dude, he was not happy about that at all.
I got a big head but a small shaft. I'm great.
And I'm good, baby.
I got a lot of
She'll know I'm
rotational
there,
force
buddy.
on the end of this from my hips.
Dude, how about that? They called it human cockfighting.
Oh, they did, yeah,
God, were
it
they
was,
up.
John McCain, that's what he's famous for,
Yeah,
really.
yeah, of course. Yeah, but you know what? John McCain also
Dude,
was
Masvidal's
tied
getting
to
fucked up.
Budweiser, who is one of the biggest sponsors of all of boxing.
Boxing.
Yeah.
No, McCain.
Follow the money, huh?
McCain's
That's
trash.
That's politics.
Ah,
right?
McCain's trash.
Yeah.
Dude, Masvidal's getting his ass beat.
No, he is getting handled because he's not working behind his offense. He's not using his strikes to put together his footwork to keep the distance.
Anytime I fight a wrestler, I shell up. I cannot
worried
let
about
loose
the
fighting a
takedown?
wrestler.
'Cause
Huh?
you're
So
worried
worried
about
about
the
it.
takedown?
Like if I fight a wrestler, like when I fought Tyrell, I was like, I was in such good shape. I'd done everything, and my body was great, and I was like, I don't want to fucking open up
I'm
because soon as I do,
I'm sure in camp though you spent
But you
time
have
on
to
your
work
back.
behind your
All the
lead.
time.
You have to work
All the
behind your
time.
lead.
I know, man.
That's the thing, because your lead
That was my
is
mental
the thing
hurdle.
that keeps him at bay, keeps him occupied.
Anybody knows me knows like if I get on the ground, I'm gonna lose. Like that's the best way to say. Even though and no matter how much I strain with you,
Yeah.
it was just time. I never got it, man. Like and
Plus,
like,
why
didn't
would you
wrestle
fight
more?
away from your strengths?
Yeah.
All right, Covington's all over him.
Dude,
Front
yeah, he's
headlock,
lighting him
socks.
up.
And he switches from a double
Putazos and
into a
Chingazos
single.
going to the double.
Yeah, he's lighting him up.
And because even staying here, now obviously Covington wants this takedown, but just by being in this position, creating pressure, keeping him on the fence, that clock is winding down. He's
For
already
sure.
been winning rounds.
Oh, yeah.
Right? The more he's
up
stuck
at least
there.
So-
3-1.
Well, so I saw a couple people on the screen say that they gave the second round to Masvidal. I don't
didn't
understand
see
how
it.
that happened
Yeah, I
at
didn't
all.
see it.
I don't see that either.
I don't
but
see
but at the very end, we've got still that's 3-1,
Hmm.
right?
Correct.
All this time is chewing down,
Yep.
right? And then you ain't getting it back. They're not going to stop the clock and give you
And
more
Colby's
time.
just not giving him any chance to
No.
get that.
You know who the
home
best guy I
run.
ever saw was fucking thick boy over here.
Thanks, man.
The best guy I ever saw at controlling the
riding.
clock and knowing when to turn it on and when to take a rest
Randy Couture.
was, well, first of all, yes, Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler would come out in the first, smoke somebody to know he got out on him, and then knew that if he just coasted just enough, he might lose a second, but he knew he would have enough energy for the third and come and get at it.
God
Gotcha.
damn, Colby's
Oh,
lighting him
wow.
up.
Wow. He's
No,
lighting
that's
up
gonna hurt.
Masvidal. Jeez.
Dude, he needs to stick with it.
You better start
He's
punching,
gonna shoot.
Jorge.
He's gonna shoot here.
Wow. And here's the thing. George is not firing. He's not.
No,
One, he
showing
needs to be
up.
throwing uppercuts
Yeah,
in that
for
tight space.
Yeah.
Uppercuts, elbows, head movement, and then walking a little bit along the cage and letting his offense go behind him so he can get out of there, rotate without getting tagged with something dumb. Because the entrance and the exit is always a big deal, especially when you're dealing with a grappler.
How many facial stitches did you get?
Enough that I couldn't even
Like
begin
lots,
to
lots?
remember. Yeah, a few.
What was the worst fight you had? Oh,
Oh,
shit!
shit!
He got dropped.
He got dropped.
I didn't see it at all.
He's playing that
Right hook.
gunfight, and Masvidal dropped him.
Yeah, right hook.
He's still tucking him. He's still
Yep.
touching him.
Masvidal dropped him.
All right, he's covering.
he's wobbled.
covering.
Hey, but that's good.
Kobe's
Masvidal's
wobbled.
not. He doesn't have a hard on to go knock him out. That's smartest. That's the smartest thing he's done all day.
Well, Covington needs to take that shot at some point. He needs to set up.
He needs to get him to
It's
the
just
cage at least.
stay on his bike, keep active.
Yeah, he's wobbled. He's hurt.
What?
Oh, and he's still touching him though. Oh, fuck.
George, he must be exhausted, man. Josh, what was the worst? What was the worst injuries, like, or the most beat up
shit.
you were after a fight?
Mirko Cro Cop, the finals of the Pride Open Weight Grand Prix.
Mirko Cro Cop,
I
mine
got.
too.
I managed. I landed some decent shit on him, but not nearly enough. He came in way fresher than me, and at some point, I'm just getting.
What did you
touched.
fight the day before, or like was it the day before or the night?
The night before?
The night before.
I fought Nogueira
Jesus Christ.
to a time limit decision win. When I had him knee barred and he's screaming, and I thought when they stopped the fight, I'm like, oh, well, that's a verbal tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Technically, it is.
Nope.
Oh wow.
And then it was a split win. I'm like, split? I fucking dropped him and fucking had him in a sub. Like, you got to be kidding me. So the guy, I forget the guy whose name voted for Nogueira, but you're a jackass. So,
To this day.
yeah, to this day, I tell you,
love-
you're
I
stupid.
So you
love
fought
Josh.
Nogueira, split decision.
You're right.
and then you
I
get
go
Cro Cop
and
the next
I
night.
fight Cro Cop after he murked
Jesus Christ.
Vanderlei. And things were not going
Head
well,
kick
but I
Vanderlei.
was still in it. And I went to scooch under and go after a leg lock. I scooped his leg, started going for it, and he reacted to try and escape, and he went like this, and he fucking like 2 knuckles deep in my eye.
Oh no, dude.
It was an accident. It's not Mirko's fault at all.
Yeah.
But I remember dudes getting eye gouged and them not stopping the fight.
That's a
and
hell
I
of a
thought,
hook.
Oh no, they're gonna let Mirko just like soccer kick me into
Yeah,
oblivion, and
yeah.
I tapped out.
Oh shit.
And then when I see the replay, Mirko goes, "Oh shit! I think he
he's a
got
good
fucking
guy.
eye gouged."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, dumb.
Oh,
Mirko's a
God.
savage.
No, but
Dude.
I love Mirko.
Me too.
Because that motherfucker.
I've never met him.
Oh, he
The best.
is as intense as you can get, but also a solid. If you're his friend, you're his fucking friend. If I flew to Croatia right now, if I jumped on a plane right now and I hit up Mirko and I said, "Hey, I'm in town," he would meet
It's all
me.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would
That's
meet
dope.
me.
That's
You know,
dope.
I was in.
Have you seen his son?
I have not met his son. Yeah,
Is it Cro
not
Cop
surprised.
He's just like his dad,
Yeah.
jacked. And Cro Cop had a heart issue where he can't get sanctioned to fight anymore.
Oh,
That's
damn.
why he had to stop.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No. Anyways, solid dude, great guy, took incredible care of me in Croatia. We went out on the town. Beautiful man, love him.
That's
Good
awesome.
dude.
That's his son there at 18.
Wow.
Good God. But it's definitely his kid.
Oh,
yeah.
well, shit.
Definitely. Oh, weird.
Well, back to the
weird
floor.
takedown.
What are you doing, man?
Jesus, George.
I know, right?
on.
Like, why would you? What are you doing, man?
Tenacity of Colby, man. It's
Dude, did you see how
fucking-
Colby closed
He's
distance
that
so
American
aggressively?
wrestler aesthetic, right? Like that Iowa. Even he's not an Iowa wrestler, but just like constant
He's
pressure,
an Oregon
constant
State
conditioning.
kid. Yeah, Oregon State.
He's an Oregon State
Yeah.
kid.
He's a Chael guy?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he is a Chael guy, isn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah.
Chael, son, and I got memories of Chael.
I fucking love Chael. Dude.
Oh, me too.
God, I
Yeah,
love him,
oh,
dude.
solid.
many people I know hate him. I
Solid
fucking love him,
human
dude.
being.
Yeah.
The
Like
best.
from the
Absolute
day
best.
one to today. He's never been anything but the coolest, straightest,
Agreed.
followed through on anything he's ever said. Fucking full on, Chael Sonnen, fucking.
He's on the show on
backer.
Monday. No, he's
Is
the
he
best.
really?
Yeah,
No,
he's the best.
you know what? Tell Chael like in his corner all the way.
Always,
like that guy,
yeah.
love him.
Well,
Love
He's
Chael.
one of my
Chael-
favorites.
I get texts from Chael on random things, and he'll be like, fire out something. I'll be like, hey, man, how's your life? He's like, dude, I couldn't be happier. He's like, but, blah, blah, and he talks to me about whatever. Like, he texts me, he's like, hey, what stocks are you in right now? And what's going on here? How this? And he's like, it's stuff
a
that's
great dude.
about anything other than fighting. Chael will chime in at
Good
random
guy.
times.
Great guy.
The
Yeah.
best. Yeah.
Oregon State, yeah.
Oregon State, yeah. Oregon State.
Dude, you know what? Chael was so great at being Chael.
Well, actually,
And it
Chael
took him
is
a
an
long time.
Oregon guy.
Yes.
He's an Oregon.
duck.
So Oregon State's the Beavers. He's a duck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Chael ran for what? Some
Office in Oregon. Yeah. Didn't win. But
Yeah.
Didn't win. They brought up his dirt.
Oh, of course.
There's
yeah.
some dirt
No.
there, too, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
People have asked me like, "Oh, you have an interest? You have all these different ideas about politics." And this. I'm like, no, I
I
am
do
no
not
way.
want to play
I'm
that
not.
dirty game. Yeah.
You know
No
what's tough
thanks.
for George? George is training with
Oh fuck, he's bleeding.
Bo Nickel too, I bet.
Masvidal?
Yeah. Masvidal was training with Bo Nichols because Bo Nickel was they gave him an ATT for Happy
yes,
Valley.
He's prepping.
Oh, wow.
So-
Yeah, by the way, Bo Nichols'
Stud.
amateur debut, like wreck, just crushed the
God,
dude.
what-
Did he really? I
Yeah,
didn't.
no,
Is he
knocked him
fighting?
out.
He should just be pro.
He's
though.
fighting.
Fucking
didn't know that.
amateur. That guy's
I mean, yeah.
what
I mean, nobody's gonna be
what
able to-
poor soul fought Bo Nickel in amateur.
Jesus. Can you imagine? Hey, we're gonna. How do you feel
Who is
about
it?
fighting Bo
Bo
Nickel?
Nickel. I'm out.
Shit.
And I don't get paid?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
sir.
Hey,
Here's
so
the thing.
it's gonna be free, buddy.
There
Have a good
was
time.
in Oregon this dude Enoch something. I can't
Black
remember.
dude, Haitian.
White,
Okay.
wild,
Okay.
Close, though.
great guy though.
So close, so close.
Wild man from
Yeah.
Oregon. He fights. This dude was like a legit wrestler. He's got this great YouTube and channel, all this kind of fucking stuff. God, why am I'm forgetting his name. This dude was like a super stud in college and high school and everything.
Yeah.
This guy's first MMA fight is against this Enoch dude, Enoch Wilson, Enoch something, and Enoch rides him out. The dude gasses and fucking like dismantles him.
Really.
Yeah, but it's that kind of thing. Like, oh, your first fight's Bo Nickel. Your first fight is
Nightmare.
this fucking kid that I cannot remember his name for some reason.
Josh, have you had guys in your camp where in training you're like, oh, this guy's gonna be world champion,
Oh yeah,
and then the lights turn on, and you're
100%.
like, what the fuck happened?
100%. Yeah.
Dude.
It's
Oh,
so
yeah.
crazy.
I mean,
to me.
there's gym champs everywhere we
yeah,
go.
it's so crazy.
Isn't
Yeah.
that weird? Like the pressure like that. Some people flourish and some people just can't handle that, man. It's so
nuts.
odd.
Right.
We have a guy in Indianapolis that's like that. That was so good. He would smoke Lytle. Like,
Oh,
it was great.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this guy's never
and
gonna
he
lose.
couldn't show up to a 200-person fight.
Yeah.
Like couldn't do it. He would find reasons, be like, I can't. I got to watch my kids today. I can't
Yeah.
come.
Isn't it
Crazy.
strange? There's guys like that in football too.
Oh, for sure. By the way, Marcus Jones' name came up in my life the other day.
How?
Big baby.
Big
Big
baby.
baby.
The darkness.
The darkness,
The
that's
self-given,
right.
right? Remember, nobody gives himself a nickname.
Yeah. He called himself the darkness.
He,
yeah.
a friend of mine, Aaron Johnson, down in Florida, just took a job with Stryker.
Kerry
And
Colat, by the way, is what I was trying to remember.
Kerry Colat.
Kerry Colat.
From Indianapolis?
First and no, I don't remember where he's from.
Okay.
I couldn't know. First and only MMA fight. Enoch, whatever,
Oh, okay, that guy.
fucking gasses out, gets taken out.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So he's like, hey man, like, wow, you're a big dude. 'Cause Aaron, I played in the NFL with Aaron. I'm like, God, you're a big dude. Last big dude we had was a guy named Marcus Johnson. He's like, Marcus Jones. He's like, Marcus Jones. He's like, yeah, I know that name. Yeah, I know that guy.
I know that guy.
Did he really
That's
hurt
like in the
everybody in
UFC.
training?
Marcus Jones?
Yes.
I don't know. He was on their team. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't.
He
I'm
was-
trying
he
to
wasn't-
figure
he
out.
was
Did he do
massive.
it by just being clumsy, or was
He's
he
just
just like
huge.
too?
He was
pow-
so big.
Was he on? Wait, you guys were on the same team,
the same
right?
team, yeah.
Was he on your? Was Marcus Jones on your team?
No.
Oh.
We both.
But I
fought
heard he
him.
was just like killing everyone.
Yeah, he was tough. Colby
He's
definitely.
a
lost.
bulldozer.
Sucks. That sucks.
Yeah,
That's some hoe
George
shit.
lost. That
I was hoping
shit.
they'd be friends after this.
Yeah.
Who knows? But hard to say. Oh man, look at him there. Fuck.
Colby
Jesus,
definitely won.
look at that, Matt.
100%.
Yeah.
You had to fight that.
Yeah.
That's
But he was. But we
that's
knew
a grade A specimen.
We knew he had no chin. We knew
we
it.
both fought him to get our ticket to the UFC because I found on the finals, the semifinals to fight Roy.
Yeah.
But no matter what, I got a UFC contract, and you fought him on the finale when I fought Roy to get into the UFC.
Yeah.
Did you beat him with hands too?
I knocked him out, yeah.
Yeah.
But he had full mount on me and broke my nose.
Did he really?
Yeah,
No way.
Yeah.
No way. That guy
had full
managed to
mount.
break your nose.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
he was.
I'm surprised.
He
Yeah.
was so afraid to get punched in the face. He was terrified.
It's so strange.
Terrifying.
You know, someone like, oh, this guy will be a fucking killer. I go, not if he can't stand getting hit.
Yeah, if you don't like getting hit.
That's a wrestler's kryptonite, man. He could grapple, but like he only had one move, right? I don't remember what it was, like a straight armbar or
It was like
something,
a
wasn't it?
No, hell no. It was a key, like fucking the meathead arm.
Yeah.
Top
He
for
was
a
the
thought,
nicest guy though.
Yeah, he
The
was a nice
nicest
guy,
guy,
for
yeah.
sure.
Oh, there was like
Trained
a
out
ton of
Tampa.
Steelers, by the way, that were all like fucking killer wrestlers.
Oh,
in
because he
college and
dropped
shit.
really?
Colby in the
Yeah.
second, and that what it was? That's why they gave it to him, the hook.
Oh,
I think so.
yeah, Masvidal
still 4-1
needed Masvidal needed to work behind his jab, keep his reach going, stay busy, stay on the bike, get him out of position. He got way too comfortable sitting there, and then Colby just kept putting the pressure on, just relentless.
You're relentless,
It was
yeah.
dumb.
It's
It's
just-
just bad fight strategy, period.
With Colby, it's like again, I'd pay every weekend to watch him and Usman. So it's like from here, I guess another Usman fight.
I mean, that's all it is. What else
yeah,
is there?
probably.
But Usman, he's clearing out the division. There's really no one for
Oh,
him.
nice head kick.
He has Leon Edwards.
Dude,
they fought before. He beat him, but that was years ago. But Usman called out fucking Canelo Alvarez.
That's the greatest thing. That's the greatest thing
Because
for
he wants to
Marty
get knocked out for a
paid.
lot of money.
For a lot of
A
money.
lot of
Guess
money.
what?
Fuck you, money.
Marty, you're not beating Canelo
Oh no,
at all.
No.
Any round.
Any facet.
Ever.
No.
Sorry.
That's a bad idea. Yeah, that's a bad
I
idea.
mean, there's other names we could throw out there. We don't have to throw out Canelo.
I mean, but if you want
Yeah,
the
but,
biggest
it's really,
payday-
but if we're really asking about it, it's like, well, you're going to go stomp by a boxer in their own sport? Then I
Yeah,
guess
it's weird.
gotta
You see
do
that?
the one that's the best.
You see
right?
how he's keeping a distance there? How Colby was? How
Yeah.
he didn't want to get tugged over there? You notice that? That's interesting. I wonder if he's still being defensive just in case.
Masvidal's still
Well,
talking shit.
Masvidal might three-piece him in a fucking coat.
He
Yeah,
might.
Masvidal's pure street. How about Masvidal has the tattoo of him kneeing Ben Askren?
That's fucking dope.
You see, it's like a Jordan tattoo.
He's got his own Jordan.
yeah, it's
That's fucking
sick.
dope.
He does have, he's got a mezcal or something he's marketing?
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
Tequila.
And he has his own fight league in Miami. I saw big
Oh,
billboards.
the
funny,
bare knuckle
my-
one,
my-
yeah.
I was on tour down there. I see Masvidal all over the billboards. I'm like,
And he's got another one. He's got an MMA promotion
That's
too.
the one,
Really?
yeah. It's
Yeah,
a
that's
bare
the
knuckle
one. Yeah, it's a
MMA
bare knuckle.
organization.
Yeah. One of my guys from Indianapolis trains on it or
course.
fights on it.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
If it's a Matt Mitrione guy, like, hey, this seems like reckless.
Right.
I'll do it.
Let's do that. Josh, did anything in you, would you do a bare knuckle here?
Yeah, of course. I mean, if the money's right and whatever, like, sure.
That shit sounds
Bare
bananas.
Knuckles going after Francis.
Yeah, they're hard. You know how much
They
that
don't
dude's
have the
gonna.
money for Francis.
Well, they think they do, but also, who the fuck's going to sign up to fight Francis in bare knuckle?
Probably Matt Mitrione.
I was going to say Josh Barnett.
Yeah, might be Josh.
I mean, they'd have to have a lot of money for that
Yeah,
one.
they have to have a
Yeah.
lot of money.
Triller had a majority stake. They
Yeah.
just bought a majority stake to BKFC. So
Oh,
that's
they
why.
want them to all fight in a fucking three-sided ring?
Yeah.
Hey, I'll fight in the
so.
three-sided ring. If I can clinch up, I'll fight.
They have like resources now, though. They have money now.
All right, all right, all right.
Oh, Colby called out Poirier.
All right.
Poirier.
For Poirier to come up to 70?
Yeah, to up.
There's the Usman fight doesn't make too much sense, right? Because they just fought in November.
Yeah.
So that makes sense, a Poirier fight. But Poirier's trying to go for Nate Diaz.
That's interesting.
Man,
Yeah, I wonder what he's got to say for himself.
Masvidal, you just didn't. I mean,
Didn't show
if
up
you
today.
fought a much smarter fight around your skill sets, I'm not saying he would have absolutely won, but it would have been way more competitive.
You know what's great about Masvidal, though, too? So he lost to Kamaru, and then he lost to Kobe. It's not like it's over. He can
No,
still beat the
he can
majority of
fight,
the
but
roster.
Marty,
anyone.
but Marty's not going anywhere unless Marty
Anyone.
retires. And Colby,
Marty has really bad knees, huh?
bad. He's had bad knees for a long time.
He can't do road work or anything. Can't condition.
Yeah, he's just basically just because his knees are so bad. The only knee he's got left him is his weenie, and that's like the only one that he can really rely on.
That's it. That's it. Happens fast, man. Yeah, I like Jorge, man. I think Georgia good.
Here all
dude.
night, everybody.
Here all night. You're opening up for me in Nashville next weekend.
We're there.
Weenie. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Just
you.
one weenie joke. Yeah. Is that it, Chin?
I think that's it, right?
That's it.
That's fun. Josh, dude, I've wanted you on the show for a while. We got to get you on a food truck.
Yeah, whatever.
right up the street. I would love that, man.
Dude, the fight night flashbacks and all that.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Dude.
The hell's
Can you
that?
imagine those?
We watch your 3 most important
Is that we
fights.
sit around? We're just like, oh, I can't believe I put myself through this shit.
That's what me and
Almost.
Matt did, but I think
Yeah.
yours is that's what I think yours is gonna be a little different.
Yeah, yours might. It's like they sit around and like you sit here, you watch a monitor, and it's like your 3 best fights, and they show the highlights of it, and you talk
That
about
sounds
going
rough,
through it.
Actually, I mean, I can go through. Every
I would
fight
love
I've
to
ever
do that
had,
with you.
but it's
You
always
think
so
about,
weird
like,
watching myself.
Every
Oh, it's the worst.
fan,
The
every
worst.
fan wants to know your
thought
sentiments.
process.
Like not anybody else, but like your sentiments on
I'll
this
fix
moment.
that.
Like, dude, you
Oh, I'll
have so
fix
much
that. Don't
crazy
worry
shit
about
that's happened in your life. Like,
Well, think about the fights we can go over.
that's what I'm saying.
What?
Like, you can. How do you do 3?
Well, he's a legend.
Yeah. What do you do? I mean, is that an extended show?
I know. I mean, if he wants to do 6, we'll do 6.
I mean,
I don't know what you do.
yeah. What do you say?
It's gonna be tough to find 3 with him.
I mean, it'd be so difficult. Or like crazy submissions you pull out of nowhere, or like this, or like, hey, what'd you go for this like spot? Like
Just the thought process, everything.
Yeah.
During the fight, it'd be fun.
like if you ever think about it, like
I'm open.
like the conversation right like that you'd have with Fedor about when he got slammed by Randleman.
Yeah.
And the presence of mind to be like,
To
maybe I can
relax.
just go for this, and I'll just.
You could
fall
ask me
in that.
how we can go into the story about how me and Fedor became friends.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a story.
What do you think
Yeah.
Fedor's doing right now?
It's probably at a Orthodox,
Mm-hmm.
Eastern Orthodox Christian church praying.
Yeah, and then doing a painting when he gets home.
Probably, yeah, maybe, and then like impregnating his wife again. And
Yeah.
Stud.
That dude loves shopping, bro. He was when they said every time he came to America, all that dude does is shop.
Really? Where at?
Anywhere. Like we're
Like
in New York.
H&M?
Every
Just
time
something super
They
lame?
said
I
that dude
trained
was.
He's at the Gap.
The original antagonist for this movie. I trained this girl for like 2 months, and she was fucking dynamite for this thing.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, the original girl. Okay.
The original girl that Shevchenko then took her role.
Oh, I know.
Kat Zingano.
Yeah, right?
Nope.
No?
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, I thought that was her.
Fighter we know?
Not a fighter at all.
Oh,
an actress.
An actress.
Legit though.
Oh, wow.
Trained her ass off. I trained her in Thai
then
boxing.
they
We
just-
sparred in my back patio twice a week.
That's so dope, dude.
And I
She didn't
said,
get
"There's
the
no
role."
way." It was her role from the very beginning.
But then Halle Berry came in.
No,
No,
It was
th-
always a
th-
Halle Berry
Valentina.
project. The
Yeah.
UFC came in.
Oh, we want this one in. Go
Interesting.
figure.
We need our fighters in the movie.
That actress was
Uh-huh.
like, fuck.
Yep.
You're training this
That's
bullshit
so
for
dope.
how many
She
months
put
now?
on 10, 15 pounds.
Oh,
It's a
just-
good life experience.
Oh no,
dang.
for real. And
Yeah.
I said to her, "This isn't a total loss. Trust me.
Yeah.
You got way better." And part of the training, I said, "Look, we can train, but you need to spar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not about doing patterns.
So you
it's
put
about
in,
being comfortable."
you put
No,
her in
we
there with like
sparred.
real girls, or
That's
you
so
Yes,
dope,
sparred her?
dude.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
both.
That's so dope.
Jesus Christ.
That must
She
be
trains at the Gracie Academy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
No, she's legit.
That's dope, man.
And amazing person. Her husband, also fucking awesome
Wish
guy.
I knew who this was.
Nothing but great people.
By the way, I tried to get Chris Pratt to go to you. I tried. Like when he started grappling, like doing jiu-jitsu, I was like, go to Josh. Like learn catch. Like,
Here's the thing about
go to
Pratt.
Josh.
So
Yeah.
I met him once.
Yeah. He's tall.
Good
really
dude,
tall.
yeah.
Taller than I am.
Great, super nice
that's all
guy.
I hear.
But here's the other thing about Chris that blew me away. So Batista brought me to the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 premiere,
Uh,
and Dave's a good dude. I've always got we've been friends for a while.
I got a
So
story
he's like,
for
"Hey,
you
do you want to
after
go to this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'd love to." And I had said before, online, because both me and Chris are from Washington, Western Washington,
Uh-huh.
and technically he's in the same region as I was
Oh,
in
fuck.
high school,
Right.
and he's a couple years younger than me, but
Right.
he's within the gap that we could have wrestled.
Yeah.
And I said online, "Hey, Pratt, I want to know if I ever wrestled you, because if I did, that means I smoked you, because I smoked everyone in the region." I was just fucking with him.
Right.
So I meet Chris
Uh,
backstage at this event, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, I haven't even introduced myself yet." And I go, "Hey, gotta ask you this question." He goes, "I know. Did we ever wrestle?" And I'm like, he fucking knows
He paid
everything
attention,
about me,
yeah.
he knows all this stuff.
uh,
And we got to talking.
Did
but
you
as
guys
it turned-
wrestle?
No.
that'd be so dope.
He and I just kind of missed each other. And then
Mm-hmm.
his senior year is a 215 guy, which was kind of a newer class at the time.
Is he good?
He went to state.
Oh,
And I think he might have taken fifth.
Place?
I've heard he's pretty damn athletic.
Yeah, he's a legit wrestler.
Yeah.
And and by the way, I'm from Seattle, so we're not known for wrestling at all.
Not yet.
So it used to be, you could be the Metro champ, which is our district, and then you go to the regionals, and then every regional guy would just annihilate every Metro kid like they didn't exist.
Right.
But I think I might be the winningest, most successful heavyweight wrestler out of Seattle, the city of Seattle, ever.
That's
Of all
dope,
time.
dude.
So
That makes sense,
because
though.
I
Not
took
surprising.
fifth and I think seventh and second or something like that, and I won Greco State and freestyle, and took second in freestyle, and went to junior nationals both years.
That's
and all this
dope.
stuff. So anyways, I meet him and I'm like, I have to know, did we ever? And he knew exactly what I was fucking talking about. He
cool.
knew who I was, everything, and I was
That's
like,
cool.
and then I saw him training at fucking Glazer's spot.
Yeah.
Because I will go in there sometimes and go train at
I love
Unbreakable.
Jay.
Yeah.
Fucking big props to Jay.
Yeah, I
love
love
you,
Jay.
dude.
Jay's a good dude,
And
man.
I'm like, God damn it, he's in here wrestling. Fucking hit me up so I can get in on the mats with fucking Pratt.
Yeah,
I want to
Schaub
wrestle with him.
what's
Yeah,
up.
Right.
yeah. Washington and Washington. We need to be in here working
I don't know if
together.
he wants all that heat, but yeah.
Nah, I don't want to give him all that
That
much
guy
heat. I
is
just-
a billionaire. Has
I'll
a
train with him,
terrible
you know?
haircut. Yeah.
Michael Irvin. Yeah.
Well, Josh, we love you, man. Go get that Was it Warbringer? The
Warbringer,
Warmaster
yeah.
edition.
Warmaster edition is a single barrel
Fantastic.
product.
Yeah, it's
Warbringer
good, man.
on its own is our 98 proof blend, and this is 112. And we were talking about like why we choose different proof levels.
Yeah.
This is where it comes out is whatever it comes out of the barrel at. Now
Okay.
with the TTB, anything over 100 or 100 and over as
TTB.
I forget what TTB means, but
Okay,
it has
right
to
on.
do. It's basically the tax and
good.
regulations board of alcohol.
Uh-huh.
So this label has to go through the TTB before they will approve it being used. And there's all kinds of lingo and stuff that you can or can't put on it
Uh-huh.
that they will say no,
sure.
but they will never tell you if they deny it. They will not say why.
Oh,
They'll just say
no.
it
Just
don't
deny
pass.
it,
So you got to
yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyways, 100 proof or over is an additional tax onto your booze.
Really?
So being under 100 keeps you out of that tax. So it keeps your price point a little slightly lower.
Correct.
But for us, for at 98 proof with our blend, it just kind of where it settled into being what we felt was the best sipper. Out of it. And it also, at like a $60 bottle with standard Warbringer blend, maybe you'd call it expensive to do an old fashioned. But when you're doing cocktails, old fashions, Sazeracs, Manhattans, you now have this smoke element built into it from the mesquite smoke corn.
Yeah.
And you're not having to do the bartender's trick where they light the smoke and put the glass over.
Uh-huh.
You
no,
don't need to
it's
do
just
that.
it's embedded
Yep.
into the whiskey
Yeah.
itself.
And they
It
can
definitely
get,
is.
and they can get it at can you just online?
You can order it online from warbringerbourbon.com, but you can also get it at Oaks Gourmet in Hollywood. You can get it at Canal Wines. You can get it at Mission. You can get it at Remedy. You can get it at a lot of locations in and around L.A. in Southern
And
California.
There's no place in Indiana except for online.
Probably. Now, see, the thing about distribution is
a beast.
it is a beast, and every state is like, you want to know a difficult one? Colorado. Colorado is a huge bitch to get your. Do you have Tiger Thick in Colorado
I
yet?
do. I'm from there.
Are you-
so
are
some of
you-
my best friends are distributors there.
Ah, there you go.
It's who
Or
you
if
know.
you're with like Southern Wine, they can get you in everything. But
That's who you know.
it is really
It's
who you know.
It's relationships.
It's
I gotta
distribution.
pee
Oh,
like a racehorse.
No, you got to
All right, we're
run.
almost
You know,
done.
the paperwork you got to run through can be exacerbated.
Dude, 3
like,
years.
just insane.
Yep.
So
nuts.
yeah,
But yeah, Josh, we love you, man.
glad to be here. Glad to
Matt,
be here with you,
thank
Matt.
you again, brother.
Awesome, man. Hey,
Please come
thanks a
back.
lot, boys. It was a great time, man.
The best. Yeah, you crushed it, dude. I'll be in Nashville next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Zany's Nashville, and then I close the month in Chicago. But I'm in Zany's March 10th through
Hi,
the
in
12th.
LA, March.
Yep. March next Wednesday. Come on out, Josh.
Nice, nice,
Yeah.
nice. Where are you
I
playing?
got-
Where are
I
you
know a guy who
doing?
can get tickets for you.
Comedy store or
Hollywood Improv.
Hollywood Improv.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's the March 9th. That's a Wednesday, and then next this coming Thursday.
I've been there
Friday,
with Todd
Saturday.
Rex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trauma.
Yep. And then Chicago's March 24th to 26th. That's it. We love you guys. We're out.
See y'all.